amabile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero, sempre un amabile, leggiadro viso, in pianto in riso e menzognero. La donna è mobil, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. E di pensiero. E di pensiero.
Welcome to the Whatever Dating Talk podcast, coming to you live from Santa Barbara, California, every Sunday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. I'm your host, Brian Atlas. I'm joined by my co-host, Kiki. She's a bit shy. She's somewhere. I don't know. A few quick announcements before the show begins. So, guys, we've got nearly 700K followers on TikTok, but TikTok gave us a 6-month suspension from the Creator Fund. We're still there, but they kicked us out. They didn't notify us, no reason provided. So say what you will about YouTube, but TikTok's got way stricter community guidelines. I don't know if we were walking the line on our couple of things, but even if you use the word sex or talk about that in your video, it gets nuked. So unfortunate. Anyways, so for that reason, this podcast is viewer supported, so I make nearly nothing from ad revenue, and even worse now since we were entirely suspended from the TikTok Creator Fund. So please consider sending a super chat. All super chats will be displayed in stream overlay. I will read super chats $20 and up. $50 and up triggers text to speech. You guys can see all the triggers in the description. Guys, we also have channel memberships, Patreon merch. To become a channel member, hit that join button below. We have 6 different tiers of support, ton of perks, and we'll shout out anyone who joins. Lowest tier is just $5 a month. Guys, we're also live on Twitch right now. Do me a favor, pull up another tab. Go to twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow and a Prime sub if you have one. If you want to be on the show or help with the show, DM at whatever on Instagram. If you're in Santa Barbara, I'm looking for a talent booker and potentially a co-host. So yeah, really quick, big shout outs to Chaz, who has been helping out behind the scenes. I want to see W Chaz in the chat. Thanks to our chat mods, Zach, Candace, Nemesis, Urameshi, and we are welcoming Blair, a new mod. And then of course, Michael Matroke the fourth. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but anyways, without further ado, guys, we're going to have the guests introduce themselves. So please tell us your name, age, occupation.
Hi. Hello. Where am I looking? Ooh, it doesn't matter.
You pick.
All right. Great. My name is Valence. I am 47 years old, and I am a seamstress for a living, but I supplement my income with good old OnlyFans.
How? Sorry, 47?
Yeah. What? Is that funny?
Oh boy.
She's got great skincare.
Oh boy.
boy. Yeah.
Chat, do I?
Is there a sound for this?
Stop the cap.
You're right. I'm 12 years old.
Oh.
I'm a virgin. I'm in the 7th grade. I'm not sure how they got me on the
That's
show,
a yikes.
but I know. You should vet your client. I'm sorry. I won't roast you. Thank you for having me.
So you're 47.
Yeah.
47.
Yeah.
Bro, you look like 35.
A little closer, a little closer.
Thank you.
You look like 35 years
Thank
old.
you. I appreciate that.
Damn.
Yeah, that's very kind.
She's been
Yeah.
my best friend for a few years. She's not cap.
Mia can verify, 100%.
Do you have your driver's license on you?
I actually don't. I'm not joking. I actually don't have it on me.
She
but
was driving and we stopped for Red Bulls and she's like, I forgot my wallet.
I did.
She literally doesn't.
100%.
What?
Stop the cap.
I'm not. I'm so for real.
I'm sorry, did I stop the podcast? Are we gonna continue?
Here, can you just show this camera
My
your
tattoo?
No, your forearm.
Because she
tattoo.
puts on sunscreen and has good skincare.
Yeah.
Lotion. Do you not moisturize?
Way to go.
Every single day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why
Honestly,
your
I
skin
don't
looks great.
believe it.
Single
like, I
day.
really don't believe.
That's
You're-
really kind of you.
I don't think you're
appreciate it.
supposed to actually ask
Yeah.
a woman's age. Last I checked, I think that's like
Yet here we are.
That would have
Oh,
not have been
boy.
my first guess, but you look incredible.
yeah, good for you,
no,
girl.
never,
Get it.
Wow.
never.
Thank you guys.
You're not. You're not 47.
Anime girls
You're not
don't
47.
age. Anime
Okay.
girls don't
All right.
age.
You know
That's
what?
just how
That's the key to life.
I'm
is
so
to enjoy
serious.
anime and have belief in God.
I think you're in your mid 30s.
Yeah.
Maybe early 30s, maybe late 20s. You're not 47.
Okay.
But if you want to
You know.
cap and
Yeah.
because you're older male clientele. Okay, so all right, so fine, whatever. I don't believe it, but that's fine. So
Okay.
okay, you're and you do what for work again?
I'm actually a professional seamstress. I make
Okay.
educational sewing content, but I do supplement my income with OnlyFans. I
Okay.
made the costume I'm wearing today.
And you cosplay? Cosplay? Is
I
it
do
cosplay.
cosplay.
Or is it cosplay? Or
Cosplay.
No, yeah,
Cosplay?
it's cosplay. Yeah,
Okay.
costume
Cool.
play.
What
Yeah.
costume is this?
This is actually a meme. One that I'm very happy about. The character is Guillermo Toniero from Ace Attorney, but she's known as Clussy.
Just going back to this really quick. You're 47. Do you have kids at all, or
No,
No
single by
kids?
choice. Well, single-ish by choice.
Okay.
And no kids. Yeah.
what year were you born?
Damn.
All right, you got
there
me.
It is.
I'm actually 64. Oh my God.
What year was Nixon president?
I don't
Actually,
even
that's
know
a great
that.
question. You could ask me what year Bush was president, and I still don't remember, to be
You
completely
think
honest.
that the American education system does a good job of teaching us these things? You
Truly.
would be
No, we
incredibly
just think y'all
incorrect.
capping, so we just ask
Stop the
questions.
cap.
I don't even know when the Great Depression was. I'm gonna be honest.
It was in the 30s.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
It was after the great 20s.
And that
Dude,
was
where
when
That
it
is
makes
was,
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Fuck. Send the asteroid. Okay, we'll move on. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Hi, my name's Devin. I'm 28 and I am a personal assistant.
28.
I am.
Okay,
That's cool.
I believe you.
My name's Alyssa. I'm 24 and I work in medicine.
Are like
I'm trying to get into
Weed?
nursing school right now.
you sell
but-
weed or what?
No. I work at a dermatologist. So
Oh, okay.
we do
Alright.
skincare, cancer treatment,
Oh.
Botox filler.
Your skin is impeccable.
Thank you so
Impeccable.
much. It's
Wait.
It's been a lot of effort.
Oh, I should have asked you this before the show. Are you so? Okay, are you willing to show the?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Wait.
Wait, what?
Other one?
Oh, for sure.
What are we
Whatever.
showing?
They can't
It's
see.
covered by the microphone.
Wait.
Here. I think. Wait.
Okay.
Hell no.
This way.
This way?
fuck?
This way.
Oh,
That
the
way.
hair?
That's perfect.
I lived in Europe when I was 18, and I just kind of decided that I didn't want to shave because it was uncomfortable. So
Stop
why
it.
not?
Get some help.
Oh, that's cute.
Wait. So, because you went to Europe for a year, that was.
Well, it was just kind of more that I realized that you didn't have to, and that beauty standards for women in America are significantly different than the rest of the world. And so my perspective shifted, and therefore I didn't care as much.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Would you let me sniff your pits?
Go for it. I've been working all day.
Let's.
I'm sorry, we breaking rules?
Let's save it for later. Let's save it for later.
You're
Let's just.
so
Okay.
right, though.
Well, we have a date.
you.
Or
Yeah.
You and I.
I'm here for it, babe.
Perfect.
Right after this.
Woohoo.
Can
let's
I show?
go.
Can I show one of my pits?
Do you also have some?
I've got something.
Okay.
Can
They're
I show you?
so
Is it
afraid of
pink?
you.
Oh.
Oh, it's a tattoo?
Oh, wow.
That must have been so painful.
Okay, that's better than the
6
hairy
hours,
pits.
baby.
That's fine. That took more money.
6 hours?
And energy and
This
effort.
was a 6-hour
This I
piece.
just grew by myself.
6 hours?
So there's
a
something
trooper.
about armpit tattoos that no one will ever tell you.
They hurt.
Hurts
They
like
hurt.
I'm,
And part 2 is that during the healing, the back area, as you close your arm and keep it closed, will heal together. So every time you open your arm, it rips open again. And so you have to get it touched up until
Yikes.
the scarring no longer appears.
Oh no.
Okay.
And it is
That's
pretty
a commitment.
hardcore.
Thank you for that information.
All
Good
right.
to
You're,
know.
yeah, heads up if anybody wants an armpit tattoo.
If anyone was
Didn't,
thinking
but
about
now I
it,
know I
today is the
don't.
day that you learned some things.
We'll come back
true
to the
story.
armpit hair discussion shortly. Go ahead. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, so my name is Neko Mia, and I am 21 years old, and I work full time on OnlyFans.
You said 21, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, my name is Emma, and I'm 25 years old, and I work as a nanny / personal chef. And I'm also a student at UCSB as an ecology and evolution major.
Go Gauchos.
So,
Go Gauchos.
I'm a vaquero.
I'm a dating coach and a relationship coach. I'm from LA, I'm from Gardena, which is like right next to Compton. And yeah, I've been doing this for 2 years. I help like wealthy men.
I love Gardena area.
You for real?
I love it. All the food out there is so
Nobody
yummy.
goes to, like,
I go everywhere. Gardena and Torrance are like my favorite areas.
they got the best food.
The
in
food there is
fucking country,
immaculate.
swear
I
to God.
love it. I love
I
it out
agree.
there.
That's my
Yeah.
hometown,
Absolutely.
so I feel that. Redondo.
Gardena. Oh, I was about to say.
I'm like a hop, skip, and a jump away from you.
Yeah,
so-
you're
Alright,
like
for
right
sure.
there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Love Gardena.
LA right there, which
Shout
is
out
like
to South
45
Bay.
minutes in traffic, you know.
And you post content on TikTok, Instagram.
Oh yeah, I just got into like posting content on TikTok. You can find me on Twitter. It's cool like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you can find me on Twitter, TikTok. I just got into like Instagram, so my following isn't that high on Instagram, but
You
TikTok.
got
Literally
this.
today, I just passed like 10K. So,
Yay!
Nice.
so I'm still like a small
Alright.
creator, but like by next year, I should be
It's
pretty
growing.
big. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rad.
Hey, Ooze, thank you for the membership, man. Appreciate it. Watching from France. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Okay. Appreciate it. So, guys, everyone's Instagrams are in the description. Show them some love. Give them a follow. Yeah. Okay. So, let me just have you. Can you pop off the wrist thing?
chain?
It's making a little noise on the tape.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. If you just want to throw
The
that in your
jingle,
pocket.
jingle.
So we're going to go around the table one more time. Guys, current relationship status, longest relationship, and are you on any dating apps? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm actually partnered. My longest relationship is about 5 years.
Partnered, is your current relationship the 5-year one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, 4.5. So it's a close second.
You
What-
said you're partnered. Is it a heterosexual relationship? Is it
We are.
Okay.
But we are polyamorous.
poly? Okay.
Or ethical non-monogamy, whatever you want to call it.
E&M.
Yeah, E&M. I'm actually on Field. It's an E&M app.
Field. I've
have
never
to
heard
get
of
on
that.
Yeah, FEELD. Honestly, it's really inclusionary. I know maybe that's not for everybody, but you can select out by gender in terms of like even trans people if you're looking for trans women, trans men, couples. It's for couples. For those of them looking for a third, now there's an app to find a third. It's
Please
like
get off
designated
Hinge.
for that. So I love that there's a place for it, because I know on like apps like Tinder, I know how it can be upsetting for some people to just always see, especially like bisexual women. It can be frustrating trying to find other women and you just find couples. So it's nice that there's a place for that now. Field. I'm not promoting them, but not sponsored.
So how long have you been seeing your current partner?
Yeah, 5 years.
Oh, 5.
Yes.
This is okay. Gotcha.
Yes.
I thought that was a different relationship.
All good. Yeah.
5 years. Okay. And did it start open, or was it monogamous at the beginning and then it switched, or?
Sure. No, it was very monogamous at the beginning. In fact, I was still very religious at the beginning, and that's a whole other conversation, maybe for another day. But yeah, we started out monogamous, and it was actually in accepting more of my queer identity and wanting to not even necessarily be sexual with other women, but wanting to explore relationships with other women on a deeper level. And that's where polyam comes in, because you don't necessarily have to be sexual, but it's important to be on the same page that like love and romance will be involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did someone broach that? Like, was it him? Was it you that wanted to open up the relationship?
No, it was me. My partner is demisexual. And, you know, for those who aren't familiar, it means that you cannot be sexually attracted to someone who you don't have an emotional connection with already. And so he's demisexual. So for him, finding outside relationships can be really difficult. But I'm actually on the ace spectrum.
You're asexual?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you guys not have intercourse?
Oh, Brian, this is such a long conversation.
Right.
Oh my gosh. We occasionally do, and it's more of a method of connection as opposed to sexual attraction. It's
Okay.
more of like being able
Got
to be
it.
close to somebody. Yeah, because I don't necessarily derive anything from sexual connections outside of the same way people want to give massages to their partner. You know, people want to service their partner in other ways. And so that's kind of how I see sex. It's like a service that I provide to my partner, who I love very much and I want to feel connected to, and we can connect in that way. But yeah, I mean, but because of that, it isn't very often.
Do you get jealous at all? Are you seeing other people too, or is it just more so open for him because you're asexual?
Sure. Actually, my partner wasn't interested at all in opening the relationship, and we've been having a lot of discussions about that. We're very new to it as well. I'm so sorry. What was the question?
Does he get jealous?
Oh, I would say he gets jealous more than I do. But even still, poly is all about communication. So
Period.
anytime there's a moment of jealousy, we bring things back. If I'm, you know, maybe seeing somebody, I might want to de-escalate that just to focus on my current relationship with him is my priority at this point, especially since we are so new into the community. As far as jealousy for me, I actually, when I broached the topic, I know it's very hypocritical. 8 months ago is when we really started talking about this. And even in imagining him being with other people, I was feeling like this extreme jealousy. But after, you know, that was 8 months ago, and I've had a lot of time to process and think about it, of all these hypotheticals. And I'm personally at a point now where, I mean, maybe this is a little too crass, but I could imagine my partner having sex with somebody else and being happy for them, and then being able to enjoy something, an experience like that.
Good for you.
I
I
like,
love it.
It's,
Love it.
you know,
Okay.
I know that's maybe a little too intense, but
So what's the point of putting a label on it?
I don't know. We're committed to each other. I guess that's all that matters.
Honestly, I feel I am also in a similar situation relationship-wise. And I feel like sometimes putting a label on it just kind of helps us guide the path of what we are walking on, and just to kind of help conceptualize it a little bit more. But that doesn't mean we follow the label to the T. I personally think labels are just there kind of as a guide. You know what I mean?
How old is your partner?
33. Sorry, that took me a second.
And you're 47?
I am 47. Age gap relationship.
Whoa.
Yeah. Brian, get it together. Oh my Lord.
Usually it's the other way around. That's why.
I'm a very dominant woman.
You're a very dominant
absolutely.
Dommy
I'm an
mommy in the
incredible
house.
very dominant woman.
Welcome.
I can sense that energy.
Are you also are you a dominant man?
Hey, Val.
Are we competing for
Val.
alpha status?
Val, now's the time
You
to
think
ask.
you're alpha?
I don't believe in that,
Okay.
but I'm just messing
So-
with you.
Okay.
Now's the time to ask.
Oh.
Oh,
Ask.
I do have a question.
For who?
I mean, I hope we're not too early into the podcast. I would love to hear both of your, as men. You know what? Actually, if everyone wants to take a turn, if this is okay, I would love to hear opinions on pegging.
Ooh, I've done it.
So,
Oh
hold
no,
on.
the face you made. No.
Well, we need to go around the table and let everyone
Yes.
explain their relationship status. So
Of course.
we can come back to that perhaps.
Perfect.
in a bit.
All right.
Put a pin in it.
Great.
Peg in it, baby.
Put it up, peggers.
So
Thank you so much for having me, by the way. I'm loving this.
I here's the thing, right? So I dated
Yeah.
a woman who was 45.
Okay.
And I feel like some people age differently, but I do think I have a good eye for someone's age. And the reason I'm pushing back on this,
Yeah.
and I hope you don't object, is if you're prepared to misrepresent something so basic, something like biographical information,
Sure.
such as your age, it makes me concerned if we're going to be able to have a productive conversation, if you're lying about something so basic as your biographical information.
Sure.
Do you see my concern?
Yes. Okay. So I had my fun. I'm not 47. I am
Okay.
23. But
You're not 23 either, though. Are you?
no, I am. But
She's not 23.
oh my
Like,
God,
there's no
you
way.
guys.
Age is just a number, guys. Come
No,
on.
I'm not capping. I really am.
Really, 23?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. So thank you for
I dug.
playing with me. This was very fun. But yeah, I'm
Okay,
23.
I appreciate you putting up a bit of a challenge there for me. Okay.
Okay.
So, thank you. Okay, moving on. Current relationship status, longest relationship.
Single is current, thankfully. And longest relationship would have to be probably about 3.5 years. And it wasn't healthy, so we can just like cancel that one.
How long have you been single?
Technically, I've been single for like 4 months. But
Okay.
there was a situationship, for lack of a better term, about a couple weeks ago that ended quite abruptly.
Why did he dump you?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll go with that.
No, yeah, he did. Kind of an interesting situation. I'll ask your guys' advice on that later.
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I have hoes in different area codes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, actually, I do actually.
Eric, can you boost
Emma,
the volume?
can you-
What
can
is
you-
that?
Yeah, no, I can attest.
Oh,
This
I
is-
believe
this is
my
you.
best friend Emma, by the
There's-
way. Yeah.
I
There,
believe
there'd be
you.
a few on the roster.
It's a fun time. It's much better that way. I think it's better to keep like at least 2 people kind of in your thoughts so that one doesn't dominate your whole brain. You know?
So, how many people are you seeing right now?
I mean, at the moment, like actively I'm seeing one person, but I was seeing somebody else that I kind of lost interest for.
Okay.
But
Recently, that you were seeing 2 people.
yes.
Okay.
And before that, like during COVID, it was like 6.
6 during
meow.
COVID.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
And
Get it, sister.
is 6 the most amount of people that you've seen concurrently, or has there been periods where it's been more than 6?
You know, I guess I don't really like think about it in my head as like, right now I have 6 dudes or women that I would like to, you know, go out with on a Tuesday night. You know, I have 6 different. I don't really think about it like that. It's
Sure.
just kind of like,
One question.
It happened.
One question. Are those
yes.
correctional lenses or are those?
oh, you want to try them?
No, I'm just
They're
curious.
very, yes.
Okay, you need them then.
I very much
Okay,
need
that's
them.
fine.
Since I was 5, I got made fun of, and now they're cool. Isn't
What?
that crazy?
Let me ask you a question. So you said you think 6 is the most that you've had concurrent?
Maybe, yeah, something around there.
Could have been more, maybe 7, 8 at
Probably.
any point?
So, I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
It was like during the era of like, I'm really sick of this pandemic and I want somebody to meet each of my needs.
Interesting. Okay, meet each of your needs. That's interesting.
Because
So
one person doesn't meet all of your needs, right?
So
like,
yeah. Let's go into
Agreed.
that,
Sure,
a little
absolutely.
bit. So, what were the needs that you were getting met from each individual? Maybe,
Well-
so for example, maybe one guy, he was your dinner date.
No,
This,
I
one
can-
other guy.
I catch your drift. I know
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what you're talking
Sure.
about. And that's absolutely correct. There was a time in my life where I was working, well, back up. My parents cut me off during the pandemic, and so the job that I was working paid for my bills just fine before, and then all of a sudden I had a 1-bedroom apartment with $1,600 worth of rent and 2 pets and a whole life to pay for. And so food kind of hit like the lowest tier of like priority on rent, animals, healthcare, life, you know? So it was almost kind of out of like a need for a little while.
Are you cold, by the way?
A little bit, but it's okay. I have like a big jacket, so it's not a big deal. I'll be
Okay.
fine.
Eric, do you want to just close the door? Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Sorry, where were we?
There was a food guy.
Oh, yes.
and-
Okay. So basically, at first I just kind of started scrolling through like, you know, Hinge just to see if I could like find a dinner date. And then I actually kind of really liked all of the people that I ended up going out with. And the thing that I actually thought was kind of funny is a lot of
Evan
my...
Cheek super chatted $50. Brian, I will fly you Colombian women right now to replace the clown. Hippie and girls you took in this evening. Holly Combs on the panel. Do you actually see yourselves ever entering a serious relationship with a decent guy with urine decency?
Oh.
Entering.
that's cute.
Why,
Okay.
girl, why Colombia?
Baby,
Well,
we've been in serious
Yeah,
relationships.
what do you mean entering relationships?
We'll,
we have them, baby.
We're not interested in you,
We'll,
honey.
we'll,
It's okay.
ooh, oh. We'll pull that one back up and we'll get to it, Cheeks. We'll have you continue with your story. So, okay.
Yeah, okay, so basically, you know, it was funny because all of the like apps that I was using, the people that I would go out with would be like, you know, you're the first person that actually we like took it out of the chat, you know? Like, they're like, I've been talking to people for weeks and months and I never see them. But, you know, it was kind of like one of those things where I was like, well, hey, what's up? I think you're cool. Let's get dinner. And then real connections like actually started from that, you know? I had this one guy.
Can you just enumerate you said that each one of them met a different need. Can you just quickly enumerate?
I was actually just about to get there.
Okay, go
yeah.
ahead.
So I had this one guy that he would text me every morning, good morning. And he would be like, oh, good night, sweetheart. And anytime I needed him, he was just there. And that was great because I don't want to like.
What?
Guys, don't do that shit.
Here's the thing though, women love it. And if you want to get laid, then they will fuck you.
So
if
real.
you do that.
I don't do that.
But that's good for you. But maybe the women that you like don't like that. But the men I like and the women I like do that to me. And I like that. Everyone has their own preferences. You know?
Continue.
There was another one that, you know, every once in a while he would get me some like nice gifts. And so like that was kind of nice. I have like a gold necklace with my name on it and like a Cartier bracelet.
Okay.
That was kind of nice. I appreciated that. He took me to the Four Seasons a lot and I had a nice birthday. That was cool. Gosh, what was the other one? There was another one that I used to just go out to restaurants with in Santa Barbara. That was, I think, my favorite because we kind of had like we would try a new place like every week, you know? And so I joke now with my coworkers that I've been to all of the nice date spots in town. And so everyone always asks.
And okay, so you were seeing all these guys all at the same time, pretty much concurrently.
Yeah.
And were you sleeping with all of them or just some of them you slept with?
No, I was sleeping with them when I was feeling like it. There was no obligation though. I made it really clear like from the beginning that like, this isn't like an exchange type of relationship. Like I'm here because I like you and you're here because you like me. And if that changes, then like we're done.
Okay.
The pandemic, I think, really brought about the need for human connection in a way that I think was kind of pushed to the side before because we were so busy with other things. And then all of a sudden when we didn't have people in the grocery store and, you know, at our daily walks just out and about in the neighborhood, you kind of start to realize that like, just sitting across from the table with somebody and sharing a meal and having a conversation about your day, you know, oh, that guy was so rude to me, or oh, that lady was so cute when she helped the dog. You know, I don't know, something stupid, but like just the ability to like have human connection in a way that like there's no, I don't know, there's like no extra strings, there's no expectations.
And so just to confirm, was it you were sleeping concurrently with 6 guys, was it?
Well, no, there were women involved too.
Oh, so 6 men and a few women?
No, there were 6 people.
6 people?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 men, 3 women, 4 men?
Like 2. I think there were like 2 women at once.
Okay, 2 women, 4
Mostly,
men.
it was typically dominated by men, but I would say that's only because you go on Hinge for 2 seconds, you go boop, boop, and then they go, please expend your area. You have lost all range. There's nobody else in the whole area. So, and then you're friends with all the lesbians, and they're either coupled or they're your friend. So
that is very common. That's
you're
very common
from
experience.
This to this, and then there's like one person that you're kind of crushing on, and then you sleep with her, and it's not as good as you want it to be.
Such a letdown.
I know.
So just curious. So let's say like in a week time, what's the most? Because maybe I don't know if this was. You said it was concurrent, but maybe it was spread out over.
I mean, it
months.
was like during the pandemic, right? It was like in a span of like 6 months, but it was like all of these people I was like talking to.
I want to ask you a question. What is in a week's time, 7 days? What's the most amount of people? Maybe this was before, after the pandemic, before this period. What's the most amount of people new people that you've had sex with in a week's time?
Oh, I don't even know. That's a great question.
Was
you know
it
what?
6?
I mean, probably not.
Okay.
I would say that I like kept the same like partners once I like found somebody that I liked, but I would kind of like recycle out people that I didn't quite often.
Recycle. What about composting at all?
Oh, I have a worm bin at home actually. I compost.
Okay.
I have a tiny little worm bin in my kitchen. Yeah, I haven't. I have a garden.
We love an eco-friendly
Thank
queen.
you. Yeah.
Are you talking about mealworms?
No.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, fortunately they're earthworms, so they eat all of my like food scraps, and that way there's no methane.
We love that. We love that.
The trash.
So let me ask, in a 24-hour period,
Two.
two people.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Within 3 hours.
Within 3 hours.
Whoa.
That
What about the 48-hour period? 3?
probably. Yeah.
4 maybe?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Okay.
Oh, well, it depends because there was like a couple, like there was like a threesome, and then there was like the next day.
Okay.
So like, does that count?
Technicalities.
I
really
suppose.
hope that nursing school does not find
I think you're
this.
asking for very. There seem to be some very complex answers.
Yeah, you're asking me questions that I've genuinely like never thought about because it's just kind of like I'm living my life just out here vibing, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Vibing usually means that you're trying to take dick. You know what I'm saying?
Which is what I was just talking about.
That's so small-minded.
That's not small-minded.
Yeah,
it's the
you
reality.
can vibe with someone and not have sex.
But she said she was having sex.
I was. No, I was just out here vibing. I think really like my main thing is like I like having like quality time with people. That's kind of like my love language.
Okay.
And so like I'm also a really hypersexual person. So
that's your love language.
both. I think they can intertwine and combine at the same time, but they don't necessarily always have to.
But in that 48-hour period, like what quality time were you having?
We would go out to dinner, we'd watch a movie, we would snuggle, have a conversation about the day. I don't know, just catch up, talk about what your thoughts in your mind are, because I live alone and I don't get to talk about those things normally.
So feel like
So
this
why don't
sex.
you hit up your girls for like quality time?
I do. We did yoga every single day during the pandemic.
Oh, you guys are.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
cute.
But I
my best
was
friend.
living in the desert at the time, so we would do it over Skype, basically,
Okay.
or like.
So
It
like
was really
once
fun.
she got off the call, she was like calling her.
It's all day. So here's the thing. Here's the
Sneaky
thing.
link up.
I, during the pandemic, was furloughed from my job for like months. And so all of a sudden, I study science, right? So before the pandemic, I was working 40 hours a week. I was going to school. I had zero time for myself. I had no fun. I was so tired. So all of a sudden, I had all of this time. School was online. I literally was just alone in my apartment for like days, literally days, where I would be.
to the streets.
Go ahead.
What did it say?
I don't
She
know.
belonged to the streets, is what it said.
Oh, that's
sound
cute.
bites.
You know, I do love the streets. The streets be calling.
They can be so
But-
beautiful. sometimes they have some string lights. The
Doja
streets
Cat
can
wrote a
be
song
very
about the
pretty.
streets, so it can't be that bad.
This is the difference between men and women, though. So men, when they're like isolated, they develop that time to like self-improvement.
Well, how do you know that I didn't do that too?
Because you just told me right now that you invited a lot of people over when you were.
I
alone.
didn't invite people over to my house. I spent time alone in my home, but then I went out on dates and I spent time. Why are you laughing?
Can
I don't
ask?
understand like what your problem is with it.
My problem is that men and women approach that situation very differently.
Sure, but like my self-development has nothing to do with the fact that I was also involved in interpersonal relationships because I live alone and required them.
Can I ask you a question?
You
Yeah.
required them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone requires interpersonal relationships, right? To be content and happy in the world. How would you feel if you were just by yourself for 6 months?
What's the difference between
Derek
one?
Banks one
hold on.
super chatted $49.99.
Ooh.
Who really expects a real man who is worthy of being called high value to give you the time of day? If you just want hookups, hit the streets. Who actually wants stability or a partner for life?
Isn't
we'll have
that
to
what
circle
she
back to
literally
that.
just described?
Yeah, I mean,
What?
look, dude, I'm in my early 20s. Like, I would love to settle down one day, but like, I'm trying to
Live.
just live
Hall
my
super
life.
chatted $50. When I heard HARAM Bay, I was thinking the gorilla bro. Apostematism explains 3. Got no words for red, but
I
you
don't
do.
understand this
Haram!
comment.
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
trying
English.
to parse that one.
Yeah,
Can you explain with like maybe another $50?
Oh,
But to her Cash App.
Yes.
okay. Let's.
Well, I would love to ask a question.
Yeah, please.
Actually,
Yeah.
why do you think that having sexual intercourse or sexual relationships and self-improvement cannot coexist?
Exactly.
I never said they
You
can't.
did.
I'm saying
Okay.
catching 4 bodies is.
I think it was 6.
Oh, you call them bodies.
6.
I think it was.
Boy.
Oh, see,
Six?
I know
Okay.
everything about you just saying that you called them bodies.
Yeah,
I don't
just
need
let
to
me
know
finish real quick.
anymore.
I'm saying catching 6 bodies, whether you're a man or a woman, is like.
It is a lot to juggle.
Yes.
Yeah, so how can you even put time investment into self-improvement when you're trying to catch 6 bodies?
Can I chime in here for a second?
Please.
So I think that if you want to grow as a person personally, you should allow yourself to experience different things. And sometimes that means experiencing other people and their thoughts and their values, right? Think about
when you say that, do you mean getting ran through?
Yes, Brian.
It can,
Okay, here's the difference.
We get your point. Yes, Brian.
It can mean sex, but she also mentioned that they would have conversations.
Yeah,
Do you enjoy having conversations with people who can kind of challenge your thought and maybe give you a new perspective on things?
But when you think about different experiences, you're thinking about like hobbies, you know, like women's hobbies.
That was a hobby for sure.
Yeah.
Having sex was your hobby?
Well, no, having relationships with people was definitely a hobby during the pandemic because there was nothing else to do besides.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, what did it result in?
It resulted in me learning a lot about myself, actually, because now I know what I like
you know how to
and
have
dislike.
sex better,
No.
or-
Now I know what I like and dislike in a partner because
Bingo.
it wasn't just a sexual relationship. I know that that's what keeps getting brought back to. But the main aspect was actually not the sex. It was the fact that I enjoyed these people's company.
So if it was just you enjoying their company, why didn't you just enjoy their company?
Because I'm a hypersexual person and I enjoy having sex.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't understand.
Well, yeah.
I'm
So why do
actually
those
quite
things
lost.
have to be exclusive?
They're
why,
not- yeah,
you know,
they're-
why can't you form a connection with someone and have a sexual relationship?
Yeah.
Why do those things have to be separate
You don't fuck your friends?
to be fulfilled?
Yeah, friend fucking is fun. I highly
Yeah.
recommend it.
You're not friends if you're having sex.
I don't know.
yeah.
They were definitely my friend. They weren't anything more
They're
than
my
that.
friend first, sex
well,
after.
just one question on the 6 concurrent thing.
Sure.
Were you open with them that you were
Yes.
seeing?
Yeah, I told people that I was seeing other people. I feel like it's getting really blown out of proportion. Genuinely, really what it was is I was just dating. And when you put a label on like the number and you talk about the fact that you have slept with all of them, it sounds so dirty. Oh, she's such a hoe. But like genuinely, like we all date, right? And like the fact that I have dated 6 people at the same time and, you know, maybe one of us has dated 6 people at different times, what's the difference? You have seen and slept with the same amount of people. The timeline was just
So the
different.
difference is that when you say dating, you're referring to going out on dates with people. These are the people that you told to link up at, I'm guessing, your place, right?
No, we went to dinner first, which is what I said before.
And it ended in sex.
Sure,
right?
because I wanted it to.
So when you're saying dating, you really mean sex.
No,
I think that there might
but
be
that's
like
definitely.
I think that there might be a difference in like the terminology that's used, maybe from just like even like women and men, because like I know a lot of people, you know, jump on the dating thing and it's like, okay, like we're exclusive, and I can be like that sometimes too. But I'm hearing from this perspective, this is a perspective that I've never heard of before, where somebody genuinely looks at that type of interaction as like, we're dating, we're spending the time together. But then I see what you're saying as like, oh, you know, like I'm just having my fun, I'm doing my thing, I'm navigating this, like what is life, and like I see both.
Yeah.
No,
I think
I'm going back to what Brian said, where he's saying like it sounds like an excuse to get ran through.
I mean, that's like a really disgusting term, and I think that also that's kind of a really like
I'll just keep my hands up.
harsh thing to say to women, because you would only say that really to a woman, right? You wouldn't say that to a dude. So,
Well, I mean, it's a little different, but a man could also be.
sure, but like you wouldn't. I wouldn't sit here and say that to you if you told me you were seeing 6 people. I'd be like, great, good for you.
I just want to point something out on the whole 6 people thing. Well,
But by the way, I'm seeing literally one person now. So like this was pandemic era when I was alone.
okay.
So like now that the world is like back and like I'm doing life again, like that has gone
So
away.
are you saying that you regret?
Never.
I don't
no.
want to put words
I have
in
no
your mouth,
regret. What
but-
I'm saying though is like it was a situational opportunity that I took because I had the time and the energy to do so, and I don't see that there's a problem with that.
There isn't.
I also think that it does come down to labels, right? Because you did ask a question about labels earlier, and I feel like where this miscommunication or challenge of thought may be coming from is just a difference of labels. So you label dating one thing, and she labels dating something different. And I think that's really just what it is.
Well, women that I talk to, they usually say that they date to be in relationships, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Whereas your situation was you were dating to see if you could have sex with them.
No,
Wel-
that's
welcome.
absolutely incorrect. I don't know where
dating
you got
to
that
see
from.
what I would like,
Uh-huh.
what kind of interest things, like I want to go out and do things, I want to meet new people, I want to see these types of people. Is this an attribute that I like in this person? Okay, I do. I'm going to take that home with me. And when I look for somebody that I do want to actually sit down and have a relationship with, those are the things I'm going to be looking for, that I'm going to be like, oh, that's what I want. You have all these
Well, I'm
attributes.
just going off the reality of what she
No,
said.
no, no.
get
What
railed
she
and still get
said,
to know people.
what she said is
That's all I'm saying.
exactly correct. What I learned is what I like and I dislike from a partner in dating, where, you know, personality, right? Like, I mean, I see you rolling your eyes. I don't really care, but like genuinely, it has more to do with getting to know different attributes of different people and how your own person vibes with that in a relationship, romantically, sexually, socially.
How old were you during the pandemic?
I was 21 to 23, so that also makes sense, right? I was young.
You were young,
I
right.
was drinking. I was going out to the
Did
bars.
you go to UCSB?
No, I'm
City
forever City
College.
College student. I'm
Did
still
you
there.
live in Isla Vista?
No, I'm from here, so
from
I
Santa
have my
Barbara.
own
Okay.
one-bedroom apartment on the east side.
Okay, gotcha. Just I'm asking because you mentioned part of the reason why you wanted to date that many people at once is because you wanted to get some experience, right? But did you not?
It wasn't sexual experience. I think that's misconstrued.
Not sexual experience, but you said you wanted to find out what you like, what you don't like.
Correct.
Whether that be sexual or in a partner.
Totally.
And so,
Sure.
Had you not been dating at all prior to this?
I was in a really crappy kind of verbally abusive relationship for 2 years where I lived with him. She experienced it. It was really bad. And genuinely, if I think about it in like a long-term thing, I probably went one pendulum swing to the other because that was just how my heart was hurt.
Okay.
And so like genuinely now that time has gone on and I've healed from that, and he is no longer a thought in my mind and no longer a feeling I need to feel. I don't feel the need to, you know, find validation or go out on dates or as much. But I mean, like, it wasn't just for sex. It was more for just like dating.
Connection.
Okay,
human
so
connection.
Intimacy.
I do want to keep things moving. Guys, we will get to the soup chats here
Sorry.
in just a few minutes. I'll have everyone else give their whole little thing on this. I just wanted to make a statement on the sixth thing, and I forgot exactly.
I feel like we're really going back to that.
Getting very hung up,
What I
yeah.
would really like to
Yeah.
say is like, it wasn't like I was sitting there with a list like, yes, there's Ziggy. You know, like that's not me. You know, like genuinely, I think it was just that like, it was kind of a game at first, like with my coworkers, where I'd be like, oh, let's see, haha, let's get dinner tonight. And then I'd go out and I would kind of like them. And then like, there was just a handful eventually, you know? And so it wasn't like I'm trying to check down a roster. It was just like, oh, I really like this person and I'd like to facilitate connection with them further.
I would love to ask you another question, actually. So we're talking about sex being involved as part of forming connections with people and seeing how other people love and interact. Why is it that the sex bothers you so much? Or
It
maybe
doesn't
not
bother
bothers me,
me.
but
I don't think it bothers
The sex
him.
doesn't
Okay.
bother me.
I think
Okay.
it's the terminology and I think it's the labels. I think it's just a
Okay.
difference of opinion and more so a difference of perspective. I think that's really just what it is.
That kind of hits on the point, but it's more like the deflection is what bothers me. Where it's
explain,
like,
yeah.
just own it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had sex with 6 different people.
She did.
I did, and
I don't think she's
I never
denying
You know what I'm
didn't.
saying?
Actually,
Like-
I never didn't own that. What I didn't own is the fact that you called me run through, which I think is rude, and also
Well,
the fact
from
that I
my
didn't.
Was that me?
perspective-
It
That might
doesn't
have
even
been
matter.
me. That might have been me.
But either way, you repeated it, and also the
Well,
fact.
it's the truth.
Oh, Brian.
Like,
I disagree with you. I think,
Brian.
Then I'm ran through as
Oh,
well.
just one request.
Oh my God, bro! You don't want to know my body count.
thank you, thank you.
Well,
Like-
we can get to that in a sec. Oh, just one request.
Yeah.
Just because our camera angles are a little scuffed. Just when he's talking, if you notice here, can I just have you lean back ever so slightly?
Sure. Oh,
Just
I
see.
see.
Yeah, just
got
our
it.
camera
Yeah.
angles are a little scuffed.
Brad Pitt.
You mentioned your body count.
Yeah.
Do you want to reveal that really quick right now?
I'm
since
gonna
we're
be
at it?
honest. I stopped counting at 254, so it's definitely above that.
Haram!
Wait, 254.
254 is where I stopped counting.
At what point? So was that 2 years ago? When
That
did you
was
stop
like
counting?
That was last year in the summer is when I stopped counting.
200,
girl, get it.
254.
254, yes.
When did you? At what age did you lose your virginity?
Am I allowed to say that? Because
Is it young?
I mean, I was not 18. I was in high school.
Under
I'll say
consent
that.
age.
I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in high school. Yeah.
And was there a period of time, maybe when you started at 19 or 20, when you had a higher frequency of sexual partners?
So we are streaming on Twitch, right? I want to make sure I don't say anything that's like too...
Are you talking about, like, you can say bedroom fun or...
Okay, yeah. So I did mention that I do OnlyFans, and
Okay.
with that, I make corn. Like, I actually
Okay,
make
cool.
corn.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
just,
I see.
I don't just,
Yes,
I don't
girl.
just take pictures. I don't just do the whole like IG baddie thing,
full husk.
teasing, whatever. I make videos.
Get it, sister.
Can you
Yes,
push
baby
those two
girl.
cups just forward? No, this way. Push them to the center of the table.
This way?
Yeah, perfect. There you go.
Okay, cool. So I make videos, and I started collaborating with people, I would want to say like a year ago, and that's where there was a really big boom. But I do know that we are also on the topic of relationship advice and stuff like that. Tilt it
Yeah, tilt it up towards you just a tad.
like this.
Perfect.
Okay,
there
cool.
you go.
I know that we are on the topic of relationships. I do have a
Okay.
partner, and they asked me specifically to not disclose any of like their,
Sure,
personal
of
information. We have been in a relationship for 4 years.
4 years. Okay.
Yes, we've been in a relationship for 4 years, and we are also swingers. So we do also both have other sexual partners.
Okay. Good times.
Yeah. And no, we did not start off that way. I started off very monogamous. I was raised in a very religious household.
Ditto.
And then I am actually the one who brought up opening up the relationship because I realized that I have a fantasy that cannot be completed by one person, and I really wanted to do that before I died.
Get it.
Okay.
Incredible.
So, do you think that you said you stopped counting at 254?
Yes.
Do you think it's over 300?
I'm going to say it's close to 300. I think it's
Okay.
going to be like, if I really had to ballpark, I'm going to say maybe like 290 is like more so where it's around right now.
Okay.
I
Body
think,
count.
yes.
Okay, gotcha. What about you? Current relationship status, longest relationship?
Wow. I feel very vanilla going behind, like.
Oh my God, you
most
be
of
your
the
vanilla
people.
self, baby girl.
Yeah.
But
Own it,
so
own it.
Okay.
I'm currently single. The longest relationship I had was 4.5 years. I want to say like a little bit over 4.5 years.
Okay. How long were you single?
I've been single now for a little less than a year.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm single right now. My longest relationship was like 1.5 years, something like that. And what was the last question?
Just longest relationship, current relationship status.
Oh yeah, I'm single. Longest relationship was 1.5 years.
Okay.
Okay.
And so since you shared your body count, I guess we can get this out of the way now. What's your body count?
I don't know. I wish I could answer.
Range, estimate?
Guesstimate.
I'm gonna be here for a minute. Truly, I don't know. I definitely don't think it's as high as Mia's. I definitely don't think we're there. But I
triple digits?
Oh God, probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. But I went through a phase in my life. I consider myself a spec now, but I went through a phase in my life where I wanted to sort of find that out for myself. For a minute, I was like, am I gay? Am I bi? Like, I really didn't know. Finding out that I was asexual was very confusing. But I would say that my body count would probably be maybe like 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
What about you?
Let me just premise this by saying that I am 28 years old, so I've lived a couple years of life. And I did go to school here at UCSB, so if you know the culture, you know the culture. On that, I'm not going to give an exact number because I don't have one for you, Brian.
Sure.
However, I do indulge, and I love sexual escapades, so
Is it higher than 100?
What?
yes,
It's what?
it's higher than 100.
More than 100?
Can I get a dab
It's
for that?
probably higher than 200 as well.
Hey,
And I'm
dab
like,
me
Dab,
up.
give her a dab.
I'm not ashamed, to be honest.
Sick.
Like, I think there's a whole culture surrounding, like, you know, like women having sex, men having sex, hookup culture, you know, like all of that, and like sex being taboo. But I also participated in OnlyFans back when
Oh.
it first took off. So that kind of kicked the ball for me. However, the older I'm getting, the less
yeah.
interest I have in those types of shenanigans.
And so you said it's you think it's over 200.
Oh, I know it's over 200.
Meow.
Is it 3, closer to 3 or 2?
Closer to 3.
Oh my God,
Let's keep
fist
going.
bump.
Yeah,
Yes.
So, but
Alright.
not a
Icon.
not above 3.
I don't have I can't answer. I don't know.
I feel like you know the exact
You could fill in
number,
elementary
'cause She
school.
started off like a little
It's for I mean, it's up there. Like, I'm not gonna
Okay.
hide the fact that like I like to have fun times in the bedroom and like.
And so you're okay. So you're 28.
I am.
Did you get most of these bodies?
Yikes. I hate. Please, can we not use that word? Actually, like bodies and body count is like so demeaning. Honestly, I really hate that word. Can we like?
I mean, it's
Okay.
how
It is-
Suitors?
It's demeaning to
Suitors?
both people.
Yeah,
who
like
participate.
it's just kind of like
Not
it's like
suitors,
oh, like
no.
you're a body.
yeah.
You know, like it's more than that. It's like a connection.
Well,
I don't know.
When you're over 300, is it really that much of a connection?
is.
How do you know?
It's
Honestly,
so
let's be
Like-
honest. Let's be honest. Okay, let's just keep it real because that's what I like to do.
Some of them.
Like a good half of them were probably just one night, like
Facts.
Yeah,
after
like-
party, out of convenience situations, and then maybe a good. I don't like these little sounds. Maybe a good like select small portion of that was actual genuine like connection and intimacy, but the men's selection here in Santa Barbara and in LA is awful. So
Slim pickings.
not much
so
to work
That's
with.
correct.
So
Unfortunately.
would you went to UCSB, correct?
Yes.
Were you in a sorority?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Why do I give off that energy?
No, I'm just
really
curious.
hope not.
So you went to UCSB all 4 years,
No,
correct?
City College, and then
SBCC, then
yes,
UCSB.
and then I actually went to beauty school as well.
Went
here.
to beauty school.
Yeah.
Hair or
All of it.
cosmetics? Okay. And did you and so when did you graduate? How old were you? 21, 22?
I was 22. It was 2017.
Okay, 2017, you were 22. That's when you graduated.
Yeah.
By the time you graduated, do you know how your body count by that point?
Oh gosh, at least 200.
Oh, 200. So
Yeah.
you'd say most of the partners that you've had
Isla Vista.
was
college, duh.
was before you graduated.
Yeah. I actually, I'm in recovery from substances. So
Okay.
a lot of that was during the years that I was in active addiction, which was
Okay.
something that,
Sure.
yeah, we can touch on another time. But a lot of that was because I was actively using and was, trying to fill a void that was
Sure.
non-existent. So,
And was that was it alcohol? I don't know if you want to share what alcohol. Or
I mean, am I
drugs.
allowed to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can share.
No, it was Xanax, and then
Okay.
because of the Xanax, I was doing some skiing, cocaine.
Oh, okay. I
and
thought you were
then,
actually maybe.
Oh,
on the
for a
slopes.
second. I was confused for a second.
No.
Hitting those
And
slopes.
then because of that, I was doing something a little bit harder to counteract both of those things. But Xanax was really the catalyst for my addiction.
Methamphetamine.
No.
What's harder? Heroin? Oh shit. Okay. Goddamn. Okay. But
But almost 5 years clean though.
So you've been okay. So you've been sober 5 years.
I will be this year.
Okay.
Congratulations.
When you said skiing, I thought you'd get along with Eric because he also gets liquored up on the slopes. I'm kidding.
Oh, that was a fun time. I just did
Eric.
that last weekend.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Pow.
No, the
Hit the
college
cow.
kind of skiing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not the
Okay.
well,
you
they're both
must
expensive,
have
actually.
you must have had
Honestly,
quite a fun time here.
I've
at
got
UCSB.
I've got some stories.
I
that's
believe
for
it.
Sure.
Okay, so between 200 and 300, closer to 300 sexual partners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your? Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna be honest with you. I have never counted.
Sure.
I don't know. I've never really counted. But
Estimate.
I mean, I honestly don't even know. But I would probably say that most of it occurred between, like, after I broke up with my really awful boyfriend and, like, the end of, like COVID times.
Do you want to maybe say like between 20, 30, 30,
Yeah,
40?
probably, I don't know, something like that. I mean, I don't know. I genuinely.
Over 100?
No.
Over 50?
Probably not.
Okay.
I genuinely.
People usually stop counting around like 40 or 50.
I've never counted though.
I'm just telling you this.
Well, that's a cool statistic then. I've just never counted personally.
That's actually so true. I almost stopped counting at 40, but I was like, I want to see how high this list goes, baby.
Let's keep
And
tracking
just-
points. It's just XP points.
Add it to your
Just
resume.
repeat yours again. You said it's,
I stopped counting at 254.
and you think it's close to 300.
Not 255?
No, 254.
Okay.
Even number.
So your body count is.
So
you
it's
said
probably closer. I think the estimate was probably now around like 290. I'm gonna have to
Sure.
guess. So that's like a guesstimate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say 290-ish.
Zentience super chatted $49.99. Women's lack of accountability and foresight here clearly shows they don't think about how their actions will affect their future, but expect men who have not only thought of the future, but also planned for it.
You want to know what actions affect? You know how my actions will affect my future? I give the craziest brain ever, and you're never gonna get to experience it, bro. Think about that.
I will say
Whoa, wait. Okay, you
get it.
No, I'm so for real. Are you kidding me? How do you expect a girl to be good in bed if she doesn't get practice? Same thing goes with men. I'm just gonna keep it real. If you guys are complaining about girls who don't know how to give brain, but you also like shame them for having like, you know, partners,
accurate,
then
actually.
you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Get good in a relationship, right?
Of course. But here's the thing. I'm not saying that as a woman or as a person that you need to have a ton of partners in order to get better at something. Yeah. But I'm just saying that either way, it doesn't matter. Like, you shouldn't shame one person for getting good at something, doing it this way as opposed to that way. That's literally all I'm saying.
Can I also interject and say that, maybe the relationship doesn't give that to you?
You know what? Just because it's related, we do have a video that's related to what you just said.
Okay.
Okay.
Eric, can you pull up the Tate sex?
Oh God.
meh?
Oh, no.
Oh no.
What?
Andrew Tate.
Oh,
Ew.
I know. Isn't he in jail?
Asteroid.
Honestly, that's perfect.
Let's just let it play,
for
ladies.
sexual abuse? Okay.
Let's just let it play, ladies.
Go ahead.
Sex, this position, that position. Don't you feel like you get to a point in your life where there's something more than that shit? Don't you feel like, and maybe I'm gonna sound like a romantic, don't you feel like you get to a position in your life where you'd rather have a girl who you truly love and she truly loves you, and it doesn't matter what she does because you know she really loves you and she's trying her best?
Where are those hats? The cap.
I know she's shaking I know she's shaking her head. But I'm serious. I'm serious. If you sleep with enough women, just like if you sleep with enough men, there's no fucking move. Sex is not a complicated operation, right? There's no move that's gonna be like, wow, I've never seen this before. I've never seen this before, and my mind is blown.
No, like just
if you think the way you keep a man happy is to move your pussy in a particular way on top of his dick, as opposed to behave in a way which is respectful to him out in the real world, and for him to know he has you and your loyalty regardless of what's going to come up, all the problems he's going to come into in his life, then you're wrong. So the whole point of sex is a connection between two people, and I think having a genuine connection between two people is worth more than the sex. So her question was, what can a woman do to truly blow your mind in the bedroom? You'll blow my mind outside of the bedroom. In a relationship as a whole. That's the truth. That's the truth. Wouldn't you rather have a girlfriend who truly loves you, is absolutely loyal to you, like no matter what happens, she's going to be there for you. You can catch a case 6 months, she's outside waiting for you. She can't take dick, right? Whatever. But she tries her very, very best to poor thing. Yeah. And she wants to satisfy you, and you know she cares about you. Yeah. Wouldn't you be like, well, I don't care that she can't take dick, because that's actually a quality woman, which is rare in the world today. But I am genuinely uninterested in sleeping with a woman who I don't have a connection with. If a girl said to me, I don't love you at all, I don't feel anything for you at all, I don't want to sleep with you, but I will, I would say no. The sex act in and of itself is okay. If you had sex, we've all had sex, right? Do you really need to fuck somebody who doesn't give a shit about you at all? We live in a world now, right, where we have a lot of narratives which are being broken down and destroyed in real time. And I think it's very, very healthy for men and women to look at sex as an act that happens between people who at least like each other. The idea that I don't like them at all, but as long as they can suck dick this way, then it's okay. I don't give a fuck, right? If a girl genuinely loves me with all her heart and gives me a fucking terrible blowjob, I'm still gonna be like, well, you love me, I love you, it is what it is. Life's more important than blowjobs and fucking blowing your load. This is the truth. And if it's not love, let me tell you something. Women are the gatekeepers, not men. If it's not love, You shouldn't be fucking him anyway. This is the reality of the world. Just because the modern world told you different, you shouldn't be fucking any man you don't love. That's the first fucking thing. You shouldn't be sleeping with him. No, but it's true.
You're right, because the intimacy, whatever however you say it, intimacy, whatever is not there, you will feel it.
Sex.
Okay.
Do you want to give, by the way, that's from the Fresh and Fit podcast, shout out to them. So that kind of is somewhat in response. Do you want to respond?
I'm gonna say something. I don't
Wait,
necessarily.
actually, one thing really quick. I 100% agree with Andrew Tate. If my girlfriend, if she loves me, but she doesn't, she's not that good at giving head. I love her. She loves me. She's trying her best. I 100% agree with what he says. Go ahead.
And here's the thing. I don't actually disagree with him. But I think that where the problematic stature of what he's saying is that's the only way to think. That is where the problems start. I don't disagree with him. I think that's actually a really lovely sentiment if that's how you want to live your life. But let people live life the way they want to. It doesn't really have to mean that you're wrong. They're just choosing to live life a different way. And you know what? There are some people that, will maybe have intercourse with other people that they don't like, and that's on them. They'll grow out of it, whatever. But you won't really know what you want and how you want it until you experiment. I would love to ask Andrew Tate, how many people has he connected with in that way? How many experiences has he had with women that he doesn't talk about that has led up to his point of thinking? And that's what it is, right? I don't disagree. I just think that there are other ways to function as a person.
I would like to say also that I think in a lot of ways, there are many times that Andrew Tate does a disservice to men. I think in him saying that women are the gatekeepers, I mean, if you want to see it that way, I understand the reality of the world, that like there are generally more men.
Does anyone hear that noise?
The squeaking.
Is it from one of the chairs?
I don't know. It might be.
But has anyone?
I am hearing it.
I've heard
heard
it
it right now.
I heard it at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah.
I don't know if we might be able to replace one of the chairs. It might be yours. Why don't you finish with your piece, and then I'm going to have Eric swap your chairs out or something.
Yeah.
So go ahead. You said, did you guys hear that? What?
Okay. I think maybe it is your chair.
When you lean forward.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have Eric swap out the chair.
Okay.
Actually, why don't we just do it now? But I'm remembering where you left off. You were on the gatekeeper component. So just hold that thought.
Absolutely.
And while we do that, we will come back to that really quick. You were talking about, or we were doing body count. Did you?
I have not, no.
Can you share that really quick?
Yeah, I just reached 20.
Just reached.
Okay, all right.
Not like it's like a
thing.
No, Brian, calm down, okay? Listen.
I'm not like praising it.
Hold on. She just got laid in after her relationship situation. That's great.
Also, hold on. It was just more of like I meant I reached 20 because I have a 20 body count, but I'm not like. There's no praise. There's no like disgrace.
All of y'all were like,
well, because as a woman, we're supporting a woman like doing her thing. It's not like you went.
Shouldn't you guys be supporting her being like a 3 body count?
I was speaking.
100%. I would support somebody who was in a 3 body count.
It's not us being like, yo, you got 20 bodies under you. Round of applause. It's, hey girl, good for you. You're doing what you want to do, and you're feeling yourself.
Way to get laid after your relationship.
I am gonna say
wasn't healthy.
I am gonna say she could have said 2, and we all would have been.
Correct.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what number. It's just like good for her that she's getting that experience.
I'm not sure if you should really. Look, people are free to do whatever they want. I don't know if you should be clapping.
Women celebrate women.
I'm going to clap when you guys share your body count.
Yeah,
like,
Also,
like,
I will say that she did start her, she did foremention that she hasn't had a lot of experience and that she was just starting to.
Eric,
so good for
swap,
her.
They did.
Whether it be 3,
whether it be 20. We're at a
20.
panel where everybody has like above 20, right?
I mean, technically, yeah.
It's hers.
I'm sure there are people who have 3, and good for them, living their life, enjoying it.
I mean, mine also might be 19. I'm not sure if I have to I counted very fast off of the top of my head, but still, like, it's about 20.
What's your body count, including the ones that you didn't tell your friends?
No, I'm pretty honest about
She's not
all
that
of my
kind of
sexual.
person.
I'm just a pretty honest person when it comes in general. I'm
Well,
not.
every woman I met in my life is gonna cap about that shit.
No, I'm counting every person, even the ones I regret to this day. The ones
me
that
up to
I'm
a lie
like,
detector.
did I really need to do that?
Well,
no, probably not. but
Congratulations. Today is a
it
day in your
doesn't really
life
matter.
that you've met a woman that's not lying about it.
Well, I
There
still
you go.
don't believe it.
That's cool.
No,
You don't
that's
have to.
that's literally it.
Why?
It is what
You
it
know,
is. I can
there's,
tell you the
there's a-
time.
I've
I
never
won't
known
say
a
names,
man.
but I'll tell you
I'll
the
tell you the
time
time.
if you really want to know.
I've never known a man to not cap about his body count.
Multiply it by 3.
It's usually,
multiply by 3.
and I can't do math, so yeah.
Did you fuckers learn anything at college?
No.
To fuck.
Also, I am sensing a bit of a contradiction here. Why do you think that she's lying about having such a low body count in your eyes?
A low body count?
Okay,
What's
I'm
yours,
saying,
like,
okay, no,
two?
wait, hold on, listen. In comparison, I said I stopped counting at 254, so I'm like around 300. And I know in your brain, you're like, whoa, that's really high. So in comparison.
Well, you said that you're a sex worker.
Yeah.
So I'm not really like surprised about that.
Okay, well, regardless, what I'm saying is, like, in comparison, why are you kind of weirded out that she said 20 when in comparison that is a lower number to the rest of us? And why would you think that she's lying? There are people out there that, dude, I have so many guys who are still virgins. There are people out there who don't have
'cause that's the
one.
reality.
I also know women
Good
who
for
are
them.
still virgins, and they haven't had a single one. And you know what? When they tell me they have a connection like that with somebody for the first time, I'm gonna be so happy for them. And maybe that's the only person they're gonna be with for the rest of their life. But
Cap.
why does it matter?
Why are you capping everything?
Yeah, why do you think it's cap?
Where'd you get your certifications?
Why is everything a lie to you?
Well, I deal with a lot of women on a daily basis, so I
And
see
every
the
woman
cap.
can
So are
be
you
different.
educated in women?
What?
Are you educated
Well,
in
he's
women?
a dating coach.
So
Yeah, I'm a dating coach. So
I mean,
know
yeah, but like
everything.
Explain
making an
your
assumption
point.
about all women is just kind of like BS that you think we all lie.
Because you
do
guys
that,
have a
though?
direct incentive to lower
So
the
do you want
amount
to
of-
ask me a question then to verify that I'm not lying? Like I said, I'm a very open book. I'm very honest, and I'm honest with my partners who I do end up choosing to have sex with, and I'm honest with them when it comes to, like, if they ask me that question, I'm going to be honest about it.
Do you go to UCSB?
Yes, I go to UCSB.
Then I think it's at least like 35.
So I came, just to give you a little background.
even go to UCSB.
I told you I'm from Northern Cal. I went and was like a dance major for 3 years. Didn't come to SBCC. Didn't even move to the Santa Barbara area until I was about 20 years old. And then I got into a serious relationship for 4.5 years, right as I moved here, 2 months in.
Okay.
And I dated that person very seriously.
Zentience super chatted $100. As a woman, you're supporting a woman.
That's
Psychology
like 5
states
minutes
that when
ago.
a woman reaches 5+ body count, they have impaired pair bonding, which has shown 80% plus unhappiness in marriage, leading to divorce. These 304s are doing more.
that's a
pull it
bummer.
up.
Anyways,
That's
that's
the
a lot of
answer.
education for somebody who
okay,
doesn't know what they're
honestly,
talking
I would
about.
like to
As
see
somebody
that
who
study.
actually has a biology
Sorry.
background.
Wait.
Let me just
go
read
for
the
it.
rest.
Go for
Okay,
it.
in marriage leading to divorce, these 304s are doing more of a disservice for women than Andrew is for men.
At least you can admit Andrew Tate's doing a disservice to men. Thank you.
As
Well,
somebody who
I don't
has
know
a
about that.
background in science and like education, I would like to say that studies are based off of the generation that is married and divorced now, and not
wait,
us.
which studies?
The study that they're referring to, clearly.
Which
They were saying that studies
He
said
said a
referred to a
psychological
story.
study.
psychological
yeah.
studies said
show that women that
and
have
so
a 5+
when,
body
when you
count.
refer to a study, you're referring to people who are already married and already divorced. I would say that they experienced a significantly different dating, relationship, pool, sex, everything. I would say that their whole experience with sex, dating, and relationships is totally
so wait,
generationally.
just to clarify one thing. So you're saying that the psychological experiments and studies that they've done, because it's an older age cohort.
I'm saying that
it
the
doesn't-
generation is
Hold
different.
on, let me just finish. It
is what I'm
doesn't
saying.
apply.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't apply. I'm just saying that the generation is different, and so to compare it exactly is just not correct.
Well, I mean, what I would gather though from it is that it's suggesting that a high body count leads to an inability to pair bond, and it's higher
Sure.
likelihood of divorce
Totally.
and reporting relationship reporting relationship dissatisfaction. I would say that if you're saying, oh, that only applies to older women, these younger women who are sleeping with 400 men
That's not what I'm saying.
are much more capable of commitment.
No.
I would actually say that this younger generation of women is the least capable of commitment, but go ahead.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that like our generation is just so different. I'm not saying like women of, the generation that was studied had, more or less, or I don't know the amount of sex that they had, but what I'm saying anecdotally is that you cannot compare a generation.
Did you just say Aunt Dick?
Anecdotally.
I will have you know that he's 6'5".
6'4".
There's no way he's got one of those. Okay.
That would be a real bummer.
How dare you? How dare you?
That was a reach of a joke, but I'll give it to you.
Yeah, hold on, let me.
Yeah, you need a little knee slapper. Yep. Thank you.
All right.
Air horns.
I think what I'm saying really is that like the marriage and divorce rates of a generation that's already married and divorced, there's a lot of other outside factors that indicate relationships. Like, I mean, if you look at marriage and divorce rates, they're already 50%, right? Mm-hmm. But also if you think about the way, and I actually wanted to talk about this earlier and I didn't really get to, but I think the reason that women are out having sex with a bunch of dudes and out getting married later and staying single longer. And also, by the way, men, the demographic of 18 to 25 are having like the least amount of sex.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's an actual study, like I've read it.
Yep.
And I think the reason is because women are dissatisfied with the way that they feel relationships have gone. They watch their mothers divorce their fathers. They watch their fathers divorce their mothers. They watched people get cheated on. I know so many people who come from broken marriages that do not trust the marriage system because it had failed them. You can shake your head, but I'm just saying, like, from what our generation witnessed with the marriage and divorce rates, regardless of what women were doing, by the way, they were getting married a lot earlier, so their body count was different. And the societal expectations were significantly different for women too. And so I'm just saying that the people who were studied in that study is not the same from us. That's the only thing. I'm not saying that that it may not be the same. I'm just saying that anecdotally, you can't compare them.
I also think we need to think about correlation is not causation.
Correct.
That's like the number one thing that we talk about in science a lot is correlation does not equal causation. There are correlations of things. So that might be that psychology study that he referenced. There could have been a correlation that these women who
Devon
have...
Jackson super chatted $50. It's worse now, you all convince yourselves you even don't want men or children at all now, so obviously the more bodies you have,
I don't
the
think
more
that's what's
likely
being
couples are to
said.
break up.
Okay.
I don't want kids.
So, but you're saying there's not a correlation. What
I'm
are you
saying that
body
correlation
count and
is
what?
not causation. So the body count does not mean that because they have a high body count, that means they causes them to be dissatisfied or be less bonding. I think that the people that they might have seen, that could be a correlative thing. That could be that because they have a higher body count, that correlates to maybe they aren't bonding as intimately with other people. But that also is that one study. There's so many other studies that can contradict that one thing that psychology states, as they're saying, because that's just how it is most of the time.
How do you isolate the control group in that experiment? Genuinely, how are you able to say, oh, this person only slept with one person, but they have a happy marriage, and this woman slept with 7 people before they got married, but they have a really unhappy marriage? What if person A? But there's so many other factors to the relationship.
There's been numerous studies though on premarital sexual partners having a negative impact on marriage.
I'm aware of
There's a greater likelihood of infidelity. There's a greater likelihood of reporting relationship and marriage dissatisfaction, and there's a higher incidence of divorce.
Zentience super chatted $50. The most recent study states that 45% plus of women are going to be single and childless by 2030.
Let's go for it.
So much
Let's
so
make
that
it more.
JP Chase has made financial moves to profit off the women. How's that for recent? Being in medicine, I'm sure
Can we finish? I want to read that. Yeah.
Being in medicine, I'm sure I've
read more studies than you.
Bitch, I'm in medicine. I literally work in medicine. I study science and I work in medicine.
I'll have you know that Zentience is a brain surgeon. FYI.
That's great.
That's really wonderful.
I admit the fact that you're.
He's a neurosurgeon.
Then he should know correlation is not causation.
Yeah, thank you.
Like he should also respect that correlation is not causation. It doesn't mean that we're like.
Invest in cat food, guys.
And also, it's like they're already everything is being. Women are like for years, everything has been a financial gain from women. Like, you exploit women. It's just constantly, there's always something with women. Like, OnlyFans, we've taken it into our own hands and wanted to do it ourselves because we've got tired of men doing it for us. And even that platform is sketchy in itself.
How are men exploiting women?
Specifically in regard to women's sexuality.
No, I just want to hear like 2 examples.
Wait, but okay, hold on. We're like the conversational threads are just all over the place.
Okay.
We were watching a Tate video.
Yes.
I need, like, we've derailed the conversation. We can come back to some of these topics, and I have to do super chats. So really quick, let's finish the reaction to the Tate video.
Okay.
You wanted to say something about, can you remind me what it was about?
Oh, women are gatekeepers.
Women are gatekeepers.
Yes.
What did you want to say about that?
Well, I wanted to say that I think Andrew Tate does a disservice to men in a lot of ways. And specifically in the regard to when he mentioned that women tend to be the gatekeepers. I mean, whether or not you want to see that as the reality, I don't think it's fair for men to say that all the responsibility and the control is in the hands of women. I just don't think it's fair.
Well,
I think
practically speaking, women are the gatekeepers of sex.
Of sex. I don't think women are the gatekeepers of relationships, as Andrew Tate was referencing.
No, but he was talking about sex.
He was also talking about his
super chatted $50. Let's make it more in regards to single women, says the one that's trying to argue higher body count is better for relationships.
I don't think it's necessarily better. I think that everyone just has their personal preference, and we are all now diverging from the traditional, have a couple dates and then go steady or whatever they used to call it. And I think we're diverting from the traditional ways of relationships.
I would also like to say that domestic violence rates were so high, so high, even 20 years ago, So like, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to experience another person, not just sexually, but romantically as well.
What are you trying to say about domestic violence? I'm a little
Being
confused.
stuck in a marriage is so much more unhealthy than sleeping with a bunch of people.
So the statistic mentioned that women reported being unhappy in marriage and it leading to divorce. And I guess what Val was just trying to say that including that statistic, domestic violence was also statistically much higher. So you can't just say that the reason
And do you think that that's men's fault?
Nobody said that.
I mean, it could be a woman's. Who knows? Things.
Let me ask you guys a question.
What happens behind closed doors?
All right, let me ask you guys a question. Domestic violence is not particularly I've not done a significant amount of research in it, but I've done a little bit. And a statistic that interests me is that non-reciprocal domestic violence is actually equal between men and women, but domestic violence is highest amongst lesbian couples. It's lowest amongst gay couples. So how do you explain then that it's domestic violence is men's fault, yet in
I
lesbian...
Never said that.
Hold on, she
I
did.
never
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
Then how do you explain then that if it's men, something innate within men... Oops.
I never said it was innate within men.
Hold on, no, but you said domestic violence is men's fault.
The man who's causing the violence is his fault.
Women perpetuate domestic violence at the same rate as men
Oh,
do.
no, I know. I'm talking about in the situations that we were talking about where
In
women were
divorce?
unhappy in marriages. It's
Yes. I think, okay,
Okay, well, hold on.
I think it's being misconstrued. Go ahead.
Let me finish my point. People often view domestic violence as men do to women.
Oh, no, it's both. We know that.
Well,
Okay, that's
Finish
fair.
your sentence,
But something that's come out is that in lesbian relationships, amongst those relationships, domestic violence is the highest, and amongst gay men, it's the lowest. So you have 2 men, right, in a relationship, and 2 women in a relationship. How do you explain that?
I don't think that's what it is. I really don't think that that's what the point is here. I personally have not read any of those particular studies, so I'm not going to touch on it. But what's happening is you're taking the statistic that we mentioned out into a completely different topic. And
Agreed.
what we were talking about, or I guess what these ladies were talking about.
What we were originally
Can I
talking
finish,
about.
please?
Well, hold on. What we were originally talking about was women being the gatekeepers of sex, and we've somehow brought it back to
I'm very confused.
to the marriage dissatisfaction thing. So please continue with the gatekeeper thing.
Sure. Oh my God, we're really bringing it back. Okay. So, yeah, in the sentiment that Andrew Tate was talking about, he was speaking about in a relationship with a woman, even if she's awful sexually, that the connection is more important.
Zentience super chatted $50. Exploiting women. I've lost any illusion of respect for these 304s.
Okay.
In any market, there must be a buyer and a seller. If women didn't objectify themselves, irrespective of the amount of buyers, there would never be market nor
Pull it up. Never be market nor objectification of women.
Really quick, we can circle back to this,
Oh
but
my
I
God.
was working with, I worked in an industry that showed me a really awful side of men exploiting children and women.
Oh my God.
And I'm gonna leave it at there.
Okay.
But
Let's. I want to get to the super chat.
go
So
perform
please,
brain surgery.
men.
Okay.
Men are the gatekeepers, please. Oh gosh. Or sorry, you think men are the women are the gatekeepers?
It's not that okay. I just think we should back up, and that in the context that Tate was saying, he was explaining how connection is more important than sex in his mind, which that's a fantastic sentiment. So in regard to relationships and connection, he also declared that the women are the gatekeepers.
Yes, and you disagree with that.
It's not necessarily that I disagree with it. I just don't think it's fair to put the responsibility in women's hands in general. I think that essentially lessens the power of men. I think that says, that's why I say I think it's a disservice to men. I think the connotations behind what he's saying is that men don't have power over their relationships, that women may have power over sex, but if you've already got that connection, he's putting the responsibility in a woman's hands and saying women are the gatekeepers, they make the decisions, and I just don't think that's fair to men. I think men are deserving of power, and I think that sentiment essentially is removing power from men.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So as far as the relationship thing goes, I think a lot of men don't have much power in relationships, but he's talking strictly about sex. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. So let's remove relationship from this. Strictly speaking about sex, women are the gatekeepers.
Well, I would say that is currently, generally speaking, an unfortunate reality. But I think that sentiment also is to say that men are easy, and I don't think that's fair to say that men are easy, whether you think it's true or not. Isn't that insulting to you? Isn't that insulting to men? That's my point.
Reality is not insulting to me. Truth is not.
Okay,
I think it happens to be the case that men are pretty easy.
I would like to say, I feel like I've had a partner who was not a very easy man,
So
to say.
Hold on. Easy to get him into bed?
Yeah. Like I've had partners before that take their bodies as very sacramental, like take sex very seriously, and they only have sex with people that they tend to get into serious relationships with. It's not like this girl just laid on my lap and gave me this opportunity, I'm going to take it. It's more of like, I'm only going to do this because I genuinely see that I'm going to have a relationship with this person.
Okay, you go ahead and I'll go ahead.
And generally.
Usually it comes down to how attractive you are, because I'm the same way. I have like hella high standards, but like if she's a dime, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll have sex with her straight away.
Wait, why are you laughing at?
So it's would you say varies basically on person's interest and type?
I'm sorry. I'm joking.
Like how you're saying how if typically you wouldn't jump the gun right away, but if you see like a bad bitch, you're gonna be like, oh, like.
But okay, why are you laughing at him saying that
I'm laughing because he was giving me flack for having genuine connections with people, but then he goes around and says, well, she's a dime piece. And also he's like, well, I considered myself conventionally attractive, so I hold my standards higher than most, and which is great.
Because it's the reality.
Which is great. However, I mean, the fact that you carry yourself here doesn't mean that somebody who gets laid all the time can carry themselves here too.
What are we even talking about?
Can I add to this really quickly?
But okay, no, hold on. So actually, add to this or add to because I want to finish the Tate thing.
Okay.
I actually would like to add to both. They're
okay. Start with just the Tate thing.
Okay.
And then...
So I agree heavily with Val. I feel like the roles have actually switched generationally, and I feel like men feel very powerless feel very powerless when it comes to having sex with women, and I think it's because of the general mentality behind it. I feel like a lot of the times men don't view sex as an act of connection. They view it as a conquest. You can disagree or agree. I'm making a very generalized statement, but I do feel like, there's this sense of like a man looks at a woman and he just thinks, oh, I want to fuck her so bad. And also adding to Rack's sentiment, maybe she is really hot and maybe she's really like sexy and totally your type, but what if she is so awful for you? What if she's toxic and brings out the worst in you? Also as someone who grew up very plus size and as a fat girl, I have always had to be the one who initiates with men. Men rarely come up to me. I'm not attractive. I'm so serious. Serious.
You have to initiate sex?
Yes.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, I'm
No,
serious.
the fat phobia is
very
real.
true.
It's very real.
Men look at me, they see that I have a tummy. I'm 5'8". I'm a pretty tall
but let me
woman.
ask you a question. So, you say that, yet you said you've had nearly 300 sexual partners. You said 290.
Yeah. But you
can't say if you've had that many partners, 290 or whatever. You can't say that you've had a difficult time.
Yes, I can.
Getting laid.
You don't know my life, Brian. I have had such
You're
a hard.
You're 23.
I'm 21.
I thought you said you're 23.
No, I said I'm 21.
21.
Okay, you're 21.
But, okay, Brian.
You've had 290 sexual partners.
But that doesn't mean that
you've
I've
not
had
a hard time getting laid.
Okay, a lot of the bodies. A lot of the
would you say?
Hold on. To the Valentine's Day reject, placing that power with women doesn't remove power from men. Also, that gatekeeper comment is an attempt for women to take responsibility/accountability for said power, not demean men.
God, he's bored.
Okay, so I would just like to add that just because I have had a lot of sexual connections doesn't mean that I haven't been met with rejection and with the inability to connect with someone in that way. Specifically, it's a person by person basis, right? The grass is greener on the other side. I'm telling you about, the amazing experiences that I've had, but I've had just as many horrible, traumatic, and honestly really saddening ones. Just because I won first place doesn't mean that I didn't get, 10th place in literally every other competition.
Well, you can be rejected. I'm not saying that you haven't ever been rejected in your life.
But I'm talking about rejected from having intercourse with men.
Yeah, she's
sure.
talking about having a difficulty.
welcome to every day in a man's life.
No, but
Brian,
in every person's life,
would you have
goes through that?
Women almost never get rejected.
Okay, see, and
how do you know? Are you a woman?
I can call up my ex right now.
I would like to bring it back to the conversation about,
the gatekeeping.
The gatekeeping.
Well,
and
this is related, but
no, I would like to bring it back to that conversation by adding men have just as much power to initiate or not initiate. Right.
Wait, men are the initiators.
Not always.
Not always.
Definitely not always.
Okay.
Yes, not always, but overwhelmingly, men have to initiate.
I think it depends on who you're talking to.
Let me explain this. Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever made a guy wait for sex?
No.
Wait, in what capacity?
Okay.
Like, what do you
The
like?
first time sleeping with a guy, has a guy ever wanted to have sex and you were?
Oh,
You
okay.
didn't,
Yeah. I
okay.
definitely
Have you ever
done
made
that
a guy wait for sex?
in that capacity?
I have to think about that.
Let's exclude the professional
No,
situations.
yeah. I have to think. Can you ask the question again? Sorry.
Okay.
Have I had to make
Let's say first time you're with a guy, you're cuddling, making out, whatever, and he's trying to move it forward, and you've said, no, let's wait.
That depends. It depends on if I vibe with him. Like if I feel like we can connect well in that way, then of course not. I'm gonna go for it right away.
It's a yes or no.
Okay, well, we have some outliers at this table, but
I think it's a maybe.
have you ever made a guy wait for sex?
Yeah, the guy I'm dating right now, actually,
Pull the microphone closer to you.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
The edge of the
guy
table.
I'm dating right now, actually, I made him wait for like 6 months.
Hold on.
Um,
wait. Okay.
So just
sorry.
Okay. Let me ask you. Hold on. So, the current guy that you're hooking up with or dating.
We're dating.
You made him wait for 6 months.
Yeah.
You said during COVID that you had 6 partners concurrently.
Yeah.
Did you make them wait?
Well, it was different. It was a different situation.
But like, why? See, if
So-
a girl, here's
Yeah.
here's why I'm kind of a little flustered by that statement. If I found out that a girl had, say, I don't know, did you reveal body count, 20 or 30? I don't know. It doesn't matter. If a girl told me she had slept with 30 guys before me and she didn't make any of them wait, and all of a sudden, with me, Brian, I'm gonna make you wait 6 months.
Well, it wasn't like that. I mean, we were like,
I'm like,
we were
fuck
friends.
you, I'm out.
We were friends, and he was really into me, and like all my friends were like, oh, he's really into you. And I was like, yeah, he's really great. But like, I think because we were friends first, and I had also just kind of started to get the ick with like having so much energy towards so many people, that I kind of took like a big step back when the world was like back to normal.
Respectfully, Brian, I think that just shows you weren't the one.
Well, there's a saying.
What do you mean?
There's a saying. I think it goes something. The wait, the wait isn't. It's not worth the wait. I don't
Oh,
know.
that's mean.
See, and if it's not worth the wait,
think it's a
fine.
valid thing,
The
actually.
door is
So
here.
here's the thing, here's
you
the
can
thing.
leave.
But this is a story you hear of, for example, and I don't think it's that she's not necessarily into you, although it could be.
Okay.
It's let's say she had her fun, and now she's, oh, I'm 29, I'm 30. I gotta lock down a provider. Okay, I'm gonna make him
see where you're
wait.
going.
I'm gonna make him wait, and then
Your fear, your fear is of manipulation. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm not doing
But
that.
it's the
Definitely
reality.
not.
Like,
Well,
I
but
was
that's
just with
not
a
what
girl
happened.
like 2 days ago, right? Her roommate literally has slept with like 4 guys in the past month, right? But she's seeing a guy who hasn't hit yet, right? He has like, he's rich, like he has a McLaren, and she's like, I see him as boyfriend material.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you just let 4 guys hit over the past month, but you're not trying to do it
But
with him.
doesn't that show that those men were meaningless?
Yes.
Or
you should be
or
rewarded.
How
lack-
is that meaningless
Not-
when that's what guys want?
I think the logic behind
it's what
that, and I
she
can
wanted.
maybe like break this down a little bit in terms that at least make sense to me, and hopefully like it can break it up a little bit, is when I am just having these casual like hookups with people, right? Like, you know, there's a small hope that like maybe, you know, if the dude's cool, like, oh, maybe this could go somewhere, but like this high chance that it probably won't. So when I meet somebody who I see it moving in a direction that I would like, and we haven't gotten intimate yet, for me, at least personally, there comes in a fear that is like, okay, well, if I do sleep with him, is that going to fuck everything up like it's fucked things up in the past?
So you'll still
Personally,
fuck with,
just personally.
You'll still fuck with other guys in the meantime.
No, absolutely not.
Oh no,
Imagine-
that's
think
not.
it
That's
depends.
not where
I
we're
think it
going.
depends.
That's a good point. That's
No.
even worse. If a girl is making
That's
you
fucked up.
wait,
No,
that's
and she's
terrible.
hold on, a girl is making you wait while simultaneously sleeping with 1, 2, 3 other guys.
That's me.
That's
Frankly,
like-
yeah, no.
That's
No,
awful.
that's
That's
awful.
like a double standard.
I think
or
that
like-
goes
All
back to
5
what
of you
Val
guys
said
are
of
saying that's
manipulation.
wrong, but that's the reality
not
of
what
what's
But
was
going
again,
on.
I think that's what Val is
no.
saying with manipulation. Like that
Yeah.
instance is a perfect and clear example of manipulation.
So at what
That
point,
person is
so
manipulating.
Women always say that guys are like assholes or whatever. At what point do we say like women are manipulators?
No, I think there are times
When-
that
when
women
you're
can
being
show
manipulated.
manipulative behavior, but it's just the same as any other person. People can show manipulative behavior regardless if it's male or female. If you're a
Absolutely.
guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. If you want something and you want to manipulate your way through it and you're just that type of person, you're going to do that.
So for
and
example,
so a
when-
guy's an asshole in that case and a girl's an asshole in that case.
when she's
Agreed.
making the guy wait
So can
6
I
months,
finish
right?
though, because I never really got to like tell the situation.
Okay,
'Cause-
you after her. Go ahead. No,
Oh,
you go
okay.
ahead and then
yeah.
she goes.
So I mean, we were
You're fine.
we were friends first. It wasn't like I ever like wanted to initiate anything. I think really what it came down to is the fact that he was really consistent in my life and he was consistently there for me. And then I think after a while, I realized that like my favor changed, but it wasn't that I necessarily like made him wait, but it was like he definitely was trying for like 6 months before I gave him the time of day for it. Just
Okay.
because I wasn't really feeling
Go
it.
ahead.
So I, first of all, want to make it really clear that I want men to succeed
Yeah,
in relationships.
absolutely.
I agree.
I really want them to be able to have a fulfilling relationship, a fulfilling like bedroom life. I want them to succeed. I am not against men. I don't have that sentiment. But I do feel like men tend to focus on the bad. They tend to think of the worst case scenarios, and that forces them to kind of close themselves off and almost gatekeep their own relationships. And I also think that men in this generation think way too generally. I think the idea of individualism has declined, and it's really sad, right? But in both men and women, I will say that, like there are a lot of women who say, all men are evil, and there are a lot of men who say, oh, women are evil. I think that sentiment is so sad, because when I meet, for instance, Rex, right? Let's say I meet you and I've been hurt in the past. I might be a little reserved, but I'm still gonna want to imagine the best case scenario with you, whether that be to create a romantic relationship with you or a sexual one.
Word.
And let's say that you only want a sexual one with me and I'm craving something romantic, we're just not a good fit, or vice versa. And that's that. Cool. But I feel like, again, the sense of individualism has been lost, and a lot of men don't give themselves the chance to realize that women are not trying to manipulate them, right?
No, look.
Well, they kind of are,
well,
but
that's
a general,
it depends. We're not going to deny that it does happen.
Yes,
and honestly,
totally.
I'll be the first advocate to say that, like, be aware. There are red flags.
Totally.
If a woman is committed to you but sleeping around and you don't know about it, that's not real. That is manipulation.
No, but
that is absolutely
that's what I
manipulation.
teach, is like having a radar of looking at a woman and within like 30 seconds knowing what her body count is.
But listen,
but I don't understand that.
Wait.
We never got into your guys' body count.
Yeah,
Can we
what's
go
your
back?
body count? We never got that.
We all spoke about our body counts, and you guys were, and I just think it would only be fair if we also heard your body count.
And please
as we
go into
continue this
detail.
conversation.
Yeah.
I don't need detail. Just
Are you
I
guys
think
in
that
a
would only
relationship
be
right now?
fair.
How old are you?
Well, he did
Damn,
say he said he was
he's triggered,
single.
low-key.
He said that his longest relationship
I
was a
stopped
year
counting
and a half.
after like 55 or something like that.
Wait, but you gave me shit
Okay, so
for
you're giving
having
me shit for
20 and you
30?
didn't think I was
because
realistic?
men and women are not
Give me a
the
hope.
same.
That's disgusting.
Why?
We are the same.
Men and
You
women
are
are
literally
not the
all
same.
hold on,
except
let
for
him
our
talk.
genitals.
Let him
Like,
talk.
Look, men and women are fundamentally different. Okay, I don't know if I can say this, but
You can say whatever you want.
we have a dick, you have a vagina.
Yeah, it's the only
So like we penetrate women.
And
You
Not
know what
all
I'm
the
saying?
time.
And
Well,
it's like
not
women can only have one baby a year. Men can have 1,000
Sometimes
babies.
3.
So in my perspective with that, right,
triplets.
men can have multiple. Wouldn't you think
Kate
that
plus
you
8.
are more of the gatekeeper than a woman? In the sense that, like, you can have multitudes of
For me,
offspring,
look,
you know what I mean?
For me, I'm definitely the
Look at Nick
gatekeeper
Cannon.
because I've hit that. What we talk about, like the 10%, the 5%. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I choose who I want to be with.
So do we.
For most, yeah.
Can you
because,
stop interrupting?
Yeah, you guys are, what's the word? You guys have abundance. So I had to work for that abundance, and now I'm the gatekeeper.
It's very easy for women to get laid. It's very difficult for men to get
Yeah.
laid. That's why there's a double standard.
I wasn't aware
It's-
that was so difficult for men, honestly.
It's been really.
Women have
on
no
average,
idea.
I
No,
would
I'm not. I'm
agree.
not
Women-
being
I would
sarcastic.
agree.
Like I genuinely
No,
didn't know it was
here's
this
why.
difficult for you guys.
No, here's why. Because women, they project. You guys project your reality onto all men. You think that the way you guys have it is the way men have it. An average woman, if she was so inclined, could sleep with a new guy every single day of the week. For a guy to be able to do that, he has to be either very good looking, he has to have status, he has to have money, he has to have something. An average man, a guy who's working in McDonald's, ain't gonna be running through girls.
for sure.
An average chick who works at McDonald's can have a new guy every single night of the week. We're not the same. It's different. It's so that's why there's a double standard. It's not impressive for a woman to sleep with a bunch of guys because that's easy. Whereas for men, it's very difficult for men to get laid.
could see that.
Let me just add this one thing. An average woman, if we're looking at equivalency, an average woman has about the same negotiating power, has the same pull as essentially a male celebrity.
Where'd you get that statistic?
It's
real
it's
life.
self-evident.
Hold on, let him
It's
finish.
self-evident.
Real life.
It's not a statistic. It's just the sky is blue. I look up in the sky. The sky is blue. I see it. I know for a fact average women have an abundance of sexual choice. So for a man an average woman has the equivalent pull as a male celebrity? In terms of being the regularity in which they can get laid.
I would say very generally speaking, you are correct. I'm not going to disagree with you.
How's that weird?
No,
It's
I
true.
I've never like really thought of it that way. It's just kind of like a weird way to put it. But I mean, I guess you're not wrong. But like,
well, thank you.
I don't know.
But-
It's just like a weird thought, you know. Like, I've never thought about it. I guess, like a male celeb. Like,
I have heard
Well,
that sentiment.
ladies,
like,
if you haven't done this before, make a fake male profile on Tinder and see what the
Yes.
experience is like. Brian, I'm not going to disagree with you.
I'm down to
Everything that you
experiment.
said
No,
on
yeah.
a general level is very true.
I agree, yeah.
Try it, you guys. It is a trip. I've done it with my partner, and it is depressing. The amount of bots. Sorry, Tinder, but the amount of there are bots on Tinder. There are like chat bots on Tinder. There's like, oh my God, it's a minefield for men.
So
Sexually.
sexually. I'll get to you in just a sec. Most women can sleep with most men. Most men cannot sleep with most women.
I mean, sure, but I'd like you to finish a point with that thought. I mean, are you going somewhere?
yeah.
Well, I'm tying it back to the gatekeeping thing.
Okay.
So women are the gatekeepers of sex. Ultimately,
Yeah.
some girls are just down on the first night, but most women are going to leverage sex against you in some way. They're not going to have sex immediately. I know you're laughing, but
No, I'm not.
but,
I'm not
but
disagreeing with that.
Okay, I'll give you an anecdote, but that might not be
I was just
sufficient.
laughing at her.
That's fine. That might not be sufficient for you. I would say of the past, I don't want to give a number because I don't reveal my body count because
okay.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah.
You just get everybody else.
You slutty boy.
well, here's why I don't reveal my body count is I think body count matters. Ergo, I don't share my body count.
Can I ask why it matters to you personally?
Why does it matter?
To you personally?
Yeah, why does it matter? Just because you think that like
Well,
a lower body
No,
count is better,
Just-
or
she's asking why. Does
I
it
think
matter
lower
to you?
body count in both men and women is better.
Okay, why?
Take me off the roster, coach.
Sure.
I'm genuinely
Okay,
curious.
well, I mean, this one always, people don't like it when I bring this up because it's such an obvious one, but STD risk. The more sexual
not wrong.
partners.
just get tested.
Well, no.
Okay, hold on.
He's
you,
right.
you just said just get tested. People hook up at bars and parties and clubs and drunk.
Do you not
do you
ask
think,
your
do you
partner?
really think, let me ask, do you think the majority of people that are having casual sex are getting tested before every single new sexual encounter?
No.
Hell no. Are they wearing condoms? Hell no. By the way, herpes doesn't fucking matter if you have a condom.
Devington70 super chatted $100. Mating statistics actually do show the fact that women have the abundance of choice. Looks at Tinder swipe
Let's pull up some
stats.
studies.
Looks
Yeah.
at stats
Sure,
that
I'm
show
down.
significantly less
We love
percentage of
science.
men
I hate
procreate
math.
throughout history. Hypergamy stats, etc.
I mean, I'll completely agree with this with the Tinder study as well.
No, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
I feel like Mia has something.
Not like a
We're gonna,
gotcha.
guys. By the way, we are gonna get to the super chats. The conversation's been flowing, so we are gonna get to the super chats, guys. Get your super chats in, guys. All super chats will be all super chats will be displayed in stream overlay. I will read answer super chats $20 and up. We're gonna pull up the studies really quick. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to tie into this conversation. I'm not going to disagree with you that women do have more abundance in choice than men do. But where the gatekeeping part comes from is the quality of that person. That is like a key thing that isn't being talked about. Because you're right. If I wanted to, I could probably hook up with 3 guys tonight.
Yep.
I could, and I'm not going to deny that. But would I want to do that? No, I wouldn't. And also, like, I would like to get to know them first. I would like to see, what's up. Personality does matter to me personally.
Well, I would
Tate-
also like
okay.
to ask.
But-
Tate says gatekeepers of sex. So he never said anything about relationships. So he's talking specifically about sex. You just said that you could sleep with 3 men tonight. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not saying this to insult you at all. Your male looks equivalent is either a virgin or has an extreme difficulty getting laid. Just
And
I'm not saying that to insult you. I'm just saying.
I'm not denying that, but what I'm saying is that although I have an abundance of choice, I do gatekeep because I'm not going to let just anyone do that with me. I want it to matter, and that is where the difference of perspective comes in regarding that specific situation.
Well,
let me just tell Eric what he needs to pull up. Eric, can you go into are you in the infographics folder? One sec, guys. We're pulling up some infographics here. Okay, podcast infographics folder. Okay, you're going to pull up OKC new chart, OKC, OKC1, OKC2, OKC message, and also you're going to pull up, I'm going to have you pull up sex frequency. It's just sex freq. FREQ. And then you're also going to pull up hypergamy. Okay, while you do that, let me do some, did you want to come in really quick?
No, that's really just all I wanted to say.
Okay, sure. Let me do the super chats while Erica's pulling all those up. All right, so we have Zoros Lost. Oh yeah, this. Here we go. Just Zoros Lost. Just remember 20 and up. I think you resubmitted it though. Lukewarm, $20 super chat. Brian, where are your hoodie strings? Get it together soon. I pulled it out. I don't like the hoodie strings. Thank you, man. Gus, $20 super chat. They are never single by choice, only celibate. If you're 47. Single and childless, you're definitely the problem. Saddest demo of person in Western countries is 42 plus women making 50K plus no kids, family. Your past body count matters to most men. That's right. I need to get back into the body count thing. Mm-hmm. Do you want to read these, by the way? I think you might have a better super chat reading voice. Yeah. Do you want to read this one?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm not reading
Can you
this.
read this one?
Absolutely not.
Come on.
I can read it.
No.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Just beaten cheeks, $50 super chat.
Beaten cheeks, $50. Brian, I will fly you Colombian women right now to replace the clown, hippie, and OF girls you took in this evening. Polyfems on the panel. Do you actually see yourselves ever entering a serious relationship with a decent guy with your indecency?
Totally.
It's funny because we're currently in long-term relationships with wonderful men.
Absolutely.
That's hilarious.
I will just add that Colombian women are beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to bring
women,
some Colombians,
women are the best.
we can share the taste.
I'll show them a good time.
Oh, Beaten Cheeks is coming on the podcast. Okay, Zoros Lost, thank you for the $20 super chat. Do you want to read it?
A woman is a reflection of her man. Gross. The fact he agreed to share her when it was her decision tells you he's a beta simp. A promiscuous woman equals 304. A man a 304 maker. What are these numbers? Women take a huge L the more men she hooks up with. Okay.
That's so funny.
I could say the same for men, I guess. It goes both ways.
It shows you
Men
that
and
you
women
have...
aren't equal.
Well, they're not, but like if your body count is high too, does that not play a factor as to how I would view you if you're viewing me differently?
The guys that you've gotten with right now, right? Did they have a low body count or a
We
higher?
didn't talk about it.
Okay,
But
wait.
you sensed it from them that they got women, right?
I mean, yeah, they got me, so
Racks.
I'm not hanging out with scrubs like.
Exactly. So you just called the guys who are like have a low body count scrubs, right?
Not necessarily. I'm like personally like
Because women vibe off intuition. So if you look at a
Right.
guy and he has the experience, generally you're gonna go after that type
I
of
think
guy.
you're also
You
limiting
can-
the experience of BDSM spaces because
What?
you can kind
dominant
of tell.
women like subservient men, and I feel like we're just glossing over that.
Well,
I
that's
just
a
want to
little bit
like
Well, yeah, because that's
throw
the
that out
exception.
there.
You can kind of
I
tell
wouldn't say
though,
so.
like when you're meeting a person
Shout
like
out
in
to
a
all the
club, in a
subs.
bar, wherever you want to meet somebody, like
Are
how
you a
we
dom?
met you outside or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We could kind of sense your vibe, how you could sense our vibe, and it's just like my first initial contact with somebody. My first thought isn't like. It's like, oh wow, like yeah, he's hot. But it's not. Oh yeah, like he probably like bones a lot of girls.
Yeah, because
prison or
women
mine?
move.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Well,
Because
I would also
women move off intuition.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I've literally seen both sides before. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Like, I used to not have as many girls, and you will see the way they react to you. It's like when you have the experience, it's a totally different thing.
do you think that
I can
has
see
to
how
do?
that could
Do
play
you think
a
that has
factor.
to do with your experience, or it has to do with your confidence level upon gaining the experience?
Let's move on. We got
Wait,
Yeah,
please,
like-
please. I have
Alright.
something I really, really want to
quick.
say.
Make it quick, please.
Rax, you just said that men and women are not equal.
Yeah.
Save it until
Okay,
after
I'll put
the
a
super
pin in it.
chats.
I'll put a
Just
I'll put a
remember
pin in it. I will.
Okay. We have Manase, $20 super chat. Thank you, man. Would love to know every girl on the panel's relationship with their father. Maybe start the panels off like that every live so we can get an idea of what we're getting ourselves into. Okay, really quick around the panel. Good, bad, and also are your parents still together or are they separated? Go ahead.
I had a decent relationship with my dad until he died at 19. So
Sorry to hear
I was
that.
19. So yeah, rip.
RIPs in the chat. Go ahead.
I have a great relationship with my father, and he's actually watching, so shout out to my dad.
Yo,
Set me up.
yo, shout out
Gary.
Yo,
Shout out
Gary, what's up?
Yes, Gary.
Oh, hi.
Really quick though.
I just had lunch with my dad today, actually.
Your parents still together?
They are still together.
Okay, cool.
I have an amazing relationship with my dad, and they are still together.
What about you?
Zentience super chatted $50. I gatekeep. I'm not just going to let anyone get with me, except the 300 plus people. A cheap product has many customers. That physical and emotional damage clearly shows. The men who accept such low-hanging fruit also
Show their lack of discernment.
お前はもう死んでいる。
He'd probably pick me up in a club, so I'm not worried about it. Keep going.
Okay.
So I have a great relationship with my dad, and my parents are still together. Actually, our relationship has gotten better throughout the years, I would say. Like, I would say since me being a teenager, and he started to respect me more as, like, me being me rather than trying to put this type of projection of what I should be. And now we have, like, the best relationship. I would not change it.
Cool. Jeffrey Dunst, $20 super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hey, Brian, you told me to show up in the chat, so here I am. I'm going to sleep now. Ladies, please just remember that men and women are different. Therefore, we think differently. So don't be shocked when we want different too. I believe this is in relation to body count, but
We hear you, Jeffrey.
Yep, that's
we're going to touch on
Good
body
night,
count
Jeffrey.
later. Yo, Derek, man, X. I think the TTS got this one right. Who really expects a man being... If you just want to hook up, it's the streets. Who actually wants stability or partner for life? I think we got that as a TTS. Derek, thank you so much for the big $50 super chat, man. Appreciate it. Ian Hall, when I heard, this was the TTS. Aposematism. I have no idea what that
That's
is.
a big word, even for you, little guy, Ian.
Okay. Zorsloss, thank you, man. It's hilarious when they brag about being hoes. Notice how a bunch of fours get attention from simps at men out of their league. Can you do it in a Jamaican? Here, you read it. Go.
I don't think Jamaican's appropriate, but I can do German.
Oh, that's what you're going to do, German?
Ooh, never mind. That's not going to
Can
be
you
it.
just do it?
Yeah, okay. It's hilarious when they brag about being hoes. Notice how a bunch of fours get attention. Think I'm a 4? I love even numbers. Get attention from simps and man out of their league and think they're winning. Fellas never listen to the fish how to fish. Okay.
What?
It's a setup for failure. The streets are cold. Sorry, Zoro's lost. You're having a hard time.
I
out
like
there.
your PFP though. Call me. I'm a One Piece fan.
Was that a slurp?
Yeah.
Can you do it again? Okay. All right.
A new soundbite.
Okay, Ian Hall, $20. Thanks, you, man. We get it. She is a slip and slide. Next. Okay.
Oh, who's that for?
Probably me.
I love a good summer fun time.
Dank Naked, thank you for the $25 super chat. You have asked these girls if they have any idea about their ability to pair bond, coupled with how many men they had SFX. Okay. Or that high value men don't want used women.
That doesn't make sense,
You
but okay.
have
Is that a
asked
question
these girls-
or a
By the way,
statement?
can you guys just a polite request? If you guys are able to just proof check these before you send the super chats,
Please.
just so I have a little easier time parsing what you're saying.
Struggling with the grammar.
I think he's
out
missing
here.
it too. I think the question is you have to ask these girls.
I think.
Unclear.
Like, we're in the
Yeah,
study
so I mean,
now.
well,
Are we in
basically,
the study now?
we were talking about body count earlier, and the first thing I brought up, and I haven't brought up the other reasons why body count matters, but
Does it?
a woman, and also this impacts men too, but to a lesser degree. The more sexual partners you've had, there's a greater difficulty pair bonding with future partners.
I think that's up to the individual.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can
It might
speak
be
to that without like a
statistically
study in
correct,
front of
but
me.
It's
like-
science.
Well,
What do you mean?
give me the study, babe. Like,
Just-
if I can't see anything, studies are so biased. There are sample sizes. In fact,
Yeah, how big was
just
the
simple
study?
science. Do you know how your memory works?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Enlighten
so
me.
basically, you have an imprint based off the guys that you've been with in your past. So if you rack up 25 guys that you've been with, the memories of them, they stick inside your mind to the point where you can't bond with a new guy.
Let's keep it moving. All right, we have Zentience here, $50 super chat. I think this came through as a TTS. I should just, okay. Thank you, Zentience, though, dude. You've been dropping a ton of super chats. Really appreciate the support. I hope the brain surgery went well today. I know that you were,
Shouldn't he be
he was.
sleeping?
No, he's a he's got like 200 IQ, so he's like super just all the time. He can micro. Like he honestly sometimes sends these super chats in the OR operating room.
So he should just go get a Rubik's cube.
Can I
I
not
hope your
be
surgery went well.
that's a little scary. I don't want somebody to be messaging.
Who knows? But yeah,
my
he's
YouTube channel while in surgery.
Zentience has like the micro, like the micro, like he can be doing like 3 different things. Like, do you guys know Command & Conquer General 0 Hour, the game?
No.
Like 2003,
Kinda.
like
I know what it is.
Kinda.
2003, like one of the top RTS games. Like, I don't know if you guys are into FPS, but like
Yeah.
RTS is like way better, right? So he's got the fucking micro, right? So he's got like, let's say he's playing like China Infantry. No, actually, let's say he's playing GLA, right? He's going to throw a bunch of rocket men into the technical. Boom, rush your base, you're done. While he's performing brain surgery. So watch out for
Oh my
Zentience.
goodness.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Dude, Zentience though, he's like back during the Generals,
But, like,
Command and Conquer
I
Generals days.
What
know if
clinic
that's
is he working at that
physically
he's
possible.
playing video games and doing brain surgery?
Yeah,
at the
while
same
you're in
time?
surgery, you're
That's
not.
a little concerning.
I like that you know all this info about the company.
He's like
Brian.
top. He's
I'm a little concerned for his patients. I hope they're all okay. Maybe I trust his work, but like video games while working.
he's top ladder.
I
on
have
Command and
seen a
Conquer
lot of
Generals.
top ladder doctors.
pretty
Never
cool.
seen him play a video
Able to
game.
game and
Top
stay
ladder.
sterilized.
I have a question
Yep.
for you.
What?
Oh, sorry.
What?
Sorry.
Okay,
sorry.
hold on. Gus, $20 soup chat. When they are, oh my god, bro. Okay, I
Oh, this
feel
was
like
an old one.
Can
No
anyone
way.
do this in like a Jamaican accent or Barbados?
Are you-
Johnson
Oh,
7
hold on.
Owen super chatted $100. Women are on one side of a locked door. Men try to get through the door. A man usually has to be worthy of getting through the door. A woman's quality is based on how few men she's let through the door. A man's value is based on if he could earn going through men.
Was that a poem? Can you pull that up, Eric?
He wrote us a
Can
haiku.
you pull it up? Yeah, Derpington 701. Thank you for the big $100 soup chat, man. Thank you. Women are on one side of a locked door. If she's let through the door, a man's value is based on if he could earn going through many doors. Oh, so you're talking kind of like the lock and key metaphor?
Can I?
Couldn't I say that a vagina is like a pencil sharpener
I've
and a
heard
penis
this.
is like a
I've heard
pencil?
this.
The
Wait.
more vaginas you fuck, the smaller
But
you
can
get.
I add
I
something?
know
No,
it's not true,
but the
Oh my god! But I could. I mean, you could flip the script very easily,
okay, so
Brian.
so the key and lock analogy would. So I've heard the pencil sharpener as a rebuttal to the key and lock analogy,
I think they're
which
both
is
absurd.
well. So the key and lock analogy goes something like I have it, but it's
I know
it's
what
A
you're
key
saying.
that
like-
opens many locks is more valuable
No,
than a
it goes-
lock that is opened by many keys.
Okay,
I've
a
heard it.
lock that is opened by many keys is a shitty lock, but a key that opens many locks is a master key. I think I might have flipped it, but those are the two.
No, that's correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
but
correct.
but see that analogy, it's suggesting that it's harder for men to get laid. It's not like it's not an experience
I feel like
thing.
we've established that we don't disagree with you on that
Okay,
point.
fine.
Yeah.
But can I add something to that sentiment really quick?
Sure.
I feel like yes, we do focus on the quality of men, but that doesn't just mean looks. That doesn't just mean finances. That doesn't just. It can mean a multitude of things, right? And that is up to the individual. And I feel like men do the exact same thing. You know, maybe a guy is not going to date a girl that he doesn't find super attractive. That's fine. There are guys who love to date women with great personalities who might not be super attractive. I think what I guess I'm trying to say is it goes for both men
goes
and
both
women.
ways.
The qualities that they look for are different. That's all I wanted to add.
I agree with you. I would say that women, generally speaking, have much more standards and expectations than men do in terms of what they're looking for in a partner.
Do you think that's a problem that women have standards?
No, I don't think it's a problem, but I
Okay.
think it.
Do you think men should have more standards?
I think
Hell
they should.
yeah.
Me too.
I agree with
think they
that.
should.
I agree with that.
And one of
I
those
agree too.
standards is not dating women with a high body count. But
Why? See,
wait.
Can we get back to that? I really want to know. I mean, STIs are a valid
Sure, for
concern.
sure.
I completely agree
It's
with you
not-
there.
I'm gonna here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Yeah.
note.
I've tossed in the towel.
Hold on. I'm gonna note for us to come back to it. We will
Okay.
discuss body count. I'm just gonna get through the super chats.
Okay.
Okay. We have. Let's see. Did we do this one? Wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did this
We got
one.
Zentience. Did we get Gus?
Yes.
Are you
were
sure?
trying to
Y'all-
read this one. We
we
never read
definitely-
it.
Okay,
through.
when they
cannot
are
get
about to
through
hit the
this.
wall, they always stop thinking about doing shenanigans y'all are ran through, and you don't like it because it's true, and they wonder why society doesn't take them seriously. L to California.
Oh my god. That one's funny.
How's the Midwest?
That was a good one.
Are you enjoying your cows in the Midwest?
California. That's actually hilarious.
Oh, no.
And I'm gonna use that. That's so funny.
All right.
California.
I like California Stan.
What's that?
What?
California Stan?
Like
Please
Like
elaborate.
standing, like you're like.
Like-
oh.
Oh, like we stand
like
California?
No. Like
That's what I was
Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, California Stan,
Oh.
Afghanistan.
I did not think
Okay.
that
I don't
was
think
that
it
one.
flows
one.
as nice
I
as
haven't heard
I thought you meant like
California.
someone who stands California. That's
Yeah,
what I
I'm a
was
California
No.
stan.
I was thinking like K-pop.
California stand. Yeah.
BDS stan.
Yeah,
No, but I understand. Yeah.
California's a failed society. Okay.
Why are you
We still live
here?
here though.
You know what's funny about? Oh Jesus, it's still going off. Hold on. California. You know what's funny is like a lot of people leave California because of the problems in California, and they'll move to like Texas or other states, but they bring their
The
politics.
issues, yeah.
They bring. Let's be honest. They bring liberal politics to conservative states, and then those
Austin.
states turn into shit. So.
Well, I mean, it has less to do with that and more to do with the fact that there's just like a ton of people here and.
Well,
yeah,
it's a very nuanced.
I'm
So-
getting, I would like to not get into
There's
that.
enough happening.
This is a
Yeah.
relationship
Okay.
podcast.
We like to talk about
Oh my
sex.
God.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Derek Man. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Girl on the left is going to watch the rest of the group sink the ship. Okay.
Oh, sorry. What?
They all like you the most.
Yo.
I really am not
What's
talking
up?
that much.
That's I think why.
Oh, okay. Davon Jackson, $20 super chat. What WTF did I just tune into? If you clap for everything, your claps mean nothing.
That was the only clap, by the way, in the whole thing. But okay.
Yo, Zentience. Thank you again, man, for this big $100 super chat. As a woman, you're supporting a woman. This came through as a TTS. Big thank you, man. Appreciate it. We will pull up the stats here.
What
soon.
is a 304?
It's a hoe.
It's a
It's a hoe.
It's a hoe.
It's the internet
Spelled
term
in
so they don't
numbers.
get blocked.
Oh my god, you
or
guys
whatever.
are so weird.
I know.
Yo, Derek, man. Thank you for the super
What
chat.
you mean is
I
weird.
didn't even think about
That's
that.
like it's been going back for like
Hold
30 years.
Hold on. Let's just do the super chats. Ask each woman on the panel how important it is to have a low body count for a high value man. As well, ask if you understand what constitutes what a high value woman is. I want quick answers,
like
guys.
this. Okay, yeah.
So body count, does that matter in a male partner for you? And
Zentience super chatted
Oh
$50.
goodness.
Gentlemen, be well, safe, and stoic. Work out, work on yourself, and focus improving your own life. Travel, expand your horizons, and never let these copulatory sperm rags distract you more than a night.
He had me in the first half.
that Zentience has got quite the vocabulary. He's quite a articulate man. Copulatory sperm rags. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before.
Love how you view women.
Do you guys want to respond to Zentience calling
Yeah,
you
go fuck yourself.
copulatory sperm rags?
Well, more importantly, I think the first half of your message is great, but that last half, like what? Okay, I think if you don't have a girlfriend right now, it's probably because you view her as a cum rag if she doesn't meet your standards, which is crazy.
Also, like,
What?
Never mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, let's keep the.
Yeah.
No. It was that question.
Oh, this question. Yeah, real quick on
Oh,
this,
that's
guys.
right.
So, does a guy's body count matter, and what constitutes high value woman? If you can give a quick answer, go ahead.
If I'm not insecure in the connection I have with somebody, if I like them enough, body count is meaningless to me. And what constitutes a high value woman? I don't subscribe to the ideology.
Okay.
High value woman.
Body count does not matter. I've had sex with some very high value men who also have a high body count. So what does that make a difference? And what was the last part of that?
What's a high value woman?
I think whatever woman wants to call herself a high value woman. I think highly of myself. So like I place myself in high value. It's not really up to anybody else to determine that. So thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Agreed.
So,
Dab me up, bro. Dab me up.
Body count
you.
does not matter to me personally. I don't think it's ever really mattered to me. And
I kind of agree with Valence, actually. I don't really think high-value men, high-value women should
The smartest man in the world super chatted $49.99. Delusion. Solipsism is greater than 9,000. The panel's inability to own their behavior without deflecting, distracting, and arguing the exception is manipulation. Over lifetime
Pull it up, Eric, if you can find it.
Also, we've all
It's
owned
probably
Yeah, we definitely
where's
owned
the
everything that we've
distracting?
said, actually.
Clearly, you haven't been here
the whole time.
hold on. Over lifetime average, U.S. man adds 225,000 to economy. Average U.S. woman drains 122K over life. Hashtag repeal the 19th. Okay.
Oh, we're not getting into that.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting one.
We'll
Okay.
take the exit.
Okay, back to the question.
Okay.
Disgusting.
That's
I
loaded.
did. I'm not going to comment on the repealing of women's suffrage, but I did see there was something, and this was statistically shown that in terms of benefits, women are a net negative in terms of what they contribute in terms of taxes, and men are a net positive. Go ahead.
Can I comment on that? Okay, so today actually is a really great example. I had a patient, she's in her 70s. She was telling me about how when she divorced her husband in the 70s because he was abusive, she couldn't get a line of credit, she couldn't get a job, she couldn't get a house. She didn't have like all of the financial things set up for her because of the way that women were basically considered in Texas in the 70s. Women weren't able to open up their own bank accounts until like literally the 70s. So the fact that like we are not as a contributor to the economy, we haven't had as much time or rights, education, ability than men.
I would really like to chime in here.
Well, one thing, I'm black, so I was pretty much in the same situation.
So then you totally feel me on that.
But now, like, I'm what you consider a high value man, so
Well,
I don't
sure.
really use it as an excuse.
But ditto, because I
well,
work
this
in
is-
medicine, so I'm contributing to my economy. I mean, same difference. You know what I mean? Like, we don't
I
fit
think
the statistics.
This sentiment truly shows how little domestic labor is valued in
Ooh,
society.
yes.
I don't think this has to
That
do
part.
with finances. I think domestic labor is perfectly valid, and sometimes
I agree with that.
and
yeah.
necessary.
I gotta give a
it's
shout
like-
out to the single moms too, because
Heck yeah,
Absolutely.
who are working
So
and
single
taking care.
dads, single parents in general, just it's
Yes,
very
absolutely.
challenging to be a single parent in this day and age.
That actually you make a very good point, and
Thank you.
that's a good point. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you've been making
What
girl.
I would like to see maybe like because there were some differences in the past, I would like to see the analysis of I don't know what the appropriate term is, but
What,
of say
Domestic labor would be a cost
of men current people between the ages of 20 and 40, their net
Yeah.
benefit on the tax system.
I think
or their
I
I'd be
just put a new
interested.
study out in the last couple of months, like pertaining to something like that. If you feel like researching, I don't.
Okay.
I'm going to look it up. I would also like to say, too, that the
mm-hmm.
40... this is touching on it, and then I'll be done. But the 40-hour work week is also based off of having all of your, like, domestic needs met. Like, that was the original intention of the
Absolutely.
40-hour work week. And it was also supposed to originally cover the whole family for the 40-hour work week. So, I mean, like... Our whole financial system is based off of the family unit and men being a single earner for the whole family. But our economy is so screwy that we now all have to be single people earners. And so it's kind of just difficult.
Well, I mean, the reason why now both people have to work is, and I think
Inflation.
it's good. Well, it's a very nuanced thing, so I don't want to diminish it to just one thing. But the reason you now need two incomes to support a family, and I think this is perhaps only a small minor detraction of what happened. I think it's fantastic that women are in the workforce.
Education, absolutely.
No, okay, hold on. I think it's fantastic that women have been able to join the workforce, and I think it's fantastic that we have women that are trying to solve some of the most difficult problems, such as cancer. I think I'm in favor. Let's throw as much labor and resources as we can towards solving age-related disease, Alzheimer's, cancer, disease, all this stuff, right? However, there's socioeconomic and cultural impacts when you basically open up the labor pool to you're basically doubling the labor pool when we kind of opened the market up to women to start working.
Totally. I mean, that's what I was saying.
I think that's a good thing, but that's I would say, the primary reason why you now need 2 incomes to provide family.
Well, that and also inflation. But I would also say that, that is very true. Women.
But ultimately, to say that women are worth less because they contribute less financially,
it's just
a false equivalent, frankly, because that's completely negating domestic labor entirely, and it's just not fair, frankly.
I would have to look and see if we looked at younger age cohorts. Well, to be fair, though, here's the thing: is that women have been graduating from university at higher rates since the 1980s. So women who graduated in 1980, they're now in their 60s, their retirement age. So we've had equality in university graduation rates since the 1980s.
But that was the beginning. It wasn't really like...
Okay, sure, yes. But that's not to say that gender roles are not still present. If gender roles weren't still present, we wouldn't be on this podcast talking
Eric,
about
how long
men
has
and
the
women are
super
different.
chat been up?
Just came up.
Oh, okay.
Well, also, like, I coach a lot of millionaires. No billionaires yet, but I'm working on it.
He's working
But
on it.
I coach a lot of millionaires where they literally have to set like a divorce budget aside. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's so sad.
No, but it's a
but
smart
it's the
thing to do when you
reality,
make a
you
lot
know?
of money.
So it's
You have
like
to protect yourself.
A lot of women are making a lot of money just off of the marriage.
That's true.
The marriage
no,
system
that's for
alone,
sure.
you know?
Eric, can you pop the door open, get a little fresh air going?
I would also like to add something that I feel like there are a lot of men watching this podcast who feel like women are always out to find a super financially stable man. And I will be a woman who openly admits, if I can take care of all the finances myself, I would love to. I would
agree.
love
That's
to
my
do that.
goal.
I would love to do that. I would be more than happy to do that because I know that,
What?
I'm serious. I feel like
But which one would you love more? To
Honestly-
take care of the finances or to have
honestly,
a man?
I
who's-
would love it to be equal. I would love it to be equal. I would love to take care of whatever necessities like I need and whatever necessities he needs.
I
How much-
would
But
love
over
to take
the-
care of my partner, personally. I really believe that. I would love to take care of my partner. We're
I feel
not there
like
yet.
so many women say that until it's like 40 or 50, and then they see the guy like not leveling up their finances, and then they're gone.
No,
no,
absolutely
I don't
not.
know.
My partner does more of the domestic labor in our relationship.
Same.
Well,
That's the
just-
fact.
I
He cooks
wanna-
for me, he cleans for me, and I bring home the income. We currently are not 50-50. We're more like a 75-25 split. But I personally love it. I mean, my mind isn't going to change anytime soon. I love my partner and I love our situation.
So I just want to ask you guys, because you guys are both do OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Are you guys able to share your monthly? You don't have to give exact numbers, but maybe a range of how much you make on OnlyFans.
I would like to respectfully decline.
Yeah, I would like to not share that number.
Well, it's sort of contextual, just because we're talking about earnings.
I will say
because
that
most women. Because here's the thing with OnlyFans, you can make such an obscene amount of money.
I don't make an obscene amount of money. I will say that right now.
Okay.
I am not.
I agree,
I am
yeah.
not
Wait,
one of
what's-
those.
Okay, so I mean, I feel like people were making like obscene amount of money like at the beginning, and now that it's kind of just like a regular subscription service.
Women are making a lot of money.
No,
still.
it has to do
are.
with celebrity status.
Yeah.
If you have celebrity status, it's easy to rake in a lot of money. I think, I know this is going to be controversial on this podcast. A lot of men like to view OnlyFans as like not real labor or not a job. But I'd like to say that you're still delivering a product. You're essentially in sales.
I
But the
also pay
sales
my
of
taxes, bro.
Like sexuality. True, and we are also taxpayers
Yeah.
in addition to that. But there is a product to be sold. This isn't like I opened a page and I have all these simps. That's not how it works. I think that's the perception of men. They think that like, oh, you're a woman, you exist, money flows to you. That's not the case at all. It is very different. But if you have celebrity status, it's easy to open a page. The moment you open a page, tons
But
of people are
I
ready
would
to
like to
join
give
because they
you-
already like you.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
guys both a question on
Sure.
this. Do you know any women, maybe for you guys, you guys work incredibly hard with your OnlyFans. You spend a lot of time on your content. I mean, you guys do some costume cosplay stuff. So
Yeah.
I think there's a level of effort
Yeah.
that goes into that. But there are women who are more, say, vanilla. There are some women who are more vanilla. They just take nude photographs of themselves with their iPhone, upload it. So you might know within your network that there are some women who do put in less effort than you, and they make a decent amount of money.
I'm not going
Well,
to disagree to that.
can I say something?
Of course.
I'm like, to a degree, Brian, but also I think it shows that you personally maybe haven't been, I don't know if I can say corn.
Yeah, just
I'll
say corn. Say
okay.
corn.
That you personally maybe don't have as much experience in the corn industry. While there are women sort of like that, there is a lot of work and energy that goes into filming a scene. Lighting, location, lighting, who's filming? Am I paying that person? Are we getting testing done? Testing costs like $300 every time you get it done. Like, so even though maybe you see them as girls posing nude in front of a camera or just like vanilla creators that just film typical erotic scenes, there is so much work that goes into even that. They don't have to be making costumes from scratch like I do.
We're sort of talking about something slightly different. You're talking about like traditional corn.
No, women self-produce now. Most OnlyFans girls that you see, they are self-producing their own videos.
A lot of
and
girls.
It's a lot of work.
I know what you're talking about.
But a lot of girls are just taking photos with their iPhone.
Okay, Brian.
I would love to say that, but I've managed up to 20 women so far, and every single one of them put in the same level of effort.
And I think
so from a personal standpoint, I can say that that's not my experience.
I believe those women who are just taking, the nudes on the iPhone or whatever, again, they have more of a following, so it's a little bit easier for them to navigate that space, whereas they don't have to really commit fully to, make the corn experience in its entirety.
Okay, you wanted to go.
Okay,
go ahead.
I am personal friends with somebody who does make a lot of money on that website.
Sure.
And I know plenty of other models who have as well. And I'm going to be honest, it really does boil down to how attractive they are in the societal sense. I'm not even going to front. I don't want to bring a certain topic into this, but like if somebody has quality, if a woman has qualities that are generally more appeasing to the public, she's still working hard because she still needs a fan base, she still needs all that, but money will come easier to her. I'm not denying that.
That's what I was going to say is like a really exceptionally attractive woman, she can, if you're less attractive, you're going to have to put in more effort in other ways.
But it also, I'm going to touch on the celebrity aspect again, and I'm going to just use some of my own numbers that I feel comfortable with.
Sure.
When I first started, and I had a little bit of a social media following because I've been in the cosplay scene since like 2012. I've been doing this for a really long time.
For sure.
Yeah, right? I've been doing this for a really long time. You want to know how much I made my first month? I made $25. I made $25 my first month. And I don't want to name drop, but like, there are plenty of celebrities opening up pages now. Mm-hmm. There was a celebrity who turned 18, I think in 2021, and she made $5 million on her first date.
Are you calling Daniel Bergoli or whatever?
I don't know.
No.
Bad Baby.
No.
She's one of them though. Yeah.
There was
But
also.
I feel like it's those creators that have sort of skewed your perception of how money flows to women.
Well,
who
I mean,
have
we've
an
had some
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans girls on the show, and they've shared.
A week or two ago.
We had some 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, and then we had like 8 OnlyFans panels.
I just want to say that, like, yes, there are people making obscene amounts of money, but that is not the case for everyone. I personally would say that I make a very average income, or like a little bit above an average income, what I would working a part-time job.
Okay, so but just to bring it back to what we were originally talking about. Mm-hmm. You were saying that both of you were saying, and I think maybe some of you agreed, you'd be perfectly okay being the sole breadwinner in the relationship. I think that's fine. If you feel that way, fine. However, I would say most women, generally speaking, would not tolerate their partner being a stay-at-home person. And here's, I'll let you come in just a sec. Well, didn't mean it like that. Hold on. I'll let you come in.
Yes.
In just
Holding I see. I get it.
Okay. All right. that got a little spicy there. So most women, for example, a woman who's an attorney would probably not look a guy's way who works at Starbucks or who works at Chick-fil-A. No. However, a male attorney would gladly date an attractive woman.
TikTok.
That's personal preference.
That's 100%
There's a stay-at-home husband for a lawyer wife.
Bruh,
they're very
let's
popular.
just talk about the generality.
Generally speaking, most women want to date men
Sure.
that are on their level or higher,
I'll
whereas
give that to you.
most men, so long as she's pleasant and attractive, we really don't care about
Then
your
set
money.
higher
It doesn't
standards
matter.
for
Yeah,
yourself.
that almost seems like an issue. I feel like that comes back to what we were talking about.
Like
Men
old
should be
school
setting higher standards.
standards.
for
Yeah,
themselves.
if
But
you don't want...
it doesn't. Well,
yes.
I could set the standard of I want a woman that makes $200K a year, right?
Okay.
I could set that standard. Well, one, that would limit my pool of potential partners.
Totally.
It's a standard that I don't, quite frankly, I don't really care about a woman's money. It's great for her, but here's a reason, one of the reasons why men don't really care about it. There's an evo-psych reason, because evolutionary, historically, men, we were the providers and protectors. So evolutionary, we haven't evolved to really look for a woman to provide for us. And also the way most men and women move, like, it's just not going to work out. The big thing is, though, at least for me, is that even if a woman does make money, women do not share their resources with men the same way that men share their resources with women. Men will spoil women. Women, generally speaking, don't spoil men.
And
you know, I could agree with that. And I would say that women need to court men more.
We were actually
100% right now. I love courting men. I love taking men on dates, truly. And again, maybe this has to do with me being a dominant woman and liking more submissive men, but I love courting men.
But you just pointed out the whole thing. You say you're a more dominant woman.
Wait,
right?
I want to add in on
so
that.
you're an outlier, though, because most women, we've had a lot of women on this panel, and generally speaking, I would say most women, like, first off, they want the guy to pay for the first date. They want the guy to do the more traditional courtship. They don't want
that. I think that has to do with
But
gender
you're-
And I do have to say, like, and that's, I have a hard time with that because I am such like a, you know, like go for women type of person, but I have that traditional mindset of like, you know, like I want the guy to be the sole provider if we're going to have, you know, like building a life together. And that's just unfortunately like in my brain, the way
but
that
it's interesting.
Super
Hold on, guys.
$50. Question for the women. How often do you guys think about your moral values, and do you believe having moral values are important when it comes to dating? Thanks for the show, Brian. Interesting to watch.
Thank you, Matt Lemons. Appreciate it.
Do you want to do like a quick round?
What is the question? How often do you guys think about your moral values?
How
and do you
often
believe
do we think about them, and do we believe having them
like
is important?
10-second answer.
Okay.
Go.
Constantly. I'm ethical non-monogamous, and so I'm constantly thinking about honesty and morality within that dynamic. 100%.
I'm usually thinking about my morality unless I'm drinking tequila.
The laugh effect.
What was the question?
How often do you think about your moral
we
values?
just skip.
Whenever I'm at work.
Okay.
Because you know it's important to.
I think about them all the time.
I also think about it constantly, and I do think it's really important when it comes into your dating life because, like, let's be realistic. You're only going to vibe with somebody or get along with somebody that you're in a relationship with that has similar, if not the same, moral values as you.
Oh, are we talking about sex moral values?
No.
Well, it's just
values.
a
Sorry. Like a quick text to
so we were talking about courtship and what
Traditional values.
So
you were saying that you like a guy to pay for you to do the traditional courtship, but I have a question for you. I mean, given some of the things you've told us, you don't strike me as a traditional woman.
Right.
Yet you expect or want traditional courtship from a man.
Right.
How do you reconcile that?
That's where I have like a dichotomy internally, like an internal dialogue where I'm like, I don't know if it's I've grown up with a, you know, more traditional minded family, and that's just kind of been instilled in me, and my dad's a provider, so that's kind of the way that I look at men is, you know, the strong provider character. I honestly haven't looked much insight into that, but you're right. Like I'm not a traditional
I have something to
looking
say.
women, and I'm not a traditional based woman in that regard, but definitely when it comes to like being courted and courting others, I tend to take the more traditional route.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I say that even though I'm a woman that tends to court men myself, I don't think there's anything wrong with that because unfortunately we live in a society. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to do that. But truly, we live in a society where gender roles are established, and when you're going on a first date with somebody, you don't know this person. You don't know them at all, right?
Totally.
That's like the whole point. And so you don't know their perspective on men, women, dating, gender roles. And so it's almost like an initial test because there are unfortunately a lot of men who see how you behave on the first date and who pays almost like a test. And I've talked to a lot of men that have said that if they pay for the date, I mean, some men think it's a red flag, but a lot of men also say that they want to pay for the first date. It like
I've heard
almost
that
like as a
before.
sign of respect for the woman, or like if a woman respects herself, that
She'll let him pay.
He'll pay.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard that before.
And I
I've
think
heard
that's
that. I mean,
interesting.
I would love your take on that, but
I don't pay for the first date.
okay.
I think that
I'll
just
split.
really
I split. I just
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Well,
I think
and
that
also,
just
wait, quickly.
Unless
because,
she's like in college or something.
Oh, sure.
Then
Financially.
Even
I
if you
guess
ask
if there's
her?
like a financial, huh?
That's
even
exactly
if you're
it,
the one
yeah.
to prompt
Yeah,
the date.
if I say, hey, do you want to go grab a drink? Do you want to? Well, I don't do dinner dates, but if I said, hey, do you
Oh,
want
well,
to go
that
grab a
makes more
drink?
sense if you don't do dinner dates.
I
So
don't
drinks are
do-
easier to split
Yeah.
than dinner.
Brian, do you not like to court women? I
Do
mean,
I?
it's a genuine question.
No.
No?
No.
Would you prefer to be courted?
Oh. I just say no courtship. There's no courtship. Just let's
But
hang
I like
out.
that
Get it
even
started?
in
Let's
even
just
in
hang
your
out.
answer, I really like that you acknowledge the financial difference as being an aspect because I think that also plays into
Totally.
generals.
Yeah.
That like if you're in a position, and I mean maybe that's a power dynamic, right? If you're in a position where you're financially better off than the woman you're seeing, I like that you at least admit that you're like, I'd be happy paying, knowing that like I'm way more well off than the person I'm on a date with.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
That I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, but I'm not like if I'm pursuing a woman and she's making $100K a year. I've dated. I mean,
Okay.
I've dated a dentist. I've dated more nurses than I can count. I've dated like 3 attorneys. I've dated a surgeon. I've dated a doctor. I've dated like they're making money.
Sure.
Yes.
They can pay, you know.
Okay.
But if I'm dating someone who's a barista, or if I'm dating a girl who's a college student or a grad student or something, then in those situations, I'm more willing to pay. But there's another component too. If she's for the streets, I'm probably just not interested to begin with. but like my take is that here's the thing. Most women, I would just flat out pay all the time if women were traditional. I would adhere to my traditional
see.
gender roles under those circumstances. But the majority of
Derek
women,
Manx one super chatted $49.99. I don't get it. Are you looking for an actual man or are you looking for clients?
Oh
are you
my
are you
God.
Derek Mann? Are you
is so
saying
funny.
are you saying that they're pandering?
That, you know
are
what?
you saying
That's
that
the
they're
funniest comment
pandering?
I've seen this whole time. Clients, I love that.
Okay,
So the majority of women, I'd say, are not traditional women. Ergo, I don't feel obliged to
Well,
adhere to my traditional
This
gender
sounds like a
roles.
bigger concern to me. This sounds like you are concerned of being manipulated.
I don't want to be a sucker. Is
Well,
the
that-
thing?
You don't
That's-
want to
that's
be
a recurring
manipulated.
theme.
That
Yeah.
checks out. I mean,
And
that checks out to me.
And I would like
That's
to add
fair.
that that comes back to the individualism. That comes back
Agreed.
to it's a case by case basis,
It is,
right?
yeah.
I think where we start to get in trouble in the dating pool is generalizing too much, right? All the women on this panel have been constantly talking about individualism and how everyone has a different experience with every person, but you two specifically keep on saying, well, let's generalize.
Whoa.
And
Well,
the thing is, well, can
okay,
I finish?
sure.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
And I
Look.
understand. No, wait. I understand that the
Yeah.
generalization is important. I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm saying when you constantly think about the generalization, it's going to hinder you from individually connecting with a person. That's all I wanted to say. And yes.
I don't usually generalize. I always say like women are in different categories. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So I have a radar where I can look at a woman and know like I'm not gonna pay for her because she's already expecting it.
Okay.
This kind of woman, she's more traditional, so like fuck it, I'll pay for her.
Uh-huh.
And then the other woman is just like I'm not even gonna go out on a date with them. I'm just
And
gonna
that's perfectly
invite them
fine.
to the crib.
What's the difference between traditional and expecting it? Because isn't traditional values expecting the man to pay
Yeah,
for
that's a
you?
good question.
Like, what do you mean by expecting it? And also, I also wanted to ask you, isn't
Expecting
putting
it-
people in categories generalizing them as well? So it's still like a
No,
generalization.
She just said individualism.
Yeah. But when you place women in a category, you're
They're general
generalizing them to
categories.
that category.
Because I've seen every single type of woman.
But
Like
there's-
I have a very diverse perspective. I'm probably the
Type.
only guy who's literally been with every race and every type of culture.
Well,
Where's the sound
don't
effect for
speak
that?
too fast.
Have
but
you
go
ever
ahead.
been with an asexual
Do
dom?
you have a punch card?
No, I'm not talking about like you guys,
Oh, okay,
you know.
okay. I see.
But
I see.
yeah, so I've seen everything. So
Seen it
if
all.
Right.
if she's the type of woman who she's hella bougie and shit like that, like I'm not gonna pay for her because she's expecting it. You know what I'm saying? I
Again,
don't like that. I
you're
feel,
afraid to be
Bougie
I,
girl,
I
then
agree
be
with what he said,
traditional?
where it's like those type of bougie women, you already know that they're expecting some shit. So I'm not gonna be the sucker.
Yeah.
To do
so
that
it comes
shit.
down to the manipulation factor of like you don't want to be manipulated when you go off.
It's
on
not
the
about
first date.
not wanting to be manipulated. It's just that you can peep shit from like a wide angle and just see like she's not the one to do it with.
Why?
Peep it.
I just told you.
Because you're afraid she'll take advantage of you.
Why are you guys saying like afraid she will take advantage of you?
Okay.
And that's manipulation.
Well, that's what you're trying to avoid, right? That's the whole point. That's what we're saying.
So in my case, how me and Brian were talking about how I have like a more kind of traditional value in that mindset, but like I don't present as a, you know, like
traditional
Wait, what?
girl.
What's the body count again?
Too high for you to count.
Close to mine.
How would you like approach this, like hypothetically? How
Well,
would
that's
you
what I'm
approach the
saying. I have a
situation?
radar, so from the first moment I saw you, like I know like what type of woman you are.
Wait, can we actually, if
God.
you
Oh,
feel
shit.
comfortable, I
What?
would really be interested in if anybody else is comfortable.
Oh my God, yes.
I would
And
love to be read. I would
Yeah.
love to
Yeah,
be
go
read.
for it.
Oh my
Yes,
God, what? Go for it.
Okay,
And
so
Elijah.
I already
Nothing to
knew
the spot.
you like could I tell her about the
What?
smoking and shit
The smoking?
outside?
Oh yeah, because
Because we were smoking.
Oh yeah, so
Oh,
I pull up and like she's smoking a J outside.
Yeah.
So I'm like already like, okay, yeah, she's probably promiscuous.
Wait,
because
wait,
we
wait.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
What?
Wait,
That's
wait,
the stupidest assumption I've ever heard.
Okay,
is
I would like to let
wait.
him finish.
I was trying to calm my nerves,
though.
but okay.
You heard it here. Don't smoke weed or you're a whore.
You're a slut. if
Don't you dare.
Okay,
You
we did ask
filthy
him to
horse.
read us. and
No
we
more
are fair,
marijuana.
and fair.
Yeah, we are being
Hold on, let
unfair.
me play this stupid soundboard thing.
I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
So, okay, she's a drug
Yeah, to
user,
be
and
fair.
No, but it's
No,
not. It's
that's,
not.
that's a very
No, that's not what he
extreme
said.
thing
No,
to
look, look.
say.
Yeah, we asked him to read us. We asked him to read us.
Yeah.
Read us.
guys.
The radar isn't just the drug use. It's just I can look at a woman and within like 3 or 4 seconds know what type of
Was
woman
it the
she is.
armpit hair? Can you show the armpit hair again?
Yeah, that one too. Like off top, I'm already knowing. So the cosplay girls, low key, you just know. You know.
Freaky.
I didn't know it was gonna be like 300 bodies, but I'm gonna be real. It was probably like 100 or something like that.
Wait, can you guys do an ooh really quick separately?
The smartest man
hold
in the
on.
world super chatted $49.99. Camera said you sold alter objective
Wait,
reality.
shh.
You literally cost more than you're worth and you're allowed to vote against, tax, or draft me without any consequence to you. Why do I have to die to protect and fund you?
Pull it up, Eric.
Fund
Oh,
your
you're going to
OnlyFans
war?
career.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
are you a soldier?
Pull it up,
Thank
pull
you
it
for
up,
your
pull it up.
service.
Why do I have to die to protect?
Do you think
Oh,
this
hide it,
Owen
hide it.
super chatted $50? You
hold
know
on.
what traditional means. Stop capping and gaslighting. You don't get to act like a 304 then want to get treated like a lady. Traditional equals low body count, feminine, non-combative, family-oriented.
See, and that's
Moral,
where I think I
etc.
disagree. I think
Submissive, doesn't argue, lets me tell her what to do. I love that in a woman. I just want to
love being
control her.
small.
Oh, God,
think
that's so
and
sexy.
quiet like a
comes
mouse.
from like, you know,
I think
tradition.
all of these guys need a hug.
Yeah, you guys
Well,
need some
100%.
love.
I get plenty of hugs. We
No,
don't need a
not you
hug.
guys.
I'm
These
like,
guys.
No, no,
These
you're good. You're
commenters,
Gucci.
You guys
Dude.
need some love.
These guys in the chat, they're all Chads.
Yeah.
They're
love.
Chads.
Hey,
Chad.
Chad's cool. Don't worry
Chads.
about Chad.
Okay.
I'm not into
All
chat,
right,
so that's
all right.
Okay,
okay.
but in all fairness, we did ask you to read us.
Continue, yeah.
Continue.
I'll just do her. She's the last one. Right?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
She
Emma?
was smoking
Yeah, no,
with me,
yeah,
by
you
the way.
are,
So
you
are
are.
you
I
making
was-
the
I
same
was-
Well, I
assumption?
didn't see her
Oh,
smoke.
that's so
so
BS.
I just
Get
saw
outta
the tat
here.
on the tricep, and I've dealt with like 20 girls who have tats on their tricep. So I
Well, you want to know what's
automatically know.
hilarious though? This is actually a tribute tat. This is a tribute for my
Well, I don't
grandparents.
know
I
it's
feel
a
like-
tribute.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
just looking at the rows and
And just the
Assumptions.
placement. Like, what if I put it back here because I mean, I work with children, and so some parents don't
Well,
really
within
like
the first
tattoos.
30 seconds, do I know that you
No,
work
but
with
that's
children?
what I'm saying is that you're already in the first 3 to 4 seconds you're putting this label on a person
Because 99% of the time it's right.
99, I would say 85.
Do you find
Well,
it
you
valuable?
just said that you have a 20 body count,
Yeah,
right?
but what did you think I
lowest one
had?
here.
You thought I had what?
I thought it was going to be like
Especially
15,
It-
17.
15,
That's so close
17.
to 20.
That's so like
That's 3 away.
That's what I just said. I
Yeah.
can tell by my radar that it's close to 20.
But just because I had a tricep
Rax,
tattoo.
Can
I told you it's the whole aura.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
like
what's up?
like an actual genuine question, right? Do you feel like it's hard for you to connect with women that you actually enjoy the company of?
No.
No. Okay. So you feel like the pool of women that you've created for yourself by setting your standards, which is totally up to you, is good?
I just say yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to ask.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
So, do you have a facial hair preference for men? Like beards, no beards?
It's funny that you
That's
say
so
that
funny.
because I haven't, but my partner has a beard and I'm into it. So.
But so, like, for example, some women prefer a guy clean shaven. Some women like beards.
I don't really
some women don't care.
Actually, you know what it is? It is as long as you're maintaining it in like a nice way. You know, like your beard is like nicely
That's all right.
maintained.
It's all right.
Like it could use like a little bit of a
actually
liner.
pretty nice.
However,
a
it's
lineup.
clean. It's clean. It's not straggly.
Brian's
You know
like,
what I mean? Like
"Ooh."
it's nice. You looked in the mirror and you brushed it this morning. I guarantee.
It doesn't look like pubes.
So
is
like,
what she's trying to say.
yes, thank
Yes.
you. I was trying to be nice about it. It doesn't look like pubes. It looks great.
Oh, okay. All right.
Basically, but what I'm saying is like if you have a dude that has like a mustache that's like very clearly overgrown or like aftershave that's like 5 o'clock shadow that he's like not taking care of his like skin. I work in derms. Skin and hair. are really-
Vincent70 and super chatted $50. I didn't say submissive or manipulated. You read into that yourself, Miss Pennywise. It says a lot about you that if someone is non-combative to you, it equates to them being submissive/a doormat.
Yo, Derpington,
That's
thank you,
literally
man.
it.
Pennywise is so sexy, guys. God, Pennywise gets me.
Okay.
I might be asexual, but Pennywise can get it.
Oh,
Little Skarsgård.
Hey.
Clown thing, my guy.
Get some help.
The clussy
Oh,
power is too
nice.
strong.
Clussy power, be
Clussy
clussy.
power.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait. So just to finish,
Yeah.
just to finish this
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
So, have you ever? Because you do have the underarm hair. Can you show it again really quick? Just because it's
They're really on that.
I guess so. Do women
would-
not do this often? In
would
Europe
if
they do.
if
I
like
know.
you met a guy and you liked him and he was nice about it, but he was like, hey, would you be willing? He was polite, but he's like, hey, would you be willing to shave your underarm hair? Would you be like, would you be pissed off at him, or would you?
I wouldn't really date somebody who would ask me to do that.
Okay.
I think
This is the fall of society.
But why?
Because a woman is allowed to have autonomy over
are
her
you-
body
are you
hair?
saying That,
That's the
are you
fall
saying
of
that the fall of
society,
society
dude.
is that
Not
I like my own
capitalism.
body autonomy. And if somebody told, it's okay. Honestly, it's the same thing as like guys telling that they like women to be fully Brazilian waxed. I will not date somebody who tells me that. He's automatically off of like my list of approved, because I think that having somebody tell you what you should do with your own body isn't right. And like if that's your preference, that's fine. But I'm not going to give.
I'll tell you one thing on the beard thing. I think almost the past partners I've had because I've only been growing a beard for like maybe a year or so. I trim it or whatever. But almost every single girl, one girl said she liked it. Almost every single girl has been very vocal about them not liking facial hair.
I like my partner's beard. I think really what it is like.
But I'm not offended by
I'm
it. I'm
saying
just
is,
like,
That's
tough
personal.
luck.
I mean, it's
I'm
personal
keeping
preference.
this shit.
Exactly.
And
So
it's
why
not
should it
fair
be
for
the
you to get rid
same-
of it. Yeah.
No, but I
Same
don't
sentiment.
get. I'm not like.
Oh, I see what
upset.
you're saying.
I'm
So
not
you're
triggered.
like, well, why would I not
Okay.
want it? So I think the difference is, and you know what? Maybe in a setting where it is more polite, I might be a little more open to it. But I'm not gonna lie. A lot of my experience with male relationships before the pandemic, before I was having fun, was really abusive. I was very controlled, and I was living with him, and so like a lot of where I am strong in my convictions comes from where I was oppressed before.
Oppressed? That's a strong
Couldn't you
word.
have left the relationship?
Oh my god.
So
I
yes,
think that goes like in a that's just a totally different territory, because there are lots of
Completely
different places
different.
where you can
Let's
definitely
not get into that.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's get back to the super chats. But before we do the super
yeah.
chats, we have our good friend Stiffer.
Stop it.
Oh, what?
Get some help.
that is
Whoops. Hold on. Let me stop. Okay. We're still figuring that one out. Ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. And we're going to start with you. Go ahead.
Why are we starting with me?
We've been starting over
Let's
there.
not.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna
No.
I'm gonna
Him.
just
Why
say
doesn't he
that
start?
if we're gonna
Actually, why don't you start?
No, we have the girls go first, then we'll give ours.
okay,
Ladies first.
I mean, I don't really like to gauge myself on a 1 to 10 basis. I think that
Your physical appearance.
Yeah.
We're talking physical appearance.
Again, I'm talking physical appearance. I feel like my look could be a 10 to a lot of different people, but my look could also
generally
be
speaking.
Generally speaking, like that's what I'm
What's
saying.
the
Like,
first
Okay, how
number
about
that
in
comes
society-
to
an
mind?
8
No, no, no,
to
hold
a
on.
10 is
Let's-
my general gauge
but-
is that I will give myself. I think I'm
Yes.
anywhere from an 8 to a 10. I think when I get myself all dolled up, I'm a fucking 10. I know I'm a fucking 10.
Okay, then just
regardless
say
of
that.
what it is. But I also think that I could look like a fucking 10 and somebody out there could be like, damn, she get 3. Yeah,
Who gives a
probably.
fuck?
But
if they
okay, forget about what other people would rate you. What is your self-assessment?
My self-assessment would be a 10.
Yes,
That
it
would
is,
be my
girl.
self-assessment.
yeah,
I think I'm a very
I
pretty
will
girl.
not be giving one.
Why?
Respect.
Because
Yeah,
honestly, I told you before that I grew up as a fat kid, right? I've always been the fat girl. I've always had to deal with that, and I've had plenty of self-esteem issues. There are some days where I feel really good about my appearance, and there are some days where I feel bad. It's the same thing, but I will not limit myself to a 1 to 10 scale because I know that I have more to offer than my appearance.
So why don't you just say 10?
Because it's
I don't
insulting.
because I don't want to give myself a number because I think limiting myself to a number is so
How is a 10
disrespectful.
limiting yourself?
Because I
it's
might
on
have
the
more to
scale.
offer. I
A
don't
10
think,
out of 10 means 100%. There's no.
but I don't like playing into that narrative of rating on a number, and so I won't be giving myself
I
one.
agree.
It's
I'm
kind of
gonna be
different when you grow
honest.
up with like body
Okay,
image issues.
we're
Yeah,
gonna.
that's
Okay, you're omitting. That's okay. Go ahead.
I concur. I grew up being an ugly duckling, and
Okay, just are you omitting or do you want to rate
you know what?
yourself?
I do omit. It's fine.
You don't want to rate yourself?
No, if I did, I would be a 10, but I just don't really like the whole concept.
Why? Why not?
Because literally,
It's so subjective, and
Here's the
it's
thing.
also like
it
so-
boils down what we. So here's a great example. When I was in 7th grade, we found a list of the boys 1 through 10 where we were all rated. That has stuck with me my whole life. So like, I don't really like the feeling. It gives me the literal ick feeling from when I was sad and alone when I was 12. So sorry, no.
Really.
Would you like to rate yourself?
Fucking 12. But if I had to pick on this atrocious scale, I'd be a 10. An 8 on a bad day.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Would you like to rate yourself?
Absolutely not. I think it's an objectifying question, and I refuse to answer that. I think it's silly.
It's
I would never ask a man that, and I would
Never.
also never put a man on that scale.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys do it subconsciously, though.
No,
Absolutely
no,
not.
Totally not.
I do.
Bruh.
I do.
Yeah, like, what are we talking about? Like,
I do.
no.
the way you go after a guy is based off his attractiveness,
No,
right?
it's not.
No.
Attractiveness doesn't just
The
mean
smartest
Oh,
man in the world super
Hold
chatted
on.
$49.99. I don't think someone who's had 300 different people inside their body in 21 years should be criticizing another person's personal hygiene. You're not My first impression / read on them was
God, people are not paying attention.
What
a
is he
no.
Hold on,
by
pull it up.
hygiene?
When were we insulting personal hygiene?
Hold on, pull it up.
I don't know. The
gotta read
smartest
the
man
rest.
in the world is not very smart.
Ooh,
tonight.
You're not ooh ooh, you're ooh ooh.
ew,
Oh my God.
okay. Ew.
My first impression read on them was not a bunch of Schopenhauer scholars. Okay.
What?
LOL. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, but can I ask?
Wah, wah, wah.
Criticizing another person's personal hygiene? What was that
We're
about?
talking about the armpit
doesn't
hair,
matter.
but we're not circling
yeah.
back.
Okay.
For someone that's criticizing your intelligence, it's very hilarious that he's not on topic at all. So like,
Yeah.
all right. Get it,
so,
buddy.
So you guys said you're not comfortable rating yourselves because you don't want to do a self-assessment, right?
This is an
There was way
insulting
more
question.
than that.
Well, I don't think it's insulting, and I'll tell you why in a sec. But would you guys be, if I were to reframe the question as, what do you think if you lined up 100 men, what do you think they would rate your physical appearance?
That would be even worse.
Yeah.
would be
That's like literally
horrible.
significantly worse.
So
That is
subjective.
so demeaning.
I'd
How's
rather rate
it?
myself.
Okay, I want to ask you. I'm gonna get into the rating thing here in just a little bit. Do any of you? We'll start with you again. Would you date a guy who's shorter than you?
Yes, I have before,
Okay.
actually. My first boyfriend was.
Stop the cap.
Okay, go ahead.
I can like
Okay.
literally.
Would you date a guy?
Photo?
Do any of you?
High five.
Hold on. Do any of you have a height preference for men?
Oh yes.
I mean, like.
Do you have a height preference for men?
Yes, I do.
So you would prefer to date a man who's tall? How tall?
I go for usually 5'9" and up.
And how tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
Okay,
I like to
5'9"
have
and
like
up.
a couple inches, but not to say that I have not dated
But
people who are shorter than me.
But you have
love
a
short
preference
kings.
for
I
a guy
do.
who's tall. What about you?
I do have a height preference.
How tall are you, and what's your preference?
I'm 5'8", and as long as they're like 5'6" and up, I'm cool with that.
So shorter than you and up?
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? I don't think I could see myself dating somebody who's not 5 foot, right? If we're talking about that spectrum.
Let me reframe it. Your future long-term life partner husband. What is his height?
Who knows?
Well, are we all assuming that everyone is like heteronormative here? Because I think that queerness adds like a huge aspect to height.
Absolutely.
Okay,
because
but regardless of their gender,
no, because when you're queer,
gay
you
people
have
exist.
significantly more range, you know?
Okay, we'll keep it moving. Do you have a height preference?
Is that funny? Why is that funny?
It's funny because I don't even know what heteronormative means.
Well,
Woof, a dating coach that doesn't understand what heteronormative means.
Well, I coach men who like
Google
women.
it.
Well, so that's heteronormative. That's what heteronormative
Okay,
is.
so heteronormative means, so like you're heterosexual, right? And so you are a man who is generally attracted to a woman, and the general narrative when we're talking about dating and corn and whatever else is heteronormative, which means that the norm is to talk about a man who loves a woman.
That's what we're talking about.
That is what it means. And so she's just simply trying to add that, you know,
adds an aspect.
Yes, there is a different aspect that is added when it's people of the same genders dating or if they identify differently.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that regardless of gender, at least like
Yep, you already answered that. Go ahead.
I'm 5'1.5", so literally almost everyone is taller than me.
Okay. Do you have a height preference?
I mean,
would you date a guy who's 4'11"? That's exceedingly
it would be really hard
rare.
to find him.
Let's assume that there are men. There are men that short.
I'm sure there's men that short. I know. I mean,
would you date a guy who's 4'11"?
If I liked him, yeah.
Would you be more attracted to a guy who's 6 feet?
I mean, maybe. It depends. Honestly, I'm like more attracted to personality than looks.
All things being equal, would you prefer a guy to be taller?
Not necessarily, no.
So if given an option between two people, say everything the same,
That's not possible. Are they twins?
Just entertain the hypothetical. One guy's 5'2", the other guy's 5'9".
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you prefer?
Depends on how well dinner
Okay,
went.
moving on. Go ahead.
I do have a height preference. I'm 5'6", and I prefer to date men who are over 6 feet. I have dated a short guy, and it was just not for me. I couldn't wear platforms.
Okay, I appreciate that answer. Okay, go ahead.
That's what you were looking for.
I am 5'8". Full disclosure, I wish I was 6'5". I love shorter men. My partner is 5'5", and every day I wish he was smaller so I could carry him like a baby.
I love this mommy energy. No, for real. Mommy baby energy.
The clap music. Classy power. Classy power.
Do you guys have a height preference?
Yeah.
Yeah. If her height doesn't start with 4, she ain't the one.
Damn.
How tall are you, shorties?
I'm 6'1".
Do you want to be able to
Oh my God.
across the room? Like,
We have the same mindset, and I love that.
Jokes aside, I don't care about height really. I'll date a woman who's taller than me, 6'5", don't care. I'll date a girl
That's how I feel.
who's legally a dwarf.
So why were you pushing me?
But I do have a preference for short. I have a preference for short, petite women, but ultimately don't care if she's attractive. Doesn't really matter.
That's exactly how we feel. That's exactly what we
But
were saying.
okay,
He can quantitate it.
I want to hear Rack's preference.
Do you have a height preference?
Oh yeah,
You're 6'5", right?
6'4".
6'4". Okay.
I can't date women who are shorter than like 5'3". So
you're missing out, dude.
No, I
tried it.
I get it.
I had an ex who was 5'2", and it was just like.
I understand.
It's like you're talking like this to her.
Honestly, though, height also does affect intercourse.
That's true.
That is very true.
That was the problem.
So I get that.
I
I get that.
Brian's like, don't talk to me about it.
But you know what? They sell
I'll make it
special
work.
pillows for that, for the height difference.
They do.
I'll just let you know right now.
They sell pills for
Okay,
height difference.
so
I can give you links.
So the reason the reason I asked about height is because we were talking about this rating system. You guys objected to rating someone on a 1 to 10 scale. Now, most of you happen to be outliers in this regard, whether you're being totally forthcoming in terms of your height preferences. I don't know. I'll take your guys' word for it. With that said, with the exception of you, you guys are outliers. The majority of women have a preference for taller men. Women will judge men based off of their height. That is a numerical measurement, quite literally a numerical measurement.
I've heard this, yeah.
So, yeah, so you guys object to this rating scale because it's somehow reducing women. I don't really think it is, because you can rate men on a 1 to 10 scale too, to some sort of numerical value, reducing women to a numerical value. But we all make judgment calls about someone's physical appearance. It could be their body, it could be their face, it could be the symmetry, it could be various characteristics. And generally speaking, if you lined up 100 men, most of them can come to a reasonable assessment and consensus about a woman's physical appearance, and they can assign a numerical number, as can women assign a numerical number about a man's physical appearance. I'm sure we've heard of this game on TikTok. He's a 10, but he blah, blah, blah. He wears flip-flops, some bullshit like that. Oh, he's a 6, whatever. So we use these terms, these rating terms, right? So, there's something about, okay, well, that I missed that part. But, so you guys object to this rating thing, but
I think it's
you guys are outliers about the height thing, whatever. But most women have a height preference for men, whereas most men don't give a fuck about women's height, generally speaking. So
personal preference.
But couldn't we say that men have a preference on weight? I feel like weight,
as do women. Yes, men do.
Okay,
the reality though is that the average man doesn't have a preference on weight. Like, I've seen dudes who are like,
I think it really just comes down back to personal preference, guys, and this idea of generalization.
Yes,
I think that's really what.
Okay, I'm talking about. I'm a dating coach. I deal with guys all around the world.
Yes.
So like, guys, when it comes to weight, there will be a guy who's a 7 or 8, and he'll be dealing with a girl who's like 5'3", 210 pounds.
Okay.
What do you mean? And
what was
you guys just said
sentence?
Yeah,
but okay, just really quick, you were talking about generalities, that we're generalizing, and this is somehow wrong. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How many fingers does a human have?
10.
How many toes does a human have?
Generally.
Yeah, 10.
Well, that's what I was getting to.
Get it.
There are some humans that are born with an extra digit. Some humans
have
11.
Polydactyly.
Yeah.
Yes, some humans have 11 fingers.
Yeah.
However, it is not wrong to say that humans have 10 fingers, because we're speaking in generalities here.
But see, we're talking about
You're talking about something objective. You just mentioned something. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to put the hand up. But you just mentioned something that is objective, right? And a human born with an extra digit objectively has 11 digits.
Yeah, their genetic code is that way.
Exactly. A rating system is completely subjective. Looking at somebody and saying you're a 4, you're an 8.
But no.
It is absolutely
the genetic code
subjective.
that tells that person that they're a 4.
I would
There's nothing objective about that.
Beauty and aesthetics, there's something to, I mean, there's people studying
Christian
this.
Babone super chatted $49.99. Can the rating question start out with a qualifying point system? I believe this may result in a more honest answer and also result in some needed reflection.
What would be a qualifying point system for you, Christian?
What is a needed reflection?
That's too complicated to get into at the moment. Let's shut down the podcast. We're coming up with rules. No, sorry. Yeah, Jesus.
What
Sorry,
I would
guy.
like to add to the conversation is that a person is so much more than how they look, right? A person is so much more than how they look. The heart matters, the brain matters, the feelings matter, the ideology matters. A human is so much more complex than just a 1 to 10
Tell
scale.
that to the 90% of women who would prefer to date men taller than them.
And I would tell them to be more open-minded.
Yeah.
I honestly would.
But here, I think, see,
I cannot do it.
Well,
I'm
I appreciate your
And
honesty.
that's okay.
But
And
that's
your
how
personal preference.
most women think.
Okay, but if you keep on, if you meet me outside on the street and you think automatically that I think like the general woman, then are you really giving yourself a chance?
That's true.
Wait, could you repeat
Okay,
that?
I will repeat that. Okay, so if you meet a woman and you automatically assume that she thinks like the generalized woman, aren't you already gatekeeping your ability to connect with her?
Well, I'm 6'1", so I'm not really.
Okay, but
I'm not really tripping. But short kings out there.
I want you to think about all the outliers as you've mentioned. The outliers of women here. There is objectively one person with traditional values as opposed to what the 5 of us here, right?
Don't forget Kiki.
And Kiki. So all I'm saying is that I feel like if you keep on assuming that a woman thinks like the general woman, then you're limiting your capability to create a connection.
I mean, most women.
See, you're doing it again.
No. But it's not wrong.
It's just for the sake of the conversation.
No, but it's not even for the sake of the conversation. Most women want to date men who are taller than them.
Okay.
Most women are, and the taller a guy gets up until a certain point, then they start thinking, oh, it's going to be awkward. But most women, do they want a guy who's taller than them? Yes. Would they? Oh, he's 6 feet, great. He's 6'1", even better. He's 6'2", even better. He's 6'3", even better. So.
Well, I would like to dial it back a bit, and this connects to exactly what you're saying. But a moment ago, one of you said that the rating system, 0 to 10, whatever, was an objective system.
It is.
Objective based on gender roles and gender norms. Objective based on what is societally beautiful in our society,
Objective.
which
I think
is
evolution.
subjective.
It's based off the evolution.
Which is subjective.
Things too.
Which is subjective.
Well, I mean,
Because in China,
different cultures
they're
have different
completely
evolution.
different. The beauty standard is completely different. What is considered objectively beautiful in China, in India, in Japan is objectively different,
Are any
which
of you
makes it
guys from
subjective.
China?
Facial. Okay.
We're in America, and so we
There's-
have specific gender norms and beauty standards that we adhere to.
So we're talking
that you
about
claim
America.
that your system is based on, but those beauty standards are subjective.
Well, look, I'm team small titty, but all around the world, dudes like big tits. I don't care if you're in Bangladesh or you're in Latin America. I don't know. I don't care where you're at. Guys like big titties. I'm down with small titties. I like small titties.
Okay, but see, you are quite literally proving my point about the generalization, right? You said that your team small chest, and that's great.
Big titties are great too.
Yeah, but
just saying.
We do.
I'm
We
gonna,
love all titties.
I'm
here.
gonna try to explain this in a first-person situation, right?
Okay.
I am chubby. I am tall. I would say I have like a moderate chest, right? Thinking about all of these like attributes, right? If I meet a man and I'm like, oh man, he's not gonna like me because I have a tummy, then I'm limiting my own ability to potentially create a relationship with him. I won't ever know until I try. And I think the fear of thinking more about the individualism aspect of it, I think the fear is just comes from rejection. And I think that's really what it is.
Well, and by saying that like small titties are undesirable, I can contradict that immediately.
Well,
There's
I
so
didn't
many
say
people.
that. I didn't say that.
That was the
All right.
suggestion.
I didn't say that.
That they're the less popular and less valued.
Clarify.
Men prefer.
Clarify.
I would
just wanna
say.
say
I
one
would say
thing.
men would prefer like a bit more in the chest area,
I think
generally speaking.
that is
but-
absolutely your preference because
No, well, it's not my preference because small titties are great too.
He's saying generally.
I would say generally. I'm speaking on behalf of other men. Yeah, I'd say, do they prefer,
But see,
actually, I have kind of a toxic take on this. I'll tell it really.
I also
All right.
do want to
You
hear
don't
Raps
say
that.
wants to say something.
Let me just give this real take on this. So I almost might have a preference for smaller breasts, maybe a little bit. I don't know. But here's, oh God, okay, I'm gonna get canceled, but whatever. Okay, so a woman with big tits, she can be hot, she can be sexy. Oh God, I'm gonna get canceled. She can't be beautiful.
Why? What about Marilyn
Whoa.
Monroe?
Let me finish.
Hold on. A woman, however, with small tits, small breasts, she can be beautiful. If you look at Greek statues, aesthetically speaking, smaller breasts. On the Greek statues, there's something as like big, just like, you know, just giant can crusher of tits. Like, you can be hot, you can be attractive, you can be sexy.
So are you
But
saying you
can you be
sexualize big
beautiful?
titties?
Yeah, that's exactly what
But can
You
you be
sexualize
beautiful?
big titties.
Huh?
That's what you're saying?
I know.
Big titties?
Boobs
Huh?
are sexual?
Brian, I think that that's just
I
your
guess so.
personal
They're not.
preference,
Huh?
and that's
They're not
what
there
it
to
comes
feed
back
babies. They're for your pleasure.
Well, there's a whole bunch of reasons.
Are you asking?
Are you saying that men, Crispy Kim, thank you, man. Are you saying that men are not attracted, don't find large breasts attractive?
That's not what I'm saying. And it's also interesting that you bring up the Greek statue comparison
yeah.
when, again,
What?
that was a societal beauty standard for the time. We have since
Which is also
changed
white
multiple
European.
times.
And, well, our aesthetics today, architectural, I'm getting really fucking... Okay.
Deep.
Our architecture is dog shit. Look at what the fucking Greeks and shit were doing.
Yeah.
The Romans.
I know. What are we doing?
They were just people that created a beauty standard and created statues to be in that likeness.
They had a better aesthetic
I could
than
say,
we do.
okay, that's your opinion, but I could say
it's pretty-
in the 90s,
Huh?
when skinny was beautiful,
Well, that
tummies that Greek statues had was completely undesirable. So like you bring it up almost like an objective fact that like the Greeks knew, and yet we have seen societal beauty standards
Well,
change over time.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, the '90s were a blur because of the cocaine. The cocaine.
But you can't
take away from
you can't
they were
deny that
coming-
they
That's why she
existed.
was so
You know, the
And that the
80s.
societal beauty
Well,
standard
then if we're not
changed.
going to talk
But
about the 90s,
listen.
let's talk about Tweety. Tweety was,
the
who was
fuck?
the model?
Are we talking about
I
cartoons
love
and
that you're
shit?
trying to
Wait, wait, wait.
divert.
No,
I
it wasn't
love
Betty
that.
Boop. It was the
No,
the
listen.
thin model. in
Rax
the
has
50s
something
who
to
changed
say,
it.
Did Rax,
and I
did
would
you?
really like to
She
hear
was
it.
the one who made it.
Oh yeah, it was what you were talking about fear, right? You
Yes,
were saying
a fear of rejection.
I don't think guys fear. Wait, there was something you said before that
Okay,
about
so
people putting people into like a box or something like that.
So what I said is I said that I think when you function as a person and you think that other people function under the general ideology, you're already hurting yourself from trying to create a connection because you might fear rejection. Because you think that they might think like everybody else. And that's what I was trying to say.
It's all about, like, I keep going back to this. It's like what I teach is like having a radar. So like I said, I've dealt with like a very diverse group of girls.
Yes.
So it's like you guys are all diverse. Like you guys are not all the same, right? Yes. So I don't have a fear of approaching you because I know that even though you say that you want shorter guys or something like that, you're still going to respond to strength. You're still going to respond to a guy that's taller than you, right?
I'm going to respond to both.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So why would I tell a guy to limit his strength when I know that more women are going to want strength?
No. Okay, I think you misunderstood what I'm saying. I'm saying that, okay, for instance, right? You say that you teach men to have a radar for these things, right? So let's say
hodar, if you will.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, right? A radar.
He's got a
for
great hodar.
Specific.
He's got one of the best hodars in the business.
A radar for a
He
specific
teaches
attribute, right? So if you look at a girl that
Yeah.
has a shoulder tattoo and you're immediately like, oh man, she's got X bodies, blah, blah, I'm not even going to try. What if you took the time to talk to her and get to know her? Well, no, but listen. It sounds like when you're coaching these guys, you're telling them and you're teaching them to limit their ability to connect based off of this radar.
Let me put it like this, right? A coach teaches their players how to have the most success.
Yes.
Right? So if I'm a basketball coach, I'm going to teach them the strategy that's going to win out most of the time. You're not going to win every game, but I'm trying to get them the highest success rate. So if I know that most defenses being women,
Highest success rate for sex or relationships. Because
whatever you want to
again,
call it,
you're
it's whatever
this
they
metaphor is a conquest. It's women are something to be won. That's
You're
what
putting
you just
words in
said.
my mouth.
You just said women are something to be won, like in a basketball game, right?
No.
With
Bro,
points.
Bro,
No?
I said I'm
Okay, what did you say?
teaching my players
In the game.
how to win
Yep.
a majority of the time.
So I think by win, he just means having more successful conversations or things that made me.
Because like he said, like most guys are virgins, so they're not even at the point where they're at my point. They're trying to get from 0 to 1.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if I can coach guys to get from 0 to 1 by looking for the generalities and knowing how to approach them.
See.
Hold on.
Finish.
And even looking at the exceptions and knowing that a lot of shit is random, then they're going to have more success than the guys who are just going into it looking for the exceptions because they listen to women like you guys.
See, and then this is where I think the difference of ideology between us comes in, right? Because if I was coaching women or men to have more success in the dating realm, I would focus more on them. I would focus on their confidence. I would focus about how they feel
That's what
about
I focus
themselves.
on.
But here's the thing. I would never tell them to focus on generalized qualities of the type of people that they're trying to go after.
But I just asked you a question. I said, do you like strength?
I don't know what that means to you. What does that mean?
In reality, right? When you
Yes.
see a guy
Okay.
and he approaches you on some stuttering, like, hey, I really want your number and like, can I take you out sometime? Or a guy who
That's
just
confidence, not strength.
No.
Bro,
Look, I'm just gonna let him finish.
Strength is it's your intuition feels like, okay, this guy is a dominant guy, right? It's subconscious. You're not gonna say like, oh, this guy's a
Because here's the
dominant.
thing. I deal with a lot of in the anime community, right? I deal with a lot of guys who don't really know how to socialize, who don't really know how to talk to women, how to talk to people. I'm always gonna give them a chance. Maybe
Absolutely.
it might not pan out, and I can see that you're like, oh, what the fuck about that?
Because I've seen so much. I just told you the story of there was a girl who the guy she was talking to is rich, right?
Okay.
But she's not fucking him. She's fucking the guy who is dominant. You know what I'm saying? He just goes after
And
what
that's
he
her
wants.
preference, though, and that comes back to personal.
It's not just preference. I'm saying like this is LA where it's like this shit happens on a mass scale.
It's preference. That's the
It
thing.
is.
mean
It's
it's
clear you've
preference?
never been to a BDSM club.
Okay.
There
Well,
are a
obviously-
lot of people. That's not an outlier. That's not
No,
an
no, no,
outlier.
what I'm
in
saying-
fact,
look,
the
look, look.
archetype of
What
the
I'm-
strong man
what I'm
who
saying
wants
is
to be soft in
she
bed
sees
is
the rich
common.
guy. She sees the rich guy as boyfriend material. She said it herself.
Okay.
So she's making him wait rather than the guy who is direct, who's gonna go after what he wants. She's gonna sleep with him right away. So why would the guy who's rich, if he was up on game, wait that long when he can be like the guy who sleeps
That's
with
up
her
to
right
him.
away?
Well, also, it sounds like in that specific scenario, that is yet again another scenario of a woman manipulating a man.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
That's
my
unethical.
thought.
You
That is
guys,
absolutely
you guys
unethical.
sit here and say it sounds awful, but you guys are not talking to the other women who do this worldwide.
Absolutely we are.
So why
That's-
don't you guys, as
We do, and we tell them it's not
listen.
cool.
no,
And
I'm
if they're
saying
on,
like
if they're listening to this podcast, this is for you too. This
it's
is
not
for
just
women.
the podcast. I'm saying like feminism pushes equality, right?
Yes.
Is there any equality in the dating market?
Currently, there's no equality in the world
The goal is to seek that
right now. I mean, like, think about it, right?
despite
like,
the current existence of it. I mean,
there is no equality in the world.
exactly. There is no equality. That is
Where is
very
the equality
true.
in the
But
world?
feminism
Equality?
is trying to reach the equality of that.
We're in LA.
We are in.
We're in Santa Barbara, actually.
In the Western world,
Okay.
there's equality between men and women. There's equality.
First of all,
Well, it's
No,
interesting
there's
that you
equality.
say that, but it's a
Didn't
contradiction.
You just say that men and women aren't equal like 10 minutes ago?
They're
different.
different.
Yeah, we're different.
Yeah. So then,
so here's
That doesn't mean equal. You even said yourself financially we're not equal in what we
Yeah.
contribute. We're not equal in what we contribute domestically. We're not equal in how we approach relationships.
We're not equal in
equal
sex.
in sex.
Yes.
How can you
But-
say that we're equal?
We're equal in the sense of, okay, when people use the term equality, for example, a man has certain parts down there and a woman has certain parts down there. That's an
Genitalia?
inequality, yes. So in certain regards, we are not equal, but oftentimes, most of the time when people are talking about equality, we're talking about something very specific there.
So what are you
And
talking about?
We're talking about rights and privileges.
okay.
As we just had
And
a right
so-
women are paid
removed
72
from
cents
us.
to the dollar?
Well, the wage gap's been debunked,
Yeah,
but
we don't even have to get.
we don't have to go into that. Okay.
But let's just talk about equality in the dating market. I'm saying
Oh.
like all of you girls, if you guys wanted to go out to the club, you guys are getting in for free, right?
No, are you kidding?
I don't
on a
think
busy
that's
day.
I have.
I literally just had to pay a copay or whatever. What is it
An
called?
entrance fee.
An entrance fee the other
Club.
last weekend.
Can we suspend our disbelief for the sake of the argument?
Try to get the super chat.
I gotta
Okay.
I got a question for X. So this is gonna bring me back to the question I actually wanted to ask you earlier.
Okay, make it snappy.
In
Yeah.
that
So
regard
we
to
can-
like the dating field and how you asking if it's equal. In my experience with the different dating apps, Bumble, Hinge, Tinder, I find that there's a different energy amongst, like Tinder. People typically go to that more for hookups. Hinge, I feel it's more of a serious thing, and Bumble is kind of in the in between. Have you? What is
all
your
of them
take
are
on that?
all of them are for hookups.
Okay.
Like,
Well, yeah.
straight up.
Ultimately, yeah. But I
Yeah.
feel like there's definitely like a concentrated energy when it comes to like Tinder. People are like, oh, I'm gonna use that for like, you know. Like,
Look, what I tell guys is get off of Tinder, get off of Bumble, just go on Hinge. Like, if you
Hinge-
maximize
Hinge
your
is
profile on Hinge, like you don't need the other apps.
Hinge is good. Hinge is good.
You know what?
Hinge is a good one.
I actually think that men should try to meet women in person more.
I would
I'm
love
gonna be
that.
honest.
Well, no, you
I
definitely
don't think dating apps are healthy. I don't think they benefit
I
anybody.
can agree with that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that if you're seeking a personal connection, it should always be in person.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Well, that's kind of like going back to when I was like on the apps and like having personal connections.
Personal connections?
Personal connections, like having dates
Personal-
and going out to
Brian.
dinner
Personal
and enjoying the
connections.
beach. Oh, that's so
Brian.
funny. You know, I mean,
What-
like we can tease me all you want, right? But like realistically,
That's all right.
I was there for human connection. That
Oh.
was really what I was there for.
Yeah, you
And
connected with their bodies.
Oh my God.
Okay.
It's
so
the truth.
you
What
have
do
you
you
have
want?
had sex
I
with
thought
at
we were
least 30 more
past
people than
this.
you.
I
already
just told you
went.
the
Talked about
reality.
this.
You
Come on.
connected
But anyway,
with it.
so what I was trying to make a nice, fun, easy point though. So what I was trying to say is, I think it's really interesting the difference between personal interaction and keeping it on the apps, because people will sit and chat on apps forever, but like, are you actually like really your own real person, or are you just like fronting and never gonna go anywhere?
That's
with
an
that?
L if you're spending a ton of time
Yeah.
talking.
I have talked to
you gotta
so
be
many
quick.
men who have like, yeah, I've never gotten off the chat, and I'm like, but why? Like,
Maybe they're not making the move. Well, I mean,
They
you know
haven't
what?
worked
That's
with
true
me.
because I did make the
Lack of
move.
initiative.
It's
I
because
did
of
make
a
the
No,
black.
please call me. This is my number
Yo.
here. We're gonna just put it on the screen.
honestly, like,
Hit me up to my
honestly, like,
Instagram.
no more than 3 messages, and you should be pushing
That's
for
what
a
I'm
meet.
saying. Like, why are you
boom.
keeping it on the DMs?
yeah, if you're into it, you're into it.
If you're into
Yeah.
it, then go meet the person.
Yeah, and I mean, it is hard to read somebody
Oh,
over
we got a little
messages.
fit
Like,
check
I
going.
agree.
We got a fit check. Okay. All right. There we go. Oh, we did a little spin.
Can we get a 360?
Yes, yes.
Haram!
Okay. All right, let's
Gorgeous.
get these
We
super
love
chat.
it.
Let's get the super chats, guys. Okay. Yo, Derek. Did we? I think
Yeah.
did we do this one?
Yeah.
We did
Yo,
all
we got
these.
Davon Jackson. I'm pretty sure that was a TTS. Thank you, man. Zentience. Dude, thank you, Zentience and Davon Jackson, for dropping all the super chats tonight, man. Really appreciate it, guys. We have a Davon with the, that was another TTS. One of the TTSs might have not gone through. I'm not sure. Zentience again, thank you, man. Appreciate it. We have Frankie K, $20 super chat. Value is innate in women. They are born with it. To attract the best mate, all they have to do is preserve it. Don't get too fat. Don't sleep around. Y'all have devalued the hell out of yourselves.
Oh, okay.
Men value fidelity and innocence.
Are you a virgin, Frankie?
Whoa. Oh my
No,
God.
they just like
Frankie.
girls who freshly turn 18. It's
why-
weird.
What happened
Oh,
to
ew.
the body shaming and shit? Like,
Oh, just
Or-
closer
The
to
That's
body
what I'm saying.
count.
Like, why is he body shaming people?
Who?
Like,
What?
don't get too fat.
That's not body
don't
shaming.
sleep
That's
around.
just
I
kind
would
of
say
facts,
that's kind of
isn't
body
it?
shaming, because like he's saying
Well,
that.
or no,
fatties-
slut shaming
Again,
was
it's
the
a
word.
preference.
Slut
Yeah.
shaming.
Again, yeah, personal preference. That's what it comes down to.
Wait,
guys.
I question for you, Brian. You said that's not body shaming. He's saying don't get too fat. What do
Yeah.
you mean by
Yeah, what
that's
do you
not
mean that's not
body
body
shaming?
shaming?
And then that's like you just said
Wait,
that.
so-
Okay, if he were to have called
No, that's body
me
shaming.
a fat whore, that would be body shaming. But saying don't get fat,
But as a way
that's
to
just-
attract the
that's
best
just-
mate. That's saying that you cannot have weight on your body to attract
Yeah,
the
how
best
dare you have
mate.
weight?
You know what I mean?
It's
like,
the
He
reality.
said, but that's
but
just
like, but isn't that come down to
both-
the
but-
subjective,
It is a
objective?
societal beauty standard, and it's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Well, it's-
we bring up a good point. Society tends
Okay,
to be
forget-
fat
hold on.
phobic.
That's
Yo,
true.
You are correct, Brian. Society's
not-
fat phobic.
It's well, it's
They
not
are,
fat
that's true.
phobia. Hold on, let me talk. It's not fat phobia. It's not even a social construct. Being overweight on its face is unhealthy.
There are some guys who are into that.
We're not talking about that.
Oh, those
but
are
yes,
I mean,
there
we were,
there
huge,
we
like,
were talking
300
about that, and
Hold
you've
on.
changed the subject.
No, but yes, okay, there are men that are attracted
comes down to personal
there's
preference.
chubby chasers, there's men who like thick women, whatever you want to call it. However, if you are too fat or overweight or obese, you are necessarily unhealthy.
But
not
see,
necessarily,
that's
especially
subjective.
if you
depending
are
on how you define fat.
Yeah, and see, that's subjective to the person.
Let's try to have a
Some people would say that I'm fat.
logical-
And there was a
What?
minute when I struggled with eating disorders and I was under 100 pounds. I was dramatically underweight. And that at the time, that was the expected societal beauty standard. And now people would consider me fat. So yeah, if someone called me a fat whore, for example, that is absolutely body shaming.
Okay, but let's maybe see if
or
we can.
Neko, for instance, is perfectly healthy. She's been to her physicals.
Oh,
you're
you would,
incredibly healthy.
If I told, okay, I will give some background. I've been an athlete my entire life. My number weight is something that I have struggled with a lot. And when I went on the Fresh and Fit podcast, I did read a lot of comments and they were all calling me a whale. Wow. I'm serious. I get called a whale. I get called Shamu. Like, I get called so many things because
I gotta
men,
deal with hate every day.
like men do think that I'm fat. And guess what? You know
It
what?
sucks.
I am proud to say I'm over 200 pounds. I don't care. I'm over 200 pounds. I feel beautiful.
That's right.
I feel sexy. And my partner loves me the way I am because the weight number does not define the way, like, everyone carries weight differently on their body. You know what I mean? And yeah, ultimately what is too fat for you is going to be a personal preference, which is circling back to the point that generalizing things can hurt you.
Next question.
But let's talk about so you don't think obesity is unhealthy?
That's not what we're saying.
That's not
What?
what's the. That's.
Okay.
I don't think that
I think
was
we
the
should
case.
move on.
I think
I
we were
like
talking
the
about
next question.
body shaming.
Yeah.
And fat phobia.
Yeah.
And to a degree, you told me that body shaming doesn't exist.
Well, you're putting words in my mouth. I never said that.
Repeat what you, I mean, I wish we
Repeat
could play it back,
what-
but.
What do you think I said? You think I said body shaming doesn't exist?
No.
You said that if someone were to call you a fat whale, that would be
Fat whore.
Oh,
Get it
pardon
correct.
my verbiage.
Get it right.
If someone were to
Fat
call
whore.
you a fat whore, that would be body shaming. But
Yes.
if someone were to say that to someone who was
Don't get too fat.
200 pounds, sorry,
Oh.
excuse me, 200 pounds,
That's not what I said.
okay.
He was saying that
No.
don't
I
get
was
too
saying-
fat is not
I
considered
was
body
saying
shaming.
literally
because
what he said. Advising someone to not get too fat is not body shaming. And by the way, the body shaming movement originally was about things that were out of your control, not about weight, which is in your control.
To a degree.
Body
What if
shaming
you
had
have
to.
hypothyroidism.
I do
But
have
you guys body
hypothyroidism.
shame guys who are short all the time.
We never said that we
Okay,
did that.
so
height
hold on,
shaming.
Bruh.
hold on. You just brought up hypothyroidism.
Hyper.
No, hyper.
Hypo.
No, hypo would be you have difficulty losing weight. I have hypothyroidism. I take.
Are you medicated?
I do. I take.
Oh, well,
That's
that's
why you
great.
don't struggle
That's
with
why
weight.
you don't have any
there
issues,
are a ton
though.
of people that are
no, even with
unmedicated.
Well,
It
first
directly
off,
affects.
hold on, no,
finish,
hold
let
on.
him
Let me finish.
Okay.
First off, thyroid medication is
It sucks.
super.
It all sucks.
Well, it's very cheap.
Just let him finish.
It's very cheap. Yeah, can you guys stop interrupting, please? Okay. So, you brought up hypothyroidism. So, one, it's treatable.
Totally.
Okay,
is.
but so if you take medication, even with medication though, I struggle with my weight a little bit. So, however, if I adhere to a strict healthy diet, I can lose weight.
Sure.
And right now I'm on a diet. I ate too much over the holidays. I gained some weight. I was eating like shit. I've been eating well for the past month. I'm like down already like 7 pounds or some shit because I was eating a lot of carbs. Let me tell you that. So weight is something that's 100% in your control. You wanted to bring up hypothyroidism as an example. Most people who are overweight do not have hypothyroidism or some sort of other. By the way, I also have aside from just hypothyroidism, I have a fracture in L5S1. Literally have a broken back.
That hurts.
Yeah, so if I want to lose weight, it's hard for me to do it through
Good for you,
exercise.
for doing the
so
work.
I need to do it primarily through diet.
Totally.
So my own experience, it's not about exercise. It comes down to diet. As someone who's literally been stuck, I haven't shared this much before. I was stuck in bed for like 9 months with a broken back. Bad times. I've gotten better, but
Congratulations.
I'm
Yeah,
basically,
good for you. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Congratulations.
That's a really
Incredible.
crazy.
But what I'm trying to say is I'm like, look, I wasn't obese to begin with, but I have to rely strictly on diet to lose weight, basically.
Totally.
So weight is 100% something that's in your control. Bringing it back to body shaming. Body shaming originally was about people who had scars and things that they couldn't control, like a deformity. That's what body positivity was originally about. It wasn't about weight.
Okay. Did we
Sure,
have more
but-
of those super things to go through?
What?
I feel like we've just like talked this to death about weight.
Well, I'm gonna. This is my podcast.
I'm just
This is
saying,
my
like-
podcast. I'm gonna.
I mean, for sure.
Okay.
Well, say whatever.
Just you're not the host. I'm gonna talk about it. I mean, I was gonna move on to the stuff. You don't need to moderate here.
I'm not moderating. I was just really getting uncomfortable with the topic.
Uncomfortable with the topic?
He was talking about his whole
I know.
health journey.
I would just like to move on if that's okay.
Bro.
Well, I think so. I don't know if anyone else wanted to add, but I was actually about to move on. Anyways, so we have Dr. B, 84. Most women would not sleep with most men, but most men would sleep with most women. I think I said this somewhat before. You disagree?
No,
we've
already talked about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this has been
I just want to go back to this. Why is it so upsetting for you guys to hear me say that weight is something that you can control?
It's not that particularly is upsetting. It's that based on the connotations of what you're saying, I hear that people are not deserving of necessarily kindness or respect, even if they're on their journey. And it's incredible that you went through your own journey and like you struggle with weight. Oh my God, I really respect that. That's really difficult, genuinely. Mm-hmm. But I think that regardless of that, people should not be shamed for we should be able to meet people where they're at with respect and allow them to have that journey without calling them a whale or a fat whore.
Okay, I agree with you. I don't think you should be outwardly insulting or disrespectful to you. The issue I have with the component of the body positivity movement that relates to weight is suggesting that obesity is healthy. Now that I have to counter because it is not healthy to be overweight or to be obese. Should you be insulted for it? Absolutely not. You should be treated with respect, even if you're overweight. Me personally, if my personal take just for me, if someone was like, one of my male friends was like, yo, Brian, you're a fat piece of shit, hit the gym, I'd be like, that's motivating for me. However, me personally, I would never insult someone who is overweight, but
no, you're okay. I think I'm happy to end on a commonality there.
Okay, so
I
yes,
think we've hit a commonality,
I don't think you should make fun of people or be insulting or disrespectful. However, I do not buy into this feel-good thing of if you're obese, healthy at any size, if you're obese, it's okay.
Okay.
You should it's unhealthy.
I just don't want to deny the existence of body shaming, and I feel like to a degree that's what you were doing. Anyway, but truly, I feel like we've reached a commonality. We can cut this.
Yeah, we're moving on. All right, so we have Zentience. This came in as a TTS. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. The smartest man in the world, $20 super chat. Thank you, man. Economist Thomas Sowell. I forgot how to pronounce his name, but very smart guy. Debunked the wage gap in the 70s. The net economic activity gap is real, though. The average U.S. woman costs U.S. taxpayers, men, $120K more than they put into the economy over their lifetimes. # pay up. We kind of talked about that. Thank you, man. Louis Burrito, $20 super chat. By the way, sorry we're getting to these after a while here, but women make the betas wait to fake purity and ensure commitment through deceit. This type of content is saving countless men's lives. Andrew Tate is amazing. Free Top G. Yeah, it's like it's kind of just like if she had her, she had her fun in college, 30, 40, 50 bodies, and then like the provider guy comes along and then, let's make him wait. It's just kind of like, it's what?
It's a very cishet perspective. Oh, sorry. It's a very cishet perspective, I guess.
Just like the normative, you just like like cisgender would just be your gender is what you were born as, and then het is heterosexuality. So it is the social normative culture that is regarded around women and men in relationships. Yes. That's basically.
Well, the vast majority of people are heterosexual, so I mean we are talking in generalities. We can talk about
I know that's
we can talk about the nuances of non-binary dwarf dating, but I mean, like we can't.
That's fine. Yeah.
I mean,
Derek makes one super chat at $49.99. Let's agree the body count is easier to controlling weight.
I could agree on that.
You're right.
Word?
We are choosing to sleep with the people we sleep with, so that's a very
yeah.
reasonable deduction.
I think we can all agree on that one.
Body count and body count and weight is easier to control than height. In fact, you can't even control your height.
You can get leg implants.
You can
That's
actually.
ridiculous.
I know it's
That's
so
ridiculous.
dangerous. That's so dangerous.
No.
I don't think I'd want to be Billy from
It's
freaking,
dangerous.
what's it, Rick
It's
and Morty?
dangerous.
Oh my God.
I'm not Billy.
It's dangerous, it's
Don't do
painful,
that.
and it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, please
that's,
don't do that.
That's absurd. Don't
it's
do
like,
that,
it's
guys.
like it's like penile enlargement. Like, please don't do that
Don't
either.
do that.
Don't
Guys,
use the pumps.
any short guys in the West, just get your money
Bang
up.
my line.
Just where's the
Yo,
platform?
stop.
Where's
Can
the
you guys stop
platforms?
interrupting? Stop. Guys, if you're in the West and you're short, just get your money up, get your passport, go to Latin America, go to Asia. Just
That's
move.
facts.
Go to where you are wanted and respected. Okay. She's laughing, but
No, I think it's actually a really funny sentiment because you're right. Like, if a height is smaller in a different area, go to where you're respected.
yeah. go
I think that's. I'm not laughing at you. I think that's actually really funny.
No, yeah, go to where people value. I think it's like, yeah, go to where someone will value you. Okay.
Absolutely.
We got that one. Stimproid, thank you for the $20 super chat. By the way, sorry guys that we're getting to these. These probably came in like hour plus ago, but had quite a good conversational flow there. Please ask them, how would your father react if you told him your actual body count? Quick 5-10 second answer. Go ahead.
He'd probably dab me up.
Okay.
I don't really want to know. Sorry, Dad.
He's watching. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have that conversation with him. He goes to church.
Your dad goes to church?
Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I also don't know. I feel like my dad could go either way. He'd either be like, maybe not about it, or also be like, you know what, your choice.
Sure.
Yeah. I feel the end theme there would be like, it's your body, your choice. But
Yo, hey, we got Modern Life Dating, $21. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm going to smoke these hoes.
Rax, there's your competition, Modern Life Dating.
Yeah, so he
I got no competition.
he will be on the show on Sunday and Tuesday. We got him on the show. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that.
That'll be fun.
All right. Actually, you and him would have a really good back and forth.
Oh, God.
But anyways, Gus,
We'll
$20
see.
super chat. Feminism society has lied to women and have been turned into masculine, independent men. They wanted date/marry. Generalities equals most, not all. The world runs in generalities. These are exceptions, but they are not the rule. Or doesn't it go, the exception does not make the rule? But
I agree with that end half of that.
yeah. Yeah, I agree pretty much. I think, okay, let's keep it moving. Yo, Derpington, this came in as a TTS. Thank you so much for the support, man. Appreciate it. Zentience. Did this one
came in as a.
Are you sure?
the
Cheap
top.
product has
Yeah.
many customers. Okay. Yo, Zentience, dude, thank you for all the support tonight, man. Dude, oh, shit, Derpington. Women are on one side of the lock.
Yeah, we talked
Did
about
we?
this
Did
one
this
too.
one
This
come
was
in as
the lock and
TTS?
We did this
key,
one.
yeah.
This
All
is
of them have been
TTS.
coming in as doubles.
Okay, Alex Alvarez, $20 super chat. If this were soccer, men are strikers and women are goalkeepers. A star striker makes many goals, and a star goalkeeper doesn't allow any goals. Okay, we got some more analogies, I guess. A woman's value is directly tied to her body count. Alex, I want to clarify one thing. I disagree with you slightly. A woman's value in the dating marketplace and in the sexual marketplace, her body count is related. Her value as a human is, whatever. But yeah, they're giving me looks, but okay.
As much as I want to keep talking about bananas, I think
Okay,
we might
you
be
guys
a
gotta
little
go.
short on time.
Are you guys able to stay for another 10-15?
Okay.
I can do that.
Can you guys
Sure.
push maybe even another 30?
That'll be
Little 30?
that'll mostly be up to Val just because she's
Val
friendly.
can come through.
pushing
Come
it.
through. Come through. Tell you what, Val. If you can do 30. If you
Okay.
can do 30. I will give you.
Oh my God.
Let's
bargaining
negotiate
with me?
Let's do a little
Oh,
negotiation.
God,
Little
okay.
negotiation.
A little negotiation.
And I'll make it worth it. Hold on.
What are you gonna do for me, Brian?
What is this?
Actually, that maybe not that. Let's see.
What about the fish?
Write
A
down the number.
female condom.
I love that.
I will gift it to you.
I'm all good. I'm all good.
Expired Plan B.
So useful.
Where do you even get that brand?
It could
Yeah,
still
what is that
probably-
brand? I've never
Option
seen that
2.
before.
I've never
Option
seen that
2.
brand.
That is the Wish version of Plan B.
Oh God.
Wish.com. Option 2. Sponsored by Expired Option 2.
As much as I love your humor, I'll have to respectfully decline.
You don't want a dental dam?
Should we do Can we do 22 minutes? How about that brings us to 10:50?
Rock and roll.
Okay, rock and
Yeah.
roll.
Cool.
All right, sweet. Let's see. We have Eric Chilson, $20 super chat. Dude, where does a guy find the traditional women at, or do I need to change what
Tell me,
I'm
hit me
looking for?
I have an answer for this.
Well, let me just, I got to just blast through the super chats
Rapid
here.
fire.
Mike Davis, $20 super chat. I got to drop in and send some love to the Asian men out there. Man, what's going on? They blowing the place up. We got to start Asian Dick Matter movement and get them
Agreed.
Asian men laid. Get them nukes out of Jung Un's hands.
Wow, that was a wild comment.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
loaded.
the end part.
Okay. Thank you, man.
So many different things there.
Yeah, I do think I guess Asian men are struggling a little bit when it comes to dating. It seems, but
It's
Is it-
unfortunate. I
Yeah,
agree. I
it's
agree.
true.
I think I was reading something about how like the whole one-child policy in China ended up affecting men and dating and marriage like a lot more than they could have perceived, because now there's more men than women.
Yep, that is true.
And so it's
Struggle.
crazy. Yeah, they
It's a struggle.
Well, I mean, I was more thinking of Asian American men,
Oh,
which
yeah,
that
that's a different-
that doesn't really have an impact, but it does
No,
in
yeah.
in China, for example, that does have an impact. But yeah, Asian American men definitely struggle because it seems to be the case that, and they've done studies on this. And if you look at they look at the marriage rates. So Asian women, for example, are twice as likely to marry outside of their race as Asian men are. So there's definitely some biases there.
Yeah, I think
Unfortunately.
it's unfortunate.
I wonder
I
where that
agree.
comes from.
Asian men
Yeah.
are. If I was
I think
gay,
it's just values.
if I was gay, Crispy Kim, are you still in the chat? I would go. I would date. I would almost date exclusively Asian.
Get it,
if I
Brian.
Asian men.
I support you.
If I was gay. Okay, that's a little sus.
That was hella sus.
I think I just lost
What?
1,000 subs. I just lost 1,000
R.I.P.
subscribers.
Live your
Check the
truth. You know
social
what? But
rise.
Crispy
No.
Kim loves you even more now.
All right. Yo, Derpington, 20, thank you, man. The stats show women are gatekeepers, aka you are like a locked door. Jesus Christ, locked so that analogy. God,
AKA
holds
you are like
more
a locked door.
then the pencil sharpener one. It is how the mating strategy of our species has evolved over time. Thank you, Derpington. Zentience, $50 super chat. This came in as a TTS. Thank you, man.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Gus, when a fact stat said that makes them feel, bruv, Gus, can you drop the Barbados role play and just feel some type of way where it's true. They use sign language. Shame, insults, guilt need to be right. Man don't want to walk into a room where our friends fam has seen or heard of it. Promiscuity. Okay.
Damn, the family's gonna know we're promiscuous. That's scandalous.
Gus,
I want Auntie
thank
to
you.
know.
The smartest man in the world. This came in as a TTS. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Jeffrey Arnold, $1 super chat, or $20. Sorry. Stop saying that men are hypergamous. Men are not hypergamous. Men are polygamous. The sexual strategy. The sexual strategy of men is quantity over quality, polygamy, and the sexual strategy of women is quality over quantity, hypergamy. Eric, pull up the hypergamy chart real quick.
I appreciate that definition because I was
like
literally
this.
just about
Maths.
to ask what.
Let's get some maths in here.
Whatever that word is.
Okay, this is hypergamy. So on the left, whom men would happily partner with, and on the right, whom women would happily partner with. So men would be happy, they'll do across, right? Women are all chasing after the top 10, top 20% of men. Facts.
Where is this study? I would like to read it.
It's real life.
That's
No,
just some
That's the
gangster
study.
real
I
life
want to know
shit.
what these.
Oh, well, but I want to read it.
Here, pull up the other charts I asked you to pull up because it's related.
What I would like to know is what qualities do these men have in this study that women are chasing after?
That's what I want to
Because
read.
I think it really comes down
Hold
again
on.
to personal preference.
Eric, are you on the first one
Oh,
of these?
Well, this one says.
Okay, so we're going to cycle through a few. So this is the perception of male attractiveness versus female attractiveness. This is like from hundreds of thousands of, I think this is from OkCupid, a dating app. So men as rated by women is red, and women as rated by men, that's in the gray. So women are much harsher judges of physical attractiveness, attractiveness, whereas men tend to judge women on that's pretty reasonable bell curve right there. So women are very harsh judges of attractiveness, and we see this backed up by the stats released by dating apps. Most women swipe left on the majority of men. Let's see the other one really quick before we have you guys come in. how men rate women on OkCupid. This is basically the same one, but broken down a different way. So men, you see the bell curve. This is, and on the bottom, how women rate men on OkCupid. You see much harsher judges of attractiveness. Go ahead. Next one. Oh, next one. Next one. Okay, this is also from OkCupid. So this is the number of messages received versus recipient's attractiveness. The dark blue line is female, the light blue line is male. So in order for a male to receive an equivalent number of matches, so most attractive men get about the same amount of messages as a medium attractiveness woman, like a 3.
I mean, she's above a medium.
So, well, she's a 3.
Yeah.
So 3, a woman has to be a 3. She gets the same amount of messages as a guy who's 5, most attractive. So if we want to extrapolate that to a 10 scale, that's 10 to a 6. So a guy who's a 10 is getting the same amount of attention as a girl who's a 6. Next one, Eric, there might be one more. This is different. Young men driving the decline in sex. Share of men and women between ages of 18 and 30 reporting no sex in the past year. This is from the GSS, the General Social Survey. This the infographic is from the Washington Post. So in 2018, by the way, if anyone in chat can parse GSS data, I looked on the GSS and they actually released data for 2021. So can someone DM me if you know how to graph GSS data? Because I will make an updated, or if you can make an updated version of this, and I'll publish it. So in 2018, 18% of women reported having no sex in the past year versus 28% of men having reported no sex in the past year. That's between 18 and 30. I bet that number is higher.
It's definitely higher now.
After the pandemic.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what I was talking about earlier, actually.
Higher for men.
Statistic. Yeah,
higher for men.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, is the men from 18 to 25 are like not getting laid at all. Like that's the statistic. It's kind of a bummer.
That's
besides that
and that's why
UCSB,
women are the gatekeepers of sex.
You know what? I think it.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
Oh, I just wanted to move on to the.
Okay, let's
move on through these super chats here. I only have another 10, 12 minutes. Okay. The delusion solipsism is over 9,000. Hold on. I got something for you here.
It's over 9,000!
Oh, okay. This was a TTS. Yo, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Joffrey Arnold, $20 super chat.
Yeah, we just did that one.
Oh, did I already do this one?
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
These ones did we do this one?
No.
This one just came
Madam
out.
C.J. Walker,
We love her.
in 1915 was the first self-made female millionaire. Both men, women were oppressed. If you didn't own land, sign up for the draft, firefighter, own bank account, your voice didn't matter. Yeah, there's a lot of misunderstandings about rights, historically. And
she also masked behind somebody else. C.J. Walker was her husband. That's why she was named Madam C.J. Walker, is because she used her husband's name.
Word?
This is a conversation for, I don't even know for this podcast, but that's opens up a whole conversation talking about wealth inequality.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, but
that's
a big topic.
Yeah, we'll save that. We'll save it for next time.
Yeah.
All right, we have Stephen Aid. Thank you for the $20 super chat, man. Appreciate it. Actions and choices have consequences. That applies to everyone. We are all at the same level and have the same access to information needed to educate ourselves to better our lives. Stop blaming others for your failure. By the way, guys, get your last minute super chats in if you want. We're going to be wrapping here pretty soon. Louis Brito, $20 super chat. Inflation is also women's fault. They've
Okay, man.
I'm so sorry.
We're good. Is Brandon your brother? Oh, my fault. Are we cheering him on? Did he win a game? Damn, Brian, this is long. This is very long.
Let's go, Brandon.
Oh, God.
Okay. Thank you, Louis Brito. Oh, look at that. Guys, really quick, look at that avatar. He's playing the guitar. Maybe he's a bassist.
I like the fedora.
Would you guys?
That's all
And
I'm
he's got a
noticing.
fedora.
I'm noticing the fedora. That's the
Would
first
you
thing.
guys date him?
No.
Because he's a friend with Brandon.
Oh.
No. But maybe if he wasn't buddies with Brandon, then I'd happily have a nice conversation
It's
with
the
him.
fedora.
It's the fedora for me. It's a no.
All right. Wait, really quick.
Lady.
Wait, so what do you guys think about fedoras? Just
I
be
love
honest.
them. I love them.
You know,
Ew.
actually,
As
it depends on the person.
Oh, come
Truly,
on.
I'm so sorry.
No.
As a dermatology professional, I really enjoy
Icon. Icon.
Can you
Yeah,
please
no,
I'm
keep
hearing
it
a lot of
on?
cap.
I'm not gonna lie here. You know, if someone comes up to me with a
Yeah.
fedora,
fedora
I'm
is
just
hard to
gonna.
You
pull
should have
off.
done the whole interview in that.
I might assume that you're in the queer community if you have a
Or
fedora.
Yes,
are you in a
yeah,
ska
that's what I
band?
assume.
Like, we could
You're
vibe
assuming
with
your
that,
gender?
maybe?
Like, what the
No,
fuck?
no, not
no,
gender.
your sexuality.
Not even close, actually.
Wow.
There
By
was
the
a
way-
time for the fedora,
Can
but
you
I think
please
it's
say
passed.
"milady"? Can you please say it?
Milady.
I'll tell you what. I'll say milady if you guys do the Ahegao.
Okay.
Oh,
Did I say it right?
I'll do an
Is
ara
it-
ara. If you know what ara ara
I
is.
know what that is. I want both actually.
Both. God, you're so demanding.
I'm-
You get
yeah.
one out of her, one out of
No,
me.
I want
One
both. I
ass.
need both. I
No.
need both.
I'll do the ahegao. She does the ara.
There we go.
No, both.
Then
Come
you
on,
get
both.
both. That's
I
what
want-
you asked
I
for.
want-
girl. I'm not an ara girl.
I'm
Tell
an
you what,
RR girl.
let's up the ante. If he puts on the fedora after
I
me,
ain't putting that. I'm not putting that shit on.
please.
Let's go, buddy.
Is there a second fedora?
Rags,
Oh,
get that
please.
fedora on, baby.
Party?
Please.
Oh, he's gonna put another hat on.
Yes.
They gotta
No,
do it
it's got to
first.
be a
They
fedora.
No, no, no.
It's got to be a fedora.
the
It's not the
It's gotta be
same.
the fedora, man.
It's got to be a fedora.
What kind
If
of
you want
hat
me
is
to do an
that?
Ahegao, it has got to be a
He's
fedora.
a unicorn warrior.
Don't worry, it's World War.
Unicorn
It's
warrior.
World War One.
Okay.
Don't worry.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Wow.
Is it
God,
backwards?
it's
Bro,
so
look
little.
at-
No, that's the
it's a cap.
that's the full.
Oh my God,
weirdly, that
dude.
looks good on you.
These
Yeah,
are not
he
the
looks-
terms and
everything looks-
conditions.
You look
I
very,
accepted.
very handsome with the pick. It's a pickle haba.
That's what it's called?
Oh.
Did you
wow.
try to say it? Pickle haba.
Pickle haba.
Hell
Pickle
yeah,
haba?
That was
You
good.
look good in
Right.
gold.
Thank you.
Gold-
gangster.
Gold looks nice.
Okay, so go ahead.
Do what?
I want both.
No.
Okay,
We
do
said both for the fedora.
Right.
I'll do the ahegao.
These are not the
She'll
conditions
do
I
Okay,
accepted.
go ahead.
the
Go,
ara.
go, go.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so do you want me to make like a noise or do you just want me to do the face?
Whatever.
Okay.
I would like to know both.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, okay.
I have no idea what
You
you're
got
talking
this. Let's go.
Wait, the microphone was blocking. Wait, you gotta move the mic. You gotta move the mic.
Okay.
No, you keep blocking it. Here, move it to the corner.
I think that was acceptable.
Can you do it again?
Oh my
That
goodness.
camera right there?
Can you
Or
do it
that
again?
one? Oh, that,
That
one.
one.
Okay.
S-
That one.
Yeah.
Haram!
Wait, what was that called?
It's called an ahegao face. Yeah.
Don't ask
that
me
an
how I.
anime thing
Don't
or
ask me
like
how I know what
hentai?
that is.
I think we all know
that
how
makes
you know that.
Okay, let's ara.
Okay. Ara ara.
Wait, can you look into the camera?
Sure. Yeah. Ready? Ara ara.
Okay.
That's it. That's all you get. That's the show. Take it or leave it.
Take it away.
You're welcome.
My ladies.
Oh no! We got that on camera. We got it, boys.
We did.
Milady. Okay, sorry for pounding
Okay,
the
super.
table.
All right, let's do these super chats. Yo, we got, okay, that was a TTS. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Mike Davis, the black dude is based. He may be my long lost son.
What the fuck?
I always think you need
What?
Is that
Why do you have Mike Davis's picture?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
There's
Mike.
a little bit of a resemblance.
No, not at all.
Okay, you know what? It's in the cheekbones.
Wait, can you smile?
The cheekbones are a little.
I don't smile, but
No, the cheekbones.
he
That's
kind of
so
looked like
sad.
Deion Sanders, low key.
You'd be handsome if you smiled.
I think the cheekbones are there.
By the way, he owns several Burger King restaurants on the East Coast. So just saying.
Hey.
Mike Davis does? Wow.
I love that for you, Mike.
Wait, so can you read the super chat actually?
The black dude is based. He may be my long lost son. I always knew you'd be special, but I could not be happier as a dad. I can't. This shit is weird.
Wait,
bro.
read it. Come on.
To see you gatekeeping these hoes. Your ancestors are smiling from above. We'll sit side by side in heaven. What? I'm never gonna die, bro. So,
Oh, okay.
Immortal already.
Wait, are you talking about like transhumanism, like living forever, that type of shit?
Wait, is that what it's called?
Transhumanism.
I
Talk
never knew that was
everlasting.
the name for it.
Well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of terms, but I mean, there's also.
are you
there's also-
assuming my humanism?
Oh, dangerous.
Transhumanism.
Well, transhumanism's like it's a futurist movement, and there's this thing called well, there's a company called Alcor Life Extension where they actually freeze you upon death.
Oh, I've heard about
Like
this.
Disney.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Whoa, wait,
I
this
might
is like
try
Futurama.
So we might try to sign up for
Don't
that
they
shit.
do it too, where they can put your body in, like, you can become a tree?
Wait,
now?
so
Well, that's like
the
that's
real
another
question
thing.
is
Yeah.
do you die
Okay.
first and then they freeze you, or do you freeze before
we're
you
going
die?
You have.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
talk
wait,
after
wait,
the show.
wait.
About that.
This is a different
All right,
topic.
we got. Thank you for the TTS, Derek. Thank you for the TTS, smartest man in the world. I think we got this one. Thank you for the TTS, Derpington. Much appreciated. Thank you for the other TTS, Derpington. Did this one not come through?
Yeah,
as-
this one came through actually.
sure?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
she
Pennywise.
addressed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Derpington. Dude, Derpington, you've been. Oh,
The
this
thing
is the
that's
rating.
funny though is he insulted you, and then the next one he goes, "You're 9."
Starting with
God,
Pennywise,
starting with Pennywise.
96526.
We're
Okay.
both sixes.
Killed
All
it.
right.
I think he gave you a 5.
Oh, I
'Cause
did. I'm
965,
dyslexic, actually. So
965.
you're right. Oh, that
Okay.
fucking
So
sucks.
we're
Oh, and they
sixes.
left Kiki out again?
No, poor Kiki.
God.
I give her a 10, even though she feels weird.
Ew.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, can we get an ooh?
Yeah, you just did.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Thank you for that, TTS man. Yo, Christian Pabone. Can the rating question start out with a call? Oh, okay. Came in as TTS. Thank you, man. Derpington, $20 super chat. Someone recommended. We only have like 4 more super chats here. Someone recommended Alan Watts in the chat. Yep, died too soon. Alan is amazing. Also check out Ram Das, Terrence
Ram Dass is
McKenna.
really
Oh yeah,
cool.
Ram Dass is great.
Ram Dass is
Yep.
really cool.
Spurring, what up from Santa Barbara? Hey, what's up, man? 805. 805, live or die. Okay. Loving this panel. Lots of nuanced conversation happening. Question, as a man, how do you meet new people
That's
without
tough.
dating apps? Meeting in person is my preference, but it's just hard to meet new people
Very
often.
valid.
I think activities,
Hobbies.
like
hobbies.
there's groups and stuff that, intramural sports and shit, but
Yes. Just
it's
get
tough,
out
dude.
there.
It's tough. It's
Coffee
really hard.
Could I give him a suggestion real quick?
Yeah.
It's like in 2023, you got to have like a poppin' social circle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like girls are gonna refer you to other girls if you're popping yourself. So just meet other men who are like doing big shit, and then they're gonna invite you to parties, and then you meet girls like that.
Sweet. All right.
Definitely agree
I think we
with
just
that.
got 3 more here. Christian Pabone, thank you for the $20 super chat. Don't confuse equity with balance in nature.
Oh, God.
And then we got Ron Burgundy here, $20 super chat.
The
As someone
whale's
who's recently
vagina.
binged a lot of your content, it's very interesting to see the difference in combativeness between the women with high body counts versus the women with low body counts. Word?
Okay.
True. Although, you know what? We do have women who they have low body counts themselves, and they actually they'll defend high body counts too.
Because
So
they be capping. That's why.
This is the least argumentative I've ever been in my life.
this is the least. Okay, we have to get you back on.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that was a TTS. Did this one come through as a TTS?
We did see that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
We
we
had
talked
a whole
about it.
conversation.
All right, last 2. Derpington, $20 super chat. Being fat and still deserving respect is not the same as being fat and being entitled to a relationship with someone.
God, no one's entitled
not-
to a
Yeah, we're
relationship
not
with
talking
anybody.
about
Oh my
entitlement.
God.
Derpy
Ugh.
derp.
Oh no.
Derpington.
There is a woman who had this really viral TikTok. She was in a yellow dress. I don't know if you saw it. And she said that it's discrimination and fat phobia if you're not willing to date someone who's obese. But I think ultimately it's preferences,
Yeah, I think that's preference, and I also think that that's like
Yeah.
a way more complex issue.
Yeah. All right, last one here. Oh, Mango King, tuning in. What's up, man? I don't know if you were here last stream, but thank you. Leonardo DiCaprio. Brian plays footsie with these girls under the table. What the fuck? Hey,
Legs can't reach.
by the way, Leonardo DiCaprio, I think we did.
What a great
I remember you saying we missed one of your super chats a couple streams ago. I want to apologize for that. Sometimes we've had a lot of chat volume recently, so I do apologize that we missed it. If you send me a DM on Instagram, let me know what the super chat was. I'll read it on our next stream because I do try to if I missed any, I will try to get them on the following stream. So Mango King here with our last super chat. Thank you, man. No one will body shame you if you take care of your body. I lost 53 pounds in 4 months, torn ligaments on left knee and broken back. Crazy what you can accomplish when you are not lazy. Most issues we face are as a result of laziness.
That's
Facts.
true.
Okay, so before I do our outro here, does anyone have a final? Yeah. Oh, last thing. Twitch shout outs, and then we're going to wrap. Okay, so let's see. We already did Cheeks, right? Thank you for the Prime. Derek, thank you for the follow. Guys, open up a Twitch tab, twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow. Drop us a Prime sub. We have, I can't read that. Hold on. Look.
I saw you look.
Okay, thank you. I saw you look. Thank you for the follow on the Prime. JR Tokens, thank you for the follow. Agent Ray, thank you for the follow. Interview, thank you for the follow. Bamba, thank you for the follow. Zyphos, thank you for the follow. Derek, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it, man. Nachi Shinobi, thank you for the follow. Official Fudge, thank you for the follow. Peace Malarkey, thank you for the follow. Cheek Claposaurus, thank you for the follow. Ron Burgundy, thank you for the follow. Shazwazio, thank you. I butchered that one. Thank you for the follow. Okay, before I do our outro, last, if anyone has a final thought, otherwise I'm happy to wrap this up here.
Dating is hard, and we're all just trying our best here. So,
Okay.
And I would love to say, not all women are out to get you. A lot of us are truly, truly rooting for you. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I would like to say be open-minded to new experience. And also, my page is only $3 right now.
Ooh. My page is also only $5 right now.
Yes. Is there like a whatever coupon code they can use?
It's $3.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? Actually,
Actually, we put it on sale for the podcast.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
cut you a deal. If you tell me that you came from this podcast, I will give you a free gift. I can't say what that gift is on here because it will get me banned, but I will give you a free gift.
You know what? I'll go with that as well.
If
you say that you're coming from the podcast, I'll send you something for free.
Wow.
And then Rax, where can the people find you?
Find me on IG, King Raxo, RACSO. You can find me on on TikTok too. I just got on YouTube. I'm on Twitter too. And my last comment that I want to say is that this is the easiest dating market of all time. If you have no girls, then you have a problem. So hit my line if you guys need some. I got you.
Dating coach, guys.
Oh wait, I want to say thank you really quick. Everyone who reached out on the comments and shouted me out for my sobriety, I really appreciate you guys. And Mr. Andrew Clark, you can go to my DMs and we can argue over there. So.
Okay, you two, anything or?
Instagram, Flamin' Hot Cheeto. I'm also on TikTok, but I did not post anything.
Wait, just can you show the armpit one more time? Wow.
That's just going to be a thumbnail.
Good times. Well, if you're down, we'll have you back. We'll discuss the nuances of dating with armpit hair.
I'll be sniffing
you know what?
that.
I am happy to do that. That sounds great.
Okay, well,
we can also talk about dating in foreign countries if you want.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't really. I would say like the same thing. Don't hold yourself to how would I say this? Don't limit yourself. Anyways, like I think there's lots of things that to be had. I think you can make judgments about people, but again, don't limit yourself. People can be the exception.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anytime.
Love yourself, everyone.
Kiki. Okay, Kiki. Great. Well, I thought it was a good panel. I know it got heated a bit, but I think it's good to have some debate, and I appreciate you guys bringing the heat on some stuff. So, guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. You could have been doing anything else, but you were here with me. I appreciate that. Thanks to everyone who super chatted and supports the show. Really appreciate it, especially after the TikTok. We got kicked out of the Creator Fund, so appreciate. I think because we talk about some more risque subjects and stuff related to sex. You guys are on TikTok.
Yeah,
it's super strict on TikTok. So you guys have probably dealt with bans and stuff.
I know I get blocked a lot.
This is why I don't use it anymore.
I got fucked for just showing like I showed that I took after dab. Like it was like me after I took a dab.
Drugs too?
No, they won't do
anything
it.
Drugs too.
It's so late.
Yeah, say what you will about YouTube, but their TikTok's super strict. So anyways, thanks to everyone who super chatted, support the show. Really appreciate it. Big thank you to the panel for coming tonight, especially some of you came from LA, right?
Yeah. 3 hours away.
So him too. Thank you guys for coming. Really appreciate it. And you guys were great panelists. Thank you so much. And big shout out to our chat mod, Zach, Candace, Nemesis, Urmeshi, and Blair, our new mod. Thanks to Eric, our top producer, killing it as always. Can we get some W's in the chat?
Shout out to Eric.
Shout out to Eric. Deserves all the claps.
Yes. Oh, he's dragging it over.
Bad.
Okay. And also thank you, Chaz, for helping out behind the scenes. And guys, we will be live again Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific. We have a special guest coming on, Modern Life Dating. Anyways, guys, that's it. Thanks again to the panel. Thank you, guys. Thanks for tuning
right.
in. And we will see you guys next time. Have a good night, guys.
Bye, Dad.
Stay safe.